forward basically, and more comfortably than other teams. Like yesterday, we saw Doom losing to Medusa carries, we saw Doom losing to Shadow Demons, we saw Doom losing to Centaurs with the Stampede disengage, and like look, Falcons take out the Centaur anyway. Like they respect a lot of the counters because their players have a much stronger understanding of this hero.
I also think Crit's going to play a hero that's going to make Doom feel better in the lane. Like, Crit's been playing Lion, Hoodwink, like, bring a 4 that can just fight in the lane. So when Doom gets left alone, like, the lane's really set up for him to be independent. Like, the 4 is rotating to help the mid when Doom hasn't had the best start, and now it's like Doom's getting sacked. You're trying to help mid. Like, a lot of teams just aren't really bringing Doom into the game. Like, we mentioned it yesterday, like, range carries being strong, Doom likes to play against melee carries. Therefore, you need to kind of fix that problem with a good position
pride,
forward.
White Mon.
So I'm hoping that Falcons identify that as well. Maybe Crit can bring a little bit of life to the laning phase.
And what happens at every single group stage
Bata ni
much
Kuko
of
na.
TI, there is
Bata ni
all
Kuko
pro to
yan.
international right now, because I see the heroes. First couple of days, I did see a lot of these position 5 heroes being contested in the first banning phase. Mirana, Lina, Windranger, all banned out. And now you can see the difference. Most of these heroes are either carries or the offlaners, and still leaving some of those in the pool.
Okay na.
Position 5s here
Guys,
and there, but that definitely shifted, which means that we're gonna shift, because we've seen the Luna being super popular. We've seen
Kaya mag-ano ako, pupush to talk na lang ako sa Discord para hindi mo rinig lahat ng ano ko.
And also things like Omni Knights, Enchantresses, Wind Rangers, these things that were relatively
okay lang na i-open mo na.
Being let through the first phase more
para makipag-ano tayo sa...
Ay, oo pala. Pag ano pala, hindi mo maririnig pag pinush ko no? Pag hindi ko pinush.
And Tundra, who haven't even flexed it once, are
kaya wait lang papakinggan ko sa ano ko, sa phone ko kung okay talaga
they've been running it as 4, the flex is still open to them.
Kaya salita ka lang.
Teams will find the building blocks for heroes, right? Like what hero, like rather than the hero that's maybe doing the most, like, what's the hero that sets up the hero to do the most? So if you take away the building block, then you know the meta kind of comes crumbling down a little bit, and that's where it's like these bans, like the panel was mentioning, shows evolution. It's quite nice.
Yeah, didn't play Mirana as a position 1.
Okay, kuya, rinig.
Yeah, pure plays different heroes. I mean, this still fits this kind of a same profile, but Saksa exclusively has
Di ba basag yung mic ko?
Hindi naman kuya. Lakasan mo lang konti. I mean, yung boses mo na siguro.
In that one game.
Yeah, he broke.
Kasi ganito akong magsalita
he goes for triple bracer, and then he starts to scale. Gets the 15-minute shard pretty much, saves the gold.
Okay naman, wala namang problema.
Into another core. He picks up Hurricane Pike with the solar flare. That's going to give you enough attacks and damage, and also having that extra leap, and then he starts to scale a bit more, Crystallis, Daedalus, whatever is necessary. So I think this one is
Wind Ranger carry
or pwede 4 mid.
Wind Ranger picked up.
I also want to point out that Ramses has all his heroes that he won with so far.
Pwede.
They're all banned
kasi either flexible tong Wind Ranger Pwede siyang mag-mid, pwede siyang mag-carry.
Si ano kuya, Mirana, ano pa bang ibang role niyan? Pwedeng gawing support. As
like I said
the
about
usual,
building blocks, right? It's like if you have that solid foundation, it simplifies the draft, and Ramses kind of morphed into
Tundra,
that
Doom na naman ni ano to.
It's easy to pick without you going, now I need to fix the problem. Like, this hero doesn't really create problems.
Relax nga mag-oplane nitong Amar na to.
So, now we're
Amar the fucking F.
Amar the Filipino.
You were talking about building blocks. I thought it was
White Mon the Filipino assassin.
in Denmark.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's
White Mon to pre.
This often happens with teams with limited hero pools on players. Ramses has played exceptionally well on the heroes he's shown us, like his Mars, the Sand King.
Ngayon na lang siya nakakuha ng break ni ata. Ay, nanalo pa ba ng TI mga to?
He's not a very specialized or highly specialized offlaner because he has still moved to this
last year.
And it's not like BB Team's Miro, who has played every single offlane in history and can play it well. He has a hero pool of 4 that he does exceptionally well, and then he just looks a lot more underwhelming on his other heroes.
I'm gonna go back to Riyadh Masters.
Ito meta ngayon, pero kanina ko yung mga laro, tinatalo ng Luna lang. Lakas ng Luna.
Wasak yun. Binigay nila agad yung
kung napanood ko yung
7 or 8
games at one point. So
sa Spirit.
Team
Binigay
Falcons
nila
did the
2 games
research
yung
knowing
Luna.
that they need to heavily focus him.
Kasi nakita na ng Bat Rider mid and daming
slightly more under the pressure playing
doon ako na ba't bakit
like
ba
football as
Rider?
much,
Hindi
doesn't
ba
have that
pwede
many
parang
games.
DK? Hindi ba kaya ng DK yun?
What heroes
Kahit
that
kung,
he's really
kung ka,
popped
mga
off on
ganun
in the
sana.
past are left? I mean,
Panggulo
the
lang.
only one is Darkseer, but that
Hindi
hero has
makadum
gone
na
through so
maayos
many
si
nerfs
Kolops
that
eh.
it only
Pangit
really feels
ng
good if
galaw
it
niya
fits
doon,
into
parang
your draft
natatanga siya
perfectly.
pag blink in niya.
And it wouldn't be
Oo, yeah.
well, I mean,
Hanggang sa
playing Darkseer versus Doom
bumili na ng
feels
ng
awful.
Lotus Orb tong Sun King. Wala na.
Mm.
Well, for now, they are still having 50
Meron yun,
seconds of
na-blink
their
siya,
bonus
hindi
time.
niya
They
alam eh,
wanna
parang
still
kinakancel
think about
niya.
that one if they haven't gotten an answer just
Kung
yet.
ganun lang
For
din
Team
pala
Falcons, we
ginagawa
got the
niya,
Bat
dapat
Rider on the
ginaganip
Hoodwink
siya na lang
coming
yung
out.
Doom.
Means we're seeing
Oo
Crit
nga.
on the Hoodwink. That
Doon
Bat
nakapag-refresh
Rider
yan.
Kita
could
niya
be
lang.
Snake King's hero. They have played those two supports in the past.
Galing pala
I
mag-ano
like
to,
this a lot.
mag-carry
I've
to
been
si
theory
ano
crafting something like
si
this.
Puroy.
How much
Pure.
Damaggio can you get? The
Oo.
answer
Ayos
is
pala
yes. The
mag-carry yan.
answer is all pretty much. Thunder,
Ayan
you
nga,
have
malakas nga
Sidekick,
din mag-patch
Alacrity,
carry yan eh, si
Wind
Pure.
Ranger, and Solar Flare.
Flash carry.
This is it. All they need to
Oo.
do is
Magaling yan
have
si
some
Pure.
kind of a body in front to
Pero
tie
sa
this
9
lineup up.
Pandas,
This
ay hindi,
is
sa
something
Bet
that I
Boom,
wanted to see.
off-lane
Didn't
siya.
see.
Off-lane ba siya?
I've seen
Or
like
support
2-3
siya?
heroes,
Ewan
then
ko.
you throw in
Ay hindi, off-lane siya
Solar
pala.
Crest, some drums,
off.
but this is insane
Oo,
crafting.
kaya
Thunder.
pinalitan
This
ni
Wind
Hero.
Ranger is gonna go ham.
Mars.
But it is 4 protect 1, or rather 4
Against
buff up 1.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, at the moment.
Kaya po,
But, like, that's
draft
where
pa lang. Ay
it's a
mamaya.
quite
Mamaya
creative
kita
though, with
tatanungin ko
the,
anong
like, the invoker
saan ang
pick.
pusta mo.
You sacrifice your mid lane.
Hindi ka na
with
nagbe-bet,
Ramses.
no?
If you mentioned like losing his
Hindi na.
big kind of initiating hero pool,
Nakailan na rin
after those heroes,
Visit na
that's
yan.
when he becomes like a carry from the offlane. Like he's played
Nagbebet
Slardar,
ka pa
he's
ba?
played Alpha,
Paparley
he's
ka?
played Brood. Like his
Hindi,
hero pool
hindi
after
na,
the
ayoko na.
initiators is kind of the greed the map.
Kasi kung
outscale
nagbe-bet
your
na naman
opponent.
ako, natalo
So if
na
they
naman
are
ako
gonna go
dyan
for
sa
potentially
extreme tsaka
kind of
sa ano.
plan B or C, then
Spirit.
you do need more information, because if they pick that type of hero in this position, Falcons have 2 picks to counter it, and Tundra just get picked apart on the map. So if they are going to maybe go a little bit
Marto
aggressive,
Pac.
they need to
Pac.
open up the draft a bit more. So keep an eye out, potentially Ramsey.
Lumabas sa
He's
Pac
gonna see
sa'yo,
4
kuya?
heroes and go, what do you want to play?
Oh.
Whatever he calls
Ah.
for, he's going to get. And that's where Falcons, they just need to
So-
just keep
so
drafting
carry
for
na lang
themselves
kulang
here.
ng
They got the
Falcons.
Puck now to
Oh.
punish the the lack of lockdown. It's a lot of aggression here.
Sino
Like
okay
Hoodwink,
na carry?
Dito
I
sa
wanted to see
kabila,
this type of hero to enable
medyo
Doom.
malabo pa
That's
tong
gonna be a
nasa
good fight.
kaliwa eh.
Bat will secure your safe lane, and Puck will be the
Pwedeng
playmaker, the
support
containment
na
for all the other heroes to
Mirana.
thrive.
I
Oo,
love the
tong
puck pick
dalawa,
because if you
carry
look at
yung
Falcon
win
supports
mid.
in Hoodwink
Wala
and
pa
Bat
silang
Rider,
offlane kung
if
sakali.
either of these supports rotates to mid, you don't need both.
Sino pa
With
pwede,
the
sino
Doom
pa pwede
coil,
nilang
Invoker
offlane
should
dito?
be
Hindi pa
killed
pwedeng
very
ban kasi
quickly and
Mars.
very easily before Tundra's supports can react. And when you look
Tapos
at
sa
the
Falcons
matchup of
carry,
Wind Ranger
ang
versus
kulang.
Falcons team,
Mm.
it can look
Hmm.
scary if you don't have a means to just lock her down. And the Dream Coil goes a
Morph?
very long way in the early game to just rotate on Wind
Bumorph ba
Ranger
to si
and kill it.
Skita?
And you mentioned the lack of lockdown T. It's a problem. You have a shackle shot, which is a projectile,
Sa
easily
Tundra.
dodged. You have the arrow, which is
Ay,
a
sa
Hindi,
follow-up.
dito
The
sa
rebound, which you
Falcons.
see coming, you easily
Boss-
Hindi
dodge.
ko sure eh, pero
Third-
goods ang
It's a
Morph.
really scary puck game, actually.
Morph
It is.
kay Tundra?
I'm looking for a hero for
Hindi,
Ramsey.
sa
Falcons.
kanan.
I don't think
Falcons.
there are
Oo,
many options
sabagay.
available, especially after
Boss
Puck pickup.
Vojilov,
They need,
shoutouts.
like, Centaur would
Huwag
be
ka nang
perfect when
tataya
you
ha.
have, someone to disengage with,
Tigil mo na yan.
run in, run
Taya
back.
lang ng taya
This is
hanggat
great
hindi
against Doom.
yumaman.
Takes away the target from the carry pretty much. So I'm
Tigil
thinking,
ka na yan,
maybe they need
guys.
something different. Slardar has already been
Sa
banned
offlane
out.
ng Tundra na lang.
This hero hasn't been picked much, maybe not at all.
Maaari.
I feel like they
Na
need a
offlane
blink
na lang sa
initiator
Tundra.
because they need some lockdown for Puck, and the hero pool is getting smaller and smaller.
We got
Kasi ano pala to,
Underlords
si
in the
Moon.
pool,
Yep.
Tidehunter's still in the pool, Max Dimension's still in the pool.
Void.
As far as
Sino
tanky
na
boys
magbo-void yan?
offlaners go, I'm having trouble coming up with more.
Yeah, I think right now, like,
Ganda, parang
Beast
ganda
Master
nung
might fit the bill
pack
for
na
the
pick
group
nila.
behind. He can buy auras. That's one option.
Yeah,
I don't
Hindi pa
mind
tayo
the Underlord just for
nakakakita
the
yata
root.
ng na-scary ngayong tier.
The fact that we're talking about the elusiveness of Puck.
Pwede bang yun ang itapat nila kay
There are
Luna,
a lot of
kuya?
the big
Hindi
stunners
ba
available
lugi
for
pa rin
him.
si
It's like you have a
Life
stun the
Stealer
puck or
kay
you just
Luna?
go forward.
Or
Depende, may Doom eh.
they go and
Doom
Beastmaster
tali
is
eh.
banned out, but they go for Legion Commander, and then you just run around and then you give
Mm,
dual damage to
Beastmaster
all
ban.
your team.
Pag
When you
nab-
successfully
nababurst
go dual, you
kasi
run
ang
as five,
Luna,
everybody gets all
Kung di siya
damage
makareact
all the time.
mag-BKB.
It might be
Mawawasak.
too much damage. I think they have they don't have problem with the damage, that's for sure, with all the
Sarap
buffs
ng,
that they can
boss,
throw on
sarap
the
ng
Wind Ranger.
ads, sarap
They just
ads ng
need
Tundra niyan.
Some lockdown, because this puck could cause a
Wala,
lot of problems.
hindi
I
pa rin.
wish, hold up. Okay, they get
MK,
Nunggoy.
tangina.
But I was like, if they don't pick a strong carry that pressures in lane, like, I wish Knight's
Ganda ata, ang
slightly
ganda ng
more
MK
viable.
ah.
But that would be like the overwhelming oomph, but now with the Monkey King to like crush that
Pang
safe
zone out
lane,
din tong ano.
prevent
Siyempre hindi
offlanes
sila
from being a little
basta-basta
bit more
makakalaro sa ano.
then
Oo.
Sa
you're
parang
gonna break
mag-BKB
the
lang siya
apart.
kuya, goods na siya eh.
Oh,
no?
this Monkey King pick? Well, we were talking about the Underlord, for example.
Tsaka
and
meta
he was
ngayon
one of
yung
the
ano,
best
yung
heroes versus him,
Gleipnir.
And if you're looking for the
Gleipnir
build of a
na
melee stunner that
Monkey King?
can either have an instant
Oh,
stun or buy
meta
one hit,
yan.
Monkey King counters any hero that you can think of
Walang
that does that.
tatakas. Walang
But Tundra
tatakas sa
Lang
bahay
kayo.
na ito.
where
Sabi
their
niya.
last pick from
Diba?
Ramsey is going to be underwhelming regardless of what they come up with.
Boss, maglapag ka na, maglapag
I mean,
ka
you need
na.
to lane
Kami,
against
hindi
Monkey.
kami
Most of these
magtataya.
offlaners are
Bahala
melee
kayo dyan.
nowadays.
Ha?
The pool is almost
Taya at
non-existent
your own
considering
risk.
all the bans that they did. I mean, Magnus could also work, but you have
Bahala
some
kayo
kind of a way
dyan.
of
Basta
escaping this Monkey
sinabihan
King,
ko na
which is
kayo.
skewer. It's not the best choice, but they're also running out of time,
Oh,
so they need to
Balanarov.
choose. But
It will be the Night
Puta.
Stalker. Okay, but you said you didn't like it
Good
anymore.
pick yung
No,
last
I
pick
mean, I
ng,
love the hero,
ng
but
Tundra.
okay, so this is
No,
me
ayos,
stretching. There you go. Sorry.
Bullshit sa kanya
Also,
tong mid.
Tundra stretching.
A little bit, but like the reason why I like the
so,
hero.
so kung
'cause, like,
pak ka
the
dito
game,
kuya,
like,
anong
vision,
i-first
the
item
amount
mo
of, like,
dito?
pressure you apply is insane.
Mag-ano
but
ka
it
pa rin
always
ba?
is like, can you
Which
get
Okay,
league, ganun ka pa
mapipilitan.
rin?
phase, like the first 10 minutes? Can you get
Oo,
to phase
pang
boots,
farm
plus one
items.
to then dictate
Pero
the game?
mapilitan ka mag-Yules.
And clearly
Kaso,
Tundra,
mga
and
second or
together
third
going, we can
item,
get there.
kailangan yung
So I
mag-BKB.
respect the fact that like they know the
Agad-agad.
hero is good.
Oo,
If
kasi
you
So dagger
pick the
BKB,
Pinalo ng
ganun
the
na lang.
weakness of the hero. So
Mm,
I like the hero.
shit.
I hate
kahit,
the first
kasi
15 minutes.
pag first item
So
ng
if they can do it, then cool.
Balanar,
Night Stalker will be able to lock down the puck.
dadageran ka
Puck is
lang.
such a key component.
Wala ka
right?
nang gagawin sa
You
ano.
Oh.
really buy BKB within your first
Dun
2-3
sa
items.
Google ka
silence.
lang, no?
Low, therefore,
Normal
if Night
rin
Stalker
ka.
can actually survive,
Yun.
then it's going to be really good. But can he survive though?
I
It's gonna
thought
be
this
hard.
hero
so.
Ano, draft kuya? Sino ka?
I think he can survive.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad Night Stalker.
Dahil
pick
sa
at all.
last,
Like,
ano,
the lane versus
parang
Monkey King
Tundra,
can be
pre.
tough, but he does have a Murano
Sige.
Night Stalker
Ano ako?
easier
Gusto ko
than
yung
the
last
other
ng
melee
Tundra.
offers that we think about.
Falcons ako
Really,
pero
all he
long game.
needs is to
Feeling
hit
ko
that
long
level
game.
6, go with
Long
the
game
silence,
Falcons.
kill the puck, and hold
Kasi
on to game. All he has to do is
dun sa
just
bracket
feed on
ng
that offlane, and one or two
Divine
successful
Emo dati,
nighttime
nung
rotations with darkness,
nakalaro ko dun.
and
Meron
he's
kaming
in the game
nakalarong
pretty
ganyan.
well. It solves a lot of the
Mm.
problems
Tapos
they had,
offlane
and it
siya.
scouts
Mga
Monkey
build
King
niya.
in the
Build
tree
niya
line,
lang,
which is also
dagger,
so. I like it.
He's gonna have night rain
yung
facet, so first 5 minutes,
mga
something that
buffs,
Night Stalker
yung
always
upgrade
was
din
very
ng
bad at,
Vanguard.
was playing the lane.
Oh,
Now he
Kiras,
can put the
magagawa
pressure.
pa.
The lane is not as bad as
Radiance.
he would be
Radiance
first
lang
5
yung
minutes
parang
'cause it's gonna be
pinaka-damage
nighttime.
item niya.
But also the
Ang
biggest part,
unat,
the biggest
nang
nerf,
hirap
also
patayin,
I would say
tas
this is one of the
santulin
biggest
pa
nerfs we've
pag sa late
seen
game.
recently is especially to the
Parang
Night Stalker because he
As in-
lockdown.
doesn't
Kailangan mo
have
ng
that refresh
lockdown
anymore on
talaga.
his ability.
Sabagay,
So
may
you need to
lockdown
use
din tong
your silence, you don't
kabila.
have the second silence. But overall, I think I'm gonna go with
So,
Tundra. They're cooking.
ayun,
I like
Tundra-
the first 4.
Tundra din to.
Fifth one
Ito isa.
is not the strongest hero
Oo.
right now, but
Makikita.
I think they're
Pro
on
to mga to, mga sa
Okay, let's see
execution nila.
if the coach of Falcons agrees that
Pero
Tundra
naano
is
kasi
up
ako dun sa
something.
doom
We're
ni,
heading over
ni
to
Amar, parang
Tyrion,
hindi
who's with
talaga
AY2000.
pumapaltos yung doom niya eh.
Yes, I am,
Ganun magaling
Shiva.
talaga.
Aoi, let me just
Oh,
ask you first of all,
yun
having
nga.
seen the drafts, did anything that they came up with, were you expecting it, or was it kind of a surprise draft from them?
I mean, we were not expecting Night Stalker 24. Honestly, I haven't seen this hero in a single pub. Sometimes that means the hero's really bad. Sometimes it means that they have like a specific idea that they saw in this game. I think it should be pretty good for Spock, but I'm not too sure like its lane, so we'll just see.
Oh, puta
So
na
you're
kita.
comfortable with the draft that you guys made?
And we're always comfortable until we're not. you
Gulat
Hello,
daw sila
guys,
sa
this is
ano,
Makes
Peter.
sa
sense, sure. Hey, this is interesting. But
gulat
the
daw
coach
sila sa
for Tundra,
Balanar.
Moon Meander, used to be a teammate of yours on KLC
But
Sports.
yung last pick,
Sum up
Ah,
for
sabi
me
ni
what it's
Awi.
like having
Hindi
him
daw
as
nila
a
nakikita sa pubs pero baka may
Moonmeander is a
specific daw
very
silang
like
usage para sa ano.
high energy
sa draft
individual.
mo.
Like he's very
Makakaipak.
motivating, but like he's very emotional too. I
Yun
think,
nga.
and it can be like positive or
Kailangan
negative.
kailangan pa ba niya
I
mag-earn
think, like,
dito kuya siyang mag
For me,
ano,
like he
vessel?
fits
Hindi na.
the cultural at Tundra a lot.
Sa
'cause I
tingin ko,
think
hindi
he'll
yan
energize them, and
magbe-vessel.
I think he's a really good drafter
Ah,
actually.
diba?
So I think
Hindi
that
naman
helps him.
masyadong
Do you
ka-vessel-vessel
feel, I
yung
feel like
kalaban
the
eh.
standard of this TI has been extremely high so far.
Mm.
Would you
Depende
agree with that?
kung anong build ni Thompson. Kasi pwede siyang
Honestly, not really.
Paswex.
Ay, oo nga,
A
no.
lot of
Mid
teams, including us, aren't in
vessel.
their best form.
Ay,
Like, I
akala ko
think
exhort
teams-
siya kasi nung nag-exhort ka nung
I don't know
naglaro
what it
tayo.
is. Like,
Kahit ano ba,
there's
kahit
just
ano bang
something,
meta kayo. Ano?
it's not as clean
Kay
anymore.
Ian.
Maybe
Mm.
that means the standard is high and
Madaming
it's
ano
more
dyan.
competitive. But I think like there's a lot of like unforced errors this TI that I've seen, including from us. So
Good heavens. Well, hopefully we won't see too many from your team today. And we're going to send it over the casters now. That's OD and Fog. Take it away, chaps.
Thank you very much, Ted. Yes, we're ready for this
Pero
one.
alam ko,
Tundra
Pasfix to si
versus
Thompson.
Falcons. Let's see who's able to come out on top. And indeed,
Mga
they
vlogging
did
dito.
step it up.
Oo.
We had Howie there
Grabe.
saying that the great. I mean, we're still early days of the tournament. We can only imagine it to get better.
Ayun na.
Papaunahin
And,
talaga yung
here,
range.
With this level of matchup between
Ayun,
these two
nakuha ni
teams,
Malrin.
we should be expecting
Itong Malrin,
some top
bata
tier
pa
stuff,
pala
right?
to eh, no?
Absolutely. I think the biggest question
Oh.
for me is really just
19
going
pa
to be
lang
this Night
ata
Stalker.
ito.
It
Kaya
really is a
kailan
huge
lang
question mark.
nakikita
It's
yung
not gonna
pangalan
play
na
much
ito.
in pubs. it's gotten nerfed massively and stuff like that. Yes, it's going to give them this type of
Wala
scouting
na,
mechanism.
ba't ano nangyari
for the
kila
Monkey
ano
King
kuya,
and a potential
Sumail,
silence
ano,
for this puck,
Miracle.
which they pretty much had no good catch
Ano
for
mo
this
yun?
puck. But is he
Laglag
actually
sila,
gonna be able to get
Miracle.
to that point and be able to do stuff? We'll have to see, because it does feel a little bit risky. The rest of the lineup, it's very oriented around buffing this win range.
Grabe
making
naman
her be
mag-last
that
hit mga
absolute
to.
monstrosity, but I don't know, Night Stalker is definitely a tougher hero. We'll have to see how Ramses can make it work.
Well, that's the thing. How prepared do you think they were? Oh, there we go.
Uy.
First blood's going to end up down
Uy,
bottom.
grabe nga
So
yun.
take out Whitemon.
Whitemon, the Filipino pride na yun.
Filipino pride
Pretty
yan eh.
spicy stuff. He's off to a hot start down bottom.
What were you gonna ask,
Nice.
sorry?
In terms of their draft and obviously how much
Sa mga hindi nakakaalam guys, Filipino
gets to the
si
point where they're bringing out the
Whitemon, taga
Night Stalker
Isabela.
Ramses this game. If you're Tundra, do you think this was something you prepared for? Do you think they've done games with Night Stalker behind the scenes, or is this kind of like we got to pull someone out that we, in most situations, haven't been forced to play? Like, are we seeing other teams heavily target Ramses as much as Falcons did today?
I haven't seen teams target him as much. I think they've gotten a lot of information just because of those dominant, like the Mars. I think he's been the one who popularized it the most. But I want to say this was like, oh my goodness, we need something for this puck. Oh my God, what's left? Oh my God, we're out of time. But maybe it is something that he has played in a couple of
Quas
puck
naman,
games and
ano,
stuff
no,
like that to
regen
try it,
ng
but
health regen
this hero
ng
is
Quas
very tough
mo.
to make work. So
Hindi na.
looking forward
Iba
to see
na
what he's
ang
going to do with
ano
it.
ng
And his
mundo
lane,
ngayon.
so far,
Ay,
versus the
puto.
Monkey King, it's actually pretty decent.
See how that's able to continue. Look at
Kantahin
this
mo nga
mid-lane
ignition ni
matchup so
Whitemon.
far. Look,
Kantahin nyo nga yung ignition ni Whitemon
Balance
mga
striking
bossing.
coming in.
Oh!
He's ticking down
Aray.
low and Skeeter's able to reach in and
Wait.
get that final swipe to
Hindi
take him
pwede,
down.
mababan tayo dyan sa ignition. Talaga
Stand
mo.
his ground
Sige.
against Ramses, but that's a little bit tougher
Gusto
right
nyo
now.
ba ako nakakanta?
Back away.
Kaya lang sa easy lang guys. Mababan tayo guys.
To that level 2 Jingu that's going to be coming out, of course. But yeah, getting those 10-3 last hits, not too shabby.
Flag bearer.
And mid, they wanted this puck versus Thompson.
Ano to?
See how much
Pats-pats
pressure
lang
you
kuya,
can apply
talagang
versus the
refill
constant
lang
heal
ng
that you
ano,
get
hindi
now from
magbobote
phase
si
shift.
ano,
These players
Thompson.
are
Wala,
abusing
hindi
it to the
magbobote
maximum. You can do really cool tricks where you walk under tower, phase shift, and actually take 2 hits in a way, and you heal so much from the innate. It's pretty crazy what you
Wind
can do on this
Ranger
hero now.
carry.
And overall, do you like the approach from Tundra that seems very much to go all in on the Wind Ranger? Right? They're going to have lots of buffs, lots of ways to really enable Pure as the game goes on. Is that something you're comfortable with, or do you feel that Falcons, they've got a few more options to take the game in different styles if things start to go a bit crazy?
My worry is that it's not a
Post
full
5
4
Bat
protect 1,
Rider pala.
Yeah,
because
not
they do have the
completely.
NS and the Invoker that can kind of scale, but there's a Doom on the enemy lineup. There's
Pero
a Bat
still
Rider. These
dagger
are
pa
the
rin
hard
agad
heroes
mo,
that
kuya.
single target focus and just
Oh.
remove a hero from the game, right?
Hindi,
And
may
Doom
ginagawa kasi
dispels.
nila.
So let's say you throw all
Drums.
these buffs onto this Wind Ranger and stuff, you can get rid of a decent amount
Ay
of
si ano, si Kuya Kevin.
the ones that are dispellable, of course.
Kevin, nag-comment.
Pressure
Inuuto ka lang
continuing
yan,
in the
sabi.
mid here. Thompson still holding his
Tan.
own.
Yan ang pinaka-cancer.
13 for 5 against the 17 for 5.
It's naglalaro pa rin.
To get very,
Kuya,
very
naglalaro
low.
ka pa rin ba
Keeping
ng Dota, Kuya
his
Kevin?
Nakakalaro naman yan.
Doesn't quite have it in him
Lakas
to
pa rin.
burst in
Sobrang
as
nga,
of yet.
sobrang andaling matil. Tatanga-tanga.
I thought he would start to slow down a little bit in these next few waves, but he was able to get the healing lotus as well.
Yun ang sabi niya. Hindi kasi
Man, yeah, this
iniisip
mid
ko
lane, I don't
baka
think we
ano
can
yung
look
naglalaro pa siya, baka
Yeah, it's the
ma-invite nga rin.
classic,
Si
you
Kuya
know,
Greg
Thompson,
din ata, i-chinat.
as
Si Kuya
low
Greg
as
ba
he is.
naglalaro pa?
I'll keep tabs on the other ones, but my goodness, at any
Hindi
moment,
nagre-reply
Thompson,
yan, busy ata.
And Maurin trying to go for it here.
Ayan na,
Thompson
ayan
holding
na.
his ground, turning with the cold
Ayan na.
snap.
another orb.
May orb
Maurin's
siya,
going to
huy.
be ready
May
to
orb
go
siya, huy.
again in a second if he wants to. Now he's actually going to play it defensive and back off. Doesn't want to.
Kalkulado yung Thompson yan.
You
May
can't take those
stick
risks. You know
charges
there's
No, stick
such a high
charges na.
chance if you're laning against Thompson and you go for a dive.
Kung
it
ginaw
very
siya
easily could be
doon,
turned
wala
upon
siya,
yourself
patay
and
yung
you're
pack.
going to end up being the one feeding
They
under
want
the
siya
tower.
pero
Yep, it's all about these stick-based
Oh,
plays
snap.
that they're trying to go for each other. I see Crit is starting to make his way over because they're playing so low, but there is a ward to scout him, so Thompson will be aware of this one. And he is getting that heal up. The 3rd point in Quas now. Each hit heals you, what, 18 I believe it is or so. So the sustain
Nasa
does
hit na
come in
kasi yung heal
quickly
niya eh.
if you do leave him alone for even just a
Umihit
couple
ka.
seconds.
Yeah, and he's got the tornado and the cold snap
Yeah.
invoked, so
Ibang-iba
ready
na
for the
talaga.
defensive maneuvers if he does get
Akala
done.
ko
Dati
yung-
passive siya eh.
Cool
Nung
late start.
tumataas
I feel
regen,
we've been
pati yung
90%
Kapag
exort.
yung
staring at the mid lane,
exort,
so
may
Dami.
attack
side
naman.
lanes.
Ah,
Things are looking pretty good still
yung
for
iba
both sides.
na. Napa-double bracer rin
Quite able to
ng...
get
Uy, yung galing naman nun.
Pure indeed.
Nakita mo yung ginawa niya, Jay?
Doesn't connect.
Pinutol yung puno para hindi
Daytime
mabasa.
1 second and they're going on Ramses
Tataba ng
immediately
utak
right
ng mga
before it.
yan.
Pingu
Patay.
building up the boundless coming in. A couple
Isang hit ni
more
Bat Rider,
hits.
patay.
He's healing up Ramses. Not enough though. Skeeter's able to dive under the tower, take him down.
That must have been a coordinated move at the because it's 5
Yun ang
minutes and 8
downfall ng
seconds. They
Mirana.
know there's like 7 seconds left
Na
on that
support.
nighttime and they make the move right away.
Wala siyang magawa
Cool
dun, no?
stuff there from Falcons. And yeah, we
Gagawin
keep
mo,
seeing these
aruin mo
tree
ng
cuts
harapan.
from Pure, trying to at least protect himself from getting
Parang
caught
binoid
from
mo lang
some
din,
of those
wala
bushwhacks.
pang slow.
Ah.
But Amar is keeping them low on the mana. I feel like every time I see these
Courier
dooms, they've been getting
mosquito.
the mana burn creep.
free lane ata tong Doom.
6-minute power
Parang
rune.
kawawa sila
Snaking already
dito.
set up in the area. Saksa also looking to check top.
And I guess with the levels now for Thompson, he should be
Wala siyang
able
mana,
to
oh.
pretty much stay at full HP.
Minamana
The
burn siya
burst
ng Doom.
from Puck, not enough to threaten him. It's going to take heavy rotations to try and do something. So once Marion will still hold the lead, Thompson, he's probably going to start catching up, and we can see already getting a lot of denies in this
Baka naman
matchup.
pwedeng
Which
iba na
means
lang
he's higher
sana yung
level.
support,
So he's
hindi
actually
na
kind of ahead
Mirana.
because the way the
Parang
mastermind works
kumbaga hindi
for,
na sana
Invoker.
sila
So those
nag-try na
12 denies are
mag-flex
actually pretty
ng
important. So
hero.
pretty good stare so far there from Thompson in that matchup.
Di ba
And yeah,
kung
both level
ano
6
nung
now.
Mirana
We'll see
dito
what
sa
they
draft
can make
nila
happen
kuya.
with these moves, because gotta be careful how you overextend versus either one of these are excellent counter gankers, the Invoker and the Puck. So these side lanes do have to watch out how far they make a move.
Absolutely, very likely that both are going to be ready with a TP.
Malrine continues to get some stacks going for himself, while on the side of the Invoker, he can't really do that, so. Bottom, with TP out. Here, seeing a bit of a beating here.
Ganun lang.
It's pretty beefy now that he's got the double braces out.
Amari just, it's still just, he's mana burning.
Mana burn ka lang
This
dito.
Wind Ranger is in a risky
Oo,
position
oo.
if there's a rotation that comes out. Not really much mana to work with, not much HP either.
Oh.
Now he's pinging him. We might see a
Ping-
game rotation. I think Snaking's gonna make the move down.
I think so. You know,
Yeah, he's coming.
pretty much completely out of mana on Pure, and he doesn't have any stick charges either. So
He knows this is coming though. This is a heads up read. Here,
Sus.
a decent knockback,
he's got the stick win run.
and indeed with the
Hindi
buff
na
up.
nila
Oy, yan na.
We're getting another win run off. Looks like Whitemon will pay for this though.
Pukpukin mo yan.
As the three of them collapsing
Ganun.
upon
Manon
him.
tong
Pong
Filipino
himself.
pride natin.
Very heads up moves.
And
Yan si
Thompson,
Whitemon.
he's thinking of making a move around here. But on his own into
Pero sa
to these
tingin ko,
three
hindi
heroes,
siya
probably not
mag-ano,
somewhere that he
earn.
wants to continue to head.
No, not very easy for him to go down there.
Hmm.
And seeing the build, okay, so I
Hindi
was wondering what the
mapilitan si
build, what the
Balanar
itemization
mag-turn.
was going to be from Ramses. It might just be a phase auto blink build, just because he needs to get on the puck. That could be pretty
Diyan.
cool.
Still
Sentry
lang.
down,
Teka,
Thompson.
Thompson.
I wanted to stick around for the power and it ends up
Gagi,
spawning at the
papalagyan niya
top.
talaga,
Now
oh.
the fight will kick off as Saxon
Hindi, meron
turn
siyang
up to
nag-TP.
back him up. There'll be the Dream Core down onto the two of them. But they'll stand their ground.
Three
The
minutes.
other side,
Ay,
one indeed,
nice
the three members
one.
coming in will allow them to take out
Grabe
the
nga
return.
yun,
Bound to
sir.
strike down on a Pure, but the win runs there. Jump forward with the waning rift. Mallory continues to attempt to stay on top of Pure.
He's in
Jump
trouble.
forward.
Sa galing
lang
yung
din,
mga monkey.
Gonna have another win run in a few seconds. Jumping
Whoop.
from Whitemon holds them back. It's gonna give Pure the space to back.
Pero mapapatay si
But
Whitemon.
indeed, once again,
Okay lang.
Whitemon's gonna be the one to
Gagi.
die for that one. As Falcons.
Mag-dagger ka
sixth
na,
kill.
ano,
That's
si
three now on
Ramses.
Whitemon very early
Ayun,
on. He's
dagger
giving
first
his life
item.
for Pure, which is all important, but even these kills
Life
does
of
hurt.
the support.
Is level 6 now, does have the Doom at the ready versus Pure, and they're stalking him. Skitter still has full Jingle
And they
stacks.
really want this win,
Gagi, patay
Ranger.
ka dyan, boy.
And yeah, this time
Patay
round,
to.
Pure unlikely to have much backup at all coming in.
Mag-buy time ka na lang, ganyan na lang.
But inevitable that he's gonna get caught.
Skeeter, another kill to be found. Top lane, dive coming in here from Ramses and Thompson. They'll be able to
Okay,
punish the
okay.
fact that Snaking's been left on his own as
Diretso pa rin
the
dagger ni
XP on this
Balanar.
lane. So some action to be found in return by Tundra.
A kill's a kill, but it is that 5 position. So, I mean, we do see
Kukuha lang ng
Snaking, of
extort
course,
para
dive
may
like that
alak
quite
eh.
a bit. Tower is still pretty
Okay.
healthy. Are they going to look to set up for it? Trying to get as much damage as possible with Ramsey's ult active. Alacrity thrown out too. Yeah, they're bringing
Oh, wala
Doom.
ng darkness ah.
Patay na
Whitemon,
naman.
careful.
Stunning a
Dinom
little
na.
bit from us.
Uy,
And the
nice.
Doom
Grabe nga yun.
was immediately there.
Grabe naman yun.
The invis up should be able to
Ah,
see.
Pag ibababa niya yung
okay.
Doom.
Thompson will survive.
Ina ka talaga, Thompson.
That was very quick fingers there from him.
Immediately getting that Ghost Walk off.
Talaga, quick
But they're-
fingers
The
talaga.
lanes are, after already these lanes, it's a 3k lead here for Falcons with the quick moves that they're making, the swings across the map from Skitter is, I mean, Amar, he'll tap him.
Yeah,
I
patay-type ka
respect
na naman
Smart
dyan, Amar ah.
for Thompson's escape.
Thompson, he just walked into tower range. Okay. That was a little weird.
Kapag
And
naka-ghost walk,
Pure
yun
is
na may
just very
regen.
shut down so far in this game.
Ay, may
And they
regen
do
na
have
rin siya.
lots of different, as we were mentioning, there's
May
lots of
regen
ways
sana.
to address this Wind Ranger in this game. The Doom, the Lasso. Doom in particular is always going to be good because it's got that basic dispel, removes Wind Run, removes any buffs.
Ano kaya,
gets the
maghahanap
catch
na
on
lang ng
Pure,
kills
so,
to si
yeah, Pure
Thompson.
has to be a little bit more careful with the positioning.
Siguro.
Now looking to to enter into the ancient
Pero
area.
dapat siguro sa tingin
He's got
ko,
eyes on Amar.
Nice
Jump
sneak.
forward from Saxa.
kailangan niya
The
ng
Starstorm actually misses because
Yung
of the
kunat.
tornado.
Indeed, the spells weren't quite there in sync with one another perfectly. They'll still get the
Gagi ka,
kill, but this
Thompson.
has
Alam mo na
given
yan.
time for Falcons to
Boat
respond.
ka na pag di ka pa naman.
Drop down the Wukong's command. Thompson's able to get out of range of it.
Pure.
Alam ko,
They
di
can
pa
catch him and
mamamatay.
with the bushwhack and the sharp shot coming in the dream coil as well. They've got the lockdown. Whitemon's going to try and
Oi.
jump in and have the control to take out the
Pak,
puck,
uy.
but they can't threaten Maureen. Maureen's perfectly fine. Jumps back up. They've killed off Whitemon.
Oh.
Pure will manage to escape this again somehow.
Okay.
I mean, Whitemon doing his best every single time to bail Pure out, and it's working.
Lagi na lang ganun
I'm
ginagawa
surprised
sa
neither of those two
Pilipino
qualified.
pride
Gonna
natin.
have him.
Either Pure or Thompson to be taken
Magana
out there. Now
na.
Ramses, he's got the blink. They see
Tatalon.
it with the
Siya na.
ward.
Oh, alam mo na
This
yan,
is their
Ramses.
option to be able to kill Maureen. As we see there, he's very elusive in the fights. Not many disables to be able to catch him. Now with this blink, this could be the difference maker for Tundra.
Ito
to
na
try
yan,
to catch
kaya.
him.
Nakablink.
Ito na yung sinasabi ko.
Sige,
They do
tingnan
have
natin.
nighttime for 3 minutes or about 4 minutes.
Oh, sa mga nanalo ng first 10 kills, baka naman.
I think they want to just keep moving around the top.
May mga pa ganun pa eh. First 10 kills na lang.
Falcons nanalo, first 10 kills.
Lapag namin Gcash mamaya, ha?
All 5 of them now looking around this tier 1 in the mid lane, Tundra.
Have to use the nighttime to its utmost advantage.
They're ready to
Ayan na.
dive. Falcons, they're playing cautious.
Okay, pwede na yan. Secret.
Who's gonna get caught?
Hindi nila
Chris
nakita.
checking the rune. Snaking, stacking.
Ayan na.
Huli to.
Snaking, so quick flame break, but the cold snap tornado combo setups
Feel.
there. They'll catch Snaking.
May isa pa dyan. Hindi na.
With that, they can continue this push in the mid.
Should have this tower finished
Hindi
off.
nakita.
It's a 5. This time it's a 5-position kill, but it's a good one because it's going to lead them directly into this tower as well. And yeah, we're seeing the Mage Slayer build that we've seen Thompson do a couple times already be queued up. Besides that, nothing else too different. Amar has got a bit of a different build with his phase drum. This is not what we've seen every time. Thompson,
I mean, he goes straight for the setup. He does have the
Explain
back
ba't
from
ako
Amar. Crit,
kinakabahan.
they'll get the Doom laid
Kasi
down onto
pumusta ka
Thompson.
na-
Not
ayan,
back for the flame break
nakabun
as well. They'll be able to bring in the damage to take
Wala
down
nang
the
gusok
Invoker.
ngayon,
Crit,
ha?
he'll get caught at the side by Ramses. It's 1-for-1 so far. Make that into a 2-for-1.
Takbo
with
na,
Saxon getting
Chi!
locked down. Falcons, they're ready to try and chase off for more. They've got eyes on Ramses. See if Ramses is able to get far enough away to get a chance to blink
Flame
out.
break.
He's
Boy,
pretty
gabi.
speedy.
he looks okay.
And indeed, with the blink back up and available, they cannot
Ba't ako
continue to chase him.
kinakabahan?
So Ramses
Eh, kumusta ka
escapes.
na naman pumuso ka sa
Falcons
Tundra
making
eh.
a good jump
Yan
there.
sabi
No
ko sa inyo.
hesitation from Mallory as he
Sino yan?
immediately drops that
Kumusta
dream
ba sa
coil down on
Tundra?
the top. So,
Oh.
Yeah, good flank.
Yung
there
tropa
from
ko,
Amar,
si
just
Boji,
gets right
ayan,
behind
nasa
him. Yeah,
comments.
like I was saying, different
Bossing,
items
wag kang
coming out from
kabahan,
this dude that I've seen
Tundra
in
to.
majority of the
Huwag
games.
ka daw
It's just
kabahan,
early
Tundra
on
daw
on
to,
set
ha?
aggression that they want to be able to
Sabi na
match
ng master
Tundra's tempo.
natin.
'Cause it is a
Tundra daw
fast-paced
to.
draft from Tundra, which is,
Pumupuso
I
rin,
would say,
parang
not really that cool down the line, right? It's
nakapusta
the
rin
night
ata
stalker who
eh.
plays a little bit around that and the nighttime. So Tundra can play fast, and I think Falcons is trying to
Bilisan
be
mo
able to
mag-farm,
respond to
bro
that
eh.
at all times with this Doom build.
looking for
Yun
Pure,
lang,
bit of a
doon
bait.
kayo
Ramses
nagkamali.
and Saxon, they're ready with a surprise jump
Oh,
straight
siyempre,
over
atras.
towards the hoodwink.
Papatayin na
With
lang yun.
Whitemon as well, they'll be able to completely control and take
Pwede
down
pa
Crit,
ata, eh, no?
and maybe look for more. Snake
Pwede
The
yan.
numbers here.
He's going to get focused first. Now they want to turn towards the bigger kill. They just
Nalito
want to
na.
try and
Yun na
find
lang,
Skeeter, but
batry
Skeeter's
din na lang.
able to jump
Sneaky.
safely away with the Primal Spring.
Nice.
They'll have to settle for just
Yung
snaking on the
sinasabi
back.
ko,
They
ibang
turn back
snowball
towards him.
lang ano.
They'll be able to take out the two supports.
Balan
Dagger
na.
lang, okay na eh.
Until this
Oo.
nighttime. Ramses is actually
Dagger
making this
lang,
Night
okay na.
Stalker work
Oh,
so
manalig,
far now.
mga sir,
Kinakabahan ka
sabi
pa ba?
niya.
Kinakabahan ka pa ba?
Manalig lang
Doesn't
daw.
get the puck kill, but makes a nice aggressive move around that night.
EJ, ilagay mo sa ano yung... Uy!
Out of mana.
Galing sana no.
Hmm.
Lagay mo yung Gcash mo dyan, EJ.
Eh, ito ha, guys, nalagay kay Gcash ko ha.
Very even though.
Alam nyo na.
Mm.
Alam nyo na.
We definitely
Patik
have
na
to
yan,
check
hindi na
it.
kailangan
We definitely have
ano
all
yan,
these
sabihin
supports,
yan.
8 support
Oh.
deaths on the side of
Wait lang.
Tundra
Text.
and 6 support deaths on the side of Falcons. So it's a lot of these supports just getting killed in these fights.
Yeah, which cause are yet to die.
Every
It's
1,000
Maori
Gcash, sasayaw
and
kami ng
Skeeter,
Bini.
The two that are yet to fall this game.
The two kind of elusive ones,
Ay,
right?
di ba?
Oh.
We'll see if Ramsey's
Pwede,
gonna be able
pwede.
to address that.
1,000,
as
10,000
daytime
kuya,
is gonna
parang
be hitting in about 30
Oh,
seconds.
sige.
We can
Tayo sa
already see
1,000
Tundra
eh.
Para
posture
sulit yung
immediately
kahihiyan,
just
no?
shifted
Oo.
from that aggression, back up, get some farm, look to get that itemization, or wait until Dark
Yeah.
Ascension's up. They do have 60 seconds for that one too, so when it's back up,
Hindi
they
siya
can look to make these
nagdiretso
plays,
ng...
but very reliant on
drums.
nighttime. it
Diretso
feels like,
dagger
for
yung ano.
Tundra in this early game, early mid game at least.
Pero yung buffs kasi na itong Mirana,
So
pag
getting
gano'n.
away with getting in and out of the jungle there.
Sakit na
Falcons
ito,
just
pasok
down
sa
to
Wind Ranger. Tsaka,
collapse in on him.
And he's doing his build.
Oh, so parang yun
Pretty
na
much
lang
his
talaga yung
staple build
silbi
that
niya,
I've seen
kuya.
from
Ganun.
Sox. He varied a little bit some of the days with some bracers
araw-araw.
and stuff, but he's been rushing Shard every single game to
Tsaka,
keep that farm going.
ang tingin ko, build ng Gleipnir din yan.
Ah, magigilip Nagla pa siya.
Falcons, they're ready to pounce.
Daytime
From the four of them.
Yeah, they want to make as many moves as possible.
Guys, alam
Skater
nyo na
actually
ha.
bought his
O,
shard,
Gcash
so
nandiyan sa
something
baba.
interesting to point out as well.
Not
Not
sa
something you
baba
see too
ng
often on
picture
these
ko. Alam
MKs.
nyo na yan.
He was about to have Echo and he just bought shard
Thompson
instead.
getting some good info though. He knows that they're around here. Yo,
Kaya pala hindi mo na kailangan ng bote sa inbox.
Nagkakainitan talaga, oh. Nagtitipan sila.
This is just such a,
Gandang laban nga to. Prime time nga na laban to talaga.
Has just been dying for being able to cast spells or invoke and use your orbs when you're inside of this ghost walk. Just adds so many more different possibilities for the invoker. So Thompson just constantly playing in that ghost walk is nice. And yeah, we see fastest on the record for the Monkey King.
It was, yeah, by 1 second.
Yeah.
Nag-shard agad si Monkey
Nice
King.
shard timing this game from
Ano ba
Skater.
shard niyan,
It's
kuya?
interesting too because he had the gold for the Echo.
Yung
He's like, no,
pag
no,
Natiti siya dun
siya,
sa ano?
It is
Sa
very
boundless
sa
strike.
dulo.
Either to get in, get out,
Para
extra
saan?
burst, extra slow.
Hindi. Nag-ano sila.
Alright,
Ay,
Ramses,
hindi
he's
pa
got both of them
Tormentor
ready.
eh. Talagang binili nila.
Para saan? Patakas niya? Ano ba?
Hard to get the jump
Panghabol,
on Falcons though. They
takas.
set up
Oh,
very
Bahala
defensively.
na siya dyan.
Something I'm going to be checking also on Falcons is how many 4-staffs are they going to be getting? Because it's the kind of answer to protect the puck versus the Night Stalker. I actually see Malrina's queued up a 4-staff even. So,
Dagger
definitely
na
going to
yung
look to
ano.
have some answers versus that Night Stalker silence.
Four staff
Patay ito.
Marlin.
Sucks, huh?
Patay ito.
How much
Ayun
they
ako.
want to drop for him if they want to drop
Oh!
anything at all? They will.
Ang
commit the
bagal ng
lasso.
kamay. Nakita niya na yung
Yeah, we
pack.
saw. We saw
At saka nung
yesterday.
nag-blink yung Batrider,
opposed to
parang may
playing this 5 Batrider,
konting-konting
he
ano pa
wanted
na
the
pwede
solar.
niyang ilip
I think
naman
snaking
yun.
is identifying, yeah, the blink is that important to get.
Si Queen
Kung hindi
talaga
rin
All about the lack of
yung
initiation
RP ni
experience.
ano.
Draft in that game. Snaking
Kita mo
rushed
yun,
it,
si Queen.
So, let's get at least a blink last.
Eh, hindi ko
Siya
pa
yung
napanood
RP.
yung ano,
Even if it's just
yung mga laro ng GG.
Few
Okay din
moments
ba?
now, Tundra haven't really
Oh,
been
good
able to find
pa
the fight that
naman.
it seems that they're hungry for. Falcons,
Pero Liquid, grabe
Staying
yung
ahead.
Liquid kanina.
can they get the setup on the Maori?
Oh.
Got the tornado.
Tali.
The EMP as well, but
Hmm.
phase shifts there. He's able to dodge the EMP, jump out with the waning rift. He should be able to
Naalay
get
na
away, no
naman to si
problem. In
ano.
fact, Snake King's jumping in. They get the
Sige.
Dream Card down. The Boundless Strike out onto the two of them. They're taking out Whitemon. Pure and Thompson, they're trying to hold their ground.
game,
Attack
talaga
Skater.
pinalagan sa
They
loob.
try and focus down the Monkey
Yan.
King, and
Oy,
they'll be able to
bawal
do
pala,
something
hindi tayo
now.
biased dito.
But now Amar comes in with the Doom straight on the
From Malrin.
Yan ang sinasabi ko sa
Yan.
pack.
And Amar should be able to finish off Pure as Pure ticks down very, very low. In
Good
fact, is
trade.
Pure going to survive? He's not.
Oh!
The final tick of the
So
Doom
close.
does kill him. But
Oh!
Tundra finally able to find a
Wala
successful
pa
fight
kasing
back
may-
against Falcons, in which they've taken
Sino?
out the
They're
three.
gonna get more.
Talaga na
And
yan.
indeed, maybe Amar as well.
Dum yan
Ramses
eh.
and Thompson with the chase down. They've got the control. Sunstrike's
Wow.
off the mark. But Amar, very little way out of this one as backup comes in from
Oh.
Whitemon. A pause
Oh.
comes out as
Oh,
well.
bakit pinos?
All right.
Oh!
Something happened.
Admin.
Admin
Ah.
talking.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
In TeamSpeak.
Whoopsie.
Ah,
Oh, no. Yeah.
Well, it didn't seem to mess
TeamSpeak,
with them
hindi
too much because
Discord,
they
ah.
do get a.
TeamSpeak sila.
It's fine, BM. I understand.
It was an awkward time for the pause, but you know.
But it ends up.
It's
Akala ko
good,
talaga,
it's
yun na,
nice-
magkakabanatan
yeah,
na eh.
respects a good PM
Hindi
pause.
naman pala
It's
trash
alright.
talk to si
It's
Ramses.
a PM pause, I appreciate it.
They're gonna get them back. Don't worry.
Hindi kasi
That's a good
parang
point. Well, yeah, well, yeah,
ito
quite a
kasing
fight there
si-
for Tundra then. Cleaning them all up.
si
And interesting how they
Amar,
started it
medyo
too. It was kind of
may
like, there's
pagkano
no way
kasi
they
ito.
killed this puck on the initial go.
pagkatrust
They
daw
need
talaga
Ramses to
ginuulo.
kill the puck,
Mm.
right? So they make this kind of weird tornado
Parang
play, but it
deserve niya naman.
baits Falcons to overextend
May
onto
ano
that
naman,
high
itatrash
ground.
talk naman
And
talaga.
then they get
Ayun o, yung
Ayan,
ganun.
ang gusto nyo para sa shard.
Falcons, they're looking for some revenge. They'll get
Grabe.
Ramses. Straight out on the map, they'll take the Night Stalker down. Tundra, they've got to hide. Whitemon, are they aware that he's around? Snake King definitely
Whitemon,
notices that
nakapavis.
something's up around here.
It's daytime, so they're trying to make these plays as well too. Yeah, Whitemon.
Oh.
Gonna turn on
Mm,
Snake.
sige!
But the lasso is there. Snake's going to be able to lock him down,
Ayun
drag
lang.
him over towards
Diyan na
Amar.
si Tito
Palo mo
Amar.
na pre.
Falcons will claim a couple of kills in return. Unless Whitemon could get the deny, he's going to try for it. No, but no, Amar's got it. Another kill for Amar.
Padenay ka pa.
But chasing supports and stuff like that, right? Any extra bit of time that you're buying for your
Chivas.
course wheel to get that farm. I mean, Pure, top 2 net worth, Thompson as well. This game is looking pretty spicy.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We've had some slow ones so
Mapalag
far
na yan,
today,
kahit
but
yun
this
lang
one is
item.
it's heating up big time. 11 to 17, just 19 minutes in. Big items coming out of Mar with this aggressive build phase.
Okay
comes in
yung
now.
ano, Wind Ranger ni
Completed
Pure.
Shivas, I believe, or very close to it.
Very
Yeah, he's got
close.
the money.
1,000 lang
So,
naman kay ano.
pre-20 minute phase drum Shivas guards. This is a pretty terrifying Doom.
Absolutely. And right now it's still daytime for
Flowing
a little bit.
na
because we're
nahirapan
night
si Salin
and
eh.
Ramses
So parang
is
wala
very close
parang
to
no permanent
BKB, so
address
bit
nga
of
siya
an item
kanina,
timing that
lipat
Tundra's
ng
gonna be
lipat
hitting
ng
soon.
lipat.
And
Hindi mo
Whitemon
nga
will
alam
look to
kung
get
saan
aggressive
nagpa-farm
because
tong
we
mga
see also
pro na
Pure.
to.
I love that we're
Oo.
seeing this in
Pero
not every game, but in
skills
more and more of
talaga.
these games for the Wind Rangers.
Gagaling talaga.
They're not rushing the Gleipnir. they're getting the BKB after the Maelstrom to be able to fight inside these mid-game team fights. And I think this game is really culminating for a real big mid-game team fight because it's pretty much dead even on gold and experience.
Yeah, one of the closer ones we've seen. These teams so far proving to be very evenly matched in their openings.
4 staff.
How many 4 staffs do we got queued? So Malrine, he's got 1.
Okay,
so that's 1 protection versus the Night Stalker crit. He's got a 4 staff, so secondary one to try to bail out the puck, and I think Snaking's also building. So we'll have to try to keep track of those to see how much Malrine can actually survive versus Ramses.
Nice smoke time from Falcons. They're ready to go again. They've got their ults. They're ready to look for some action.
And this is cool because it's nighttime, right? So they're making the call that even into night, with these new items they've gotten, they're confident to fight.
It's a good time to go. Not indeed on paper,
200
the threat of fighting tonight is there, but it's the fact that Tundra, they may be feeling comfortable. They're like, they're not going to go for us. It's nighttime. For surprise, they are. They'll find Whitemon.
They will use a lasso. The shackle connection too.
Yeah, maybe Tundra could do something in return if Pure's going to try and step up the whirlwind, but Amar just turns around, slams down the Doom on him. So Pure's got to be a bit careful how he approaches this fight. Thompson poking him from the side, trying to bring down crit on the Hoodwink, and he'll get him. Hoodwink to fall. Forward as well as Saxa leaps in with the right clicks towards Amar, but Amar's too speedy with his phase drums. He's able to safely disengage. Same to be said for the rest of Falcons by the looks of it. They'll drag back Mallory in. Saxa trying to finish him off, but Saxa won't be able to finish the job as he gets taken down.
Pure?
Skeeter's ready to go back
over
Pure. I mean, Pure trying to push up as low as he was after the Doom had come to an end. Skeeter standing his ground. He builds up the Jingu, but the Tornado is there. He's not going to be able to continue the lifesteal as they take Skeeter out.
Yun, sabi sa'yo, Tundra to eh.
Ramses. Tundra yan, sir.
Parang hindi ka Tundra kanina, sir.
Sabi ko sa'yo, kuya, Tundra to eh.
Ramses is able to jump back in, get the setup for Whitemon as a double kill for Ramses.
Grabe.
And Falcons, they may have come looking for that fight, but it's time
Yun lang
to
talaga
take
namatay
it.
si Pure, okay na sana eh. Kasi nabuhay na siya nung na-doom siya.
I think he casted like 14 different spells or something inside this.
That's a lot of damage.
Pero makikita kasi kapag may pang-save na tong...
He actually was the absolute X factor because Pure pretty much did nothing in that fight, right? He kind of ran back in after the Doom and died, but Toxin held his ground, dispels the Jingu, gets these Tornado cold snaps, and pretty much in perfect situation.
Check it out here.
Absolutely the X factor in that fight.
Now this start already, I guess, was a little bit risky, close to the tier 2. Nice Shackle definitely gave Tundra the strength to sort of say, hey, let's try and take this fight. As you said, with the angle from Thompson,
and look at him
he gets to play his hand freely multiple times.
He literally got to pretty much full play the entire team fight because he just stood his ground and casted everything. Okay, maybe he didn't cast like 14 spells, but I saw like 6 or 7 at least, and then he was just getting the alacrity right clicks. And Falcons, they went back in to look for this fight, right? Because Skitter saw the call, he saw Pure walking in low, but that respawn, that fight lasted, what, 40 seconds? Whitemon's able to come back toward the end of it.
Pero tangina, tinayuan ni Thompson. Talaga.
16 to 20.
Pag umihit kasi siya, may heal din.
And that was,
diba?
I believe, right before Ramses even had the BKB. I think he got it at the tail end of the fight. I believe Whitemon actually delivered it to him, if I saw that correctly.
Okay.
Skeeter. I mean, Whitemon's trying to jump out of this one. He'll get out of the Wukong's command, but the bushcrack from Crit connects. Sharpshooter
na naman yung Pinoy-Pino.
comes in with the save to make sure Whitemon doesn't get sniped.
Yan na.
Thompson.
Hindi makakadagger niya.
Get something in return here. Ramses also ready to
Di ba yung
jump.
first build ng ano,
But the BKB ready once again. See how aggressive they want to go with this one, Tundra. Ramses leading the way. Falcons on the retreat.
It's giving them all this information, that vision.
Tutuloy pa
niya.
niya.
Itong Midas, ano na lang siya eh.
Dive right now, getting this far onto Falcons side of the map, so they'll hold back Tundra.
Wow, yeah. So I actually think I caught a couple extra things in that.
Kasi ako nagbe-build masyado ng ganung
in that last fight during the respawn from Whitemon.
Ba't may upgrade pa ba Midas ko yan?
during the respawn.
Hindi, yung ano na lang siya. Kaya sa Midas. Yung parang hindi niya magamit yung inventory.
Anali pa yun.
Nali.
Pang-counter din ng MK. Mawawala din nata yung ano niya. Yung Jingu niya pag ganun.
Going to try and start the action off over towards Crit. Amar's ready to head in, but straight away Ramses
Ayan, patay!
so Amar's not able to get the immediate Doom off.
Natras kayo!
Taken down to half HP, the sharpshooter comes in, but Tundra, they're able to safely back off. Falcons, they'll try and get the lasso connection in on towards Thompson, boundless as well. This time they're bursting him low, he's able to turn, get the tornado off, but he won't survive. Thompson falls. Falcons now have the opening to chase potentially for more, but Pure and Ramses, they're fast. A little too fast for Falcons to catch up with, unless Pure sticks around a bit too long. Boundless is there. The shard Skeeter able to close in. Crit's watching from the high ground.
Ewan ko sa'yo.
He's got TP.
Go for the TP with the last moments there. Is not going to be anything to stop it, so Pure will make it back safely.
I think that one they identified.
Kaya
Okay,
hindi
we
sila
need to put more
lumaban
priority
dun.
onto Thompson. You know, just
Hindi
throw,
nila
they need to get either a
tinuluyan yung
lasso
Doom
or
eh.
one of these big spells onto him. They tried to get the initial
committed na
Doom. The silence came out to cover it, but now Doom is actually still available for that potential next fight, and it is about to be daytime.
So nagko-compliment nga talaga yung Mirana kuya sa ano,
See
inbox.
again here that attempt, you know, Thompson feeling very, very strong, of course, down to the fact that he's able to
Hindi pa
feels
nakadum
that
eh.
he's able to get away with leading and starting the
Walang
fight himself
nakoy.
as the
Tinamaan ng
evoker.
coil eh.
Trusting, obviously, as we saw in Ramses, to back him up with that AoE silence, as you say, but as it was, not enough to get him out of there. They split up, they back off, and Thompson gets left behind.
These fights are going to get, oh man, there's a lot of elements into it too, because now, what we say, that's
Another lasso. I mean, the two supports, they're trying to fight back at Saxa and Whitemon. Saxa's caught by the Dream Coil. He'll finally fall. The two of them are gone. Sharpshooter's not going to connect onto Ramses. Ramses has the BKB as well ready if he feels pressure.
Binubuli niya lang
He's
yun.
going to continue to hide along the tree
Tignan mo to
line.
pag to na to, atangahin ko pa.
This gem is all important for their team.
I mean, this is such a scary part of the map for him. As I say, does have
Wag na.
BKB blink up, and in fact, yeah, he's going to make sure he continues to play the distance against them, trying to keep some sort of
Dagger
information
first
available
up
for
na
the team, but cannot afford to reveal himself. So Falcons, they're going to get the chance to
Ang
push
shard
it
niya
off
kuya
to
pag
tier 2
nag-face
bottom.
shift,
And
aatak
Ascension
lahat.
was used, and it's about to
Ay,
be a
aatak siya.
long daytime for a bit here. So 90, about 100 seconds before the next one. Pure.
Towards him.
Tangina
Again,
ka,
his
Puroy.
BKB
Ayan
is
na.
at the ready.
BKB ka na
That's a
naman.
bit around the
Ay,
corner. He's there. He's
nako.
going to go straight away for the TP. Do they have the damage to bring him down through it? They don't. He'll get back to the
800.
fountain.
Patay ata.
And the invertebrate damage in the Doom. It's going to be...
He's going down, it looks like.
Nah, he's living.
Oh,
He's living.
One.
Nice.
Oh, 3 HP!
It wasn't
Oh,
like
guys,
the-
ang Gcash
It
yan
was
lang.
3, Owen.
No,
It was, unless I'm
dito.
really blind, which is very likely. I do have these glasses.
it was low.
But
It was low, but he lives. He lives. He gets it. Still, a few times now, Pure's having to use these BKB charges just to get the hell out of it.
6 seconds na ng
yeah, they're
BKB.
ticking down. I think they just got these BKBs, and his is down to that 7 seconds very quickly. Okay, let me see.
Oh, where's the replay?
Let's see.
I think it was 32.
How much you want to bet?
Let's have a look.
Shower.
Did it go down a single?
Let's see.
The true.
I think it was 3.
I think it was 32. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, this is a very slow replay.
Very slow.
This is. Here we go.
It's gonna be 3. It's gonna be 3, Owen.
It's 32. Oh,
Three?
it's 3!
Gagi,
I'll
3.
give it.
Got him.
Swerte mo.
That's some good eyesight you got there.
Isang palo lang.
It's
Okay,
not,
get
it's
mine
not
first.
though. It's really not. But
Look at that.
how long for this next nighttime? So Ascension's back up. 20 seconds.
Blip ni BKB
Nullifier's
na.
queued up for Ramses.
Okay.
Ayun,
They wanna go
nullifier na.
regardless. They don't want to wait for
Tama
that
yan.
next item. They want to try and fight.
Diba?
Problem
10
is Falcons
seconds.
are coming
Mas
straight
okay.
for them. Snaking.
10 seconds on Ascension.
Can he get that
Hindi niya
lasso?
na force
He's doing good so far
mag-BKB,
with the lasso
so kailangan
initiation.
niyang-
Snaking. He's not afraid
Kasi
to
parang
just
waste
jump
of
in and
item
use it
kasi
to
yung
start off
BKB
the
sa
action.
pack.
Knows that
Kung ako yung pack,
doesn't really matter,
Oh.
it feels like, what target
Oh.
Snaking
Same
gets
thinking
because
for
they have
stuff.
these other
Pero
big
pag
ultimates, the Dream Coil
nullifier,
and the Doom, to
useless.
to
Wala
save for
na.
the cause.
Look what
Kahit
Thompson's
inalifier
tracked
siya.
both mid creep waves with his Forge
Oh,
Spirits.
Pierre. He's got White
Ito
Mon
yan,
and Ramses
bugbugin
here,
niya.
and he's going to find himself a freebie. Crit's gone, and they're in fact going to look to take down the Tormentor, take that away from
Nice.
Falcons.
Ah, that was cool. They had an. It seems like they had an exact
Shard
read
nito
of that
kuya,
movement.
Thompson.
Thompson sent Forge Spirits, dragged the
Shard?
mid wave, and then
Oo.
they completely avoid the
Parang
fight
mini
to look
black
for that
hole
right side
yung
to wait for their
EMP.
Ascension to come back
Ah,
up too.
nahihigop na.
Very good understanding.
Okay.
And Thompson top net worth with Pure. Very cool.
Ewan ko na lang ha, Tundra ha.
Roshan time?
Matalo pa kayo.
Should be able to. Yeah, should be able to get this
I
one.
think so, right? I don't think Falcons
BKB
are in
na
any
rin si
sort of
Thompson.
position to get over here soon enough to challenge it. Now, who's taking this though? Pure or Thompson?
Ganda
Probably
nung
Pure,
pick na
right? I
invoke,
feel like he's a
no?
bit more vulnerable than
Ganito
Thompson
pa
at
lang
this point.
gusto niyang gawin. Nakala ko taga-bato lang to ng
That's
spin.
actually good. But probably Pure.
Yeah, I think you get it to Pure. Yeah, Pure's going to take this one.
And we're seeing it. I was wondering when.
Thompson's already ready with the setup mid. He's TP'd over.
Oh, you might be able to find Snake.
I
Daga.
think he
Sige,
might.
sige boy.
Snay, how long is he
Wala.
going to stick around? Not too long. I mean, Thompson's going to try and close the gap here with the Hurricane Pike, but the Tornado is not quite on angle.
Anong
Tawag
tawa
Vikings
ka rin
out.
ng Thompson.
Sila lahat.
And we're seeing the Lincolns are starting to get queued up, by the way. So these Dooms, these lassos and stuff, they're going to start having some answers at the least. And I think
Uy, buuin mo
Thompson,
na yung nullifier.
he does have a BKB. So triple core BKBs
Wala pa
on
yata
the side of
siyang
Tundra at the moment.
Tang ina Deso.
Well, on the side of Falcons,
Deso ano?
Two
MK.
it's just the one. So definitely for Skeeter, it's the
Kulang
most
pa siya.
important.
1-3
They're
pa.
playing aggressive, right? They've got the Deso now done on Skeeter, so his damage has stepped up. It's not going to be super easy to kill off Pure.
That's pretty interesting, actually.
Because I guess this is a bit of a later Deso purchase. I feel like sometimes you see the Desos kind of rushed on the Monkey
Super
King.
early, usually, yeah.
But a bit of a, it's still, it's, in terms of just value, damage for value, it's one of the best times of the game.
Sure.
And of course, it is great on the Monkey King with the Boundless.
And on the Wukongs, of course.
But you got to find those kills. You know, you pick this item up, you get it to go kill everyone. If you don't kill everyone, you're going to feel a little bit sad. Falcons just pick it up, they're ready to go. It's a good grab.
That's the Aegis.
They get the opening, but he's actually able to get the BKB off. They weren't able to get the follow-up chains done, so Pure, he's able to get BKB and back off
Babak
and
sila
reset.
dyan, walang ulti yung ano.
But that is a BKB, so...
Good choice.
It is, but I think at the least, as you say, I
Hindi,
think they're hoping to get
walang
the
ulti
Aegis.
yung...
They didn't get it. He's able to keep it safe, and he's still got many minutes to play with it.
Si Tundra.
This game is just so tight at the moment here. Ramses is very close to this
Amar pala, wala pang
This nullifier is... It's pretty scary versus like any of these saves, any of these type of attacks, even versus Monkey to just stand his ground. This Night Stalker hits hard too. He got Vindicator's Axe, so if he gets alone and left alone in some of these fights, once he gets this nullifier, he's gonna be doing well over 200 damage per hit as well. Throwing the Ascension is 300 damage, you know, so.
Kulang pa.
And then Solar Flare, not something to scoff at by any means.
Yeah, and you're just not going to be able to get away from it.
No. Yeah, it is starting to feel, you know, even though we were mentioning the buff ups for the Wind Ranger, it hasn't really been that case much at all, and it is turning into like a mini tricore that Tundra does kind of have. Ramsey's still a little bit under-farmed, but...
Gago lang yung ginawa.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to see it, because I know, even Curtis, you could hear how he was saying it in that interview too, it's just like, this hero is...
You just don't see it.
You just don't see it that much.
Item kaya ng Mirana.
Ramsey's look pretty decent so far.
Magpa-pike daw ko eh.
Getting some towers out of this Aegis
Mirana?
as well. Tundra able to push down the tier 2 mid. Now they'll turn towards the bottom with that tower gold as well. That is the nullifier completed for Ramses. So try and push to the high ground. Still 2 minutes left on the Aegis. They can definitely try and force a reaction from Falcons.
Does feel like they're getting a bit of momentum here. Just have to be a bit careful going into these high grounds sometimes versus this lasso. See how much they'll respect it. And they do see Amar. He's got a fresh BKB.
Yeah. Got the shackle, it's not a bad opening. They're able to immediately burn on the mana, and he's turning up with the whirlwind, trying to dive forward. Purely gets held back by the Boundless. Bushwhack as well to hold him back.
A lot of damage getting blocked there from the Crimson. They were trying to, I mean, either trying to kill him or trying to force the BKB from Amar, but Amar, a bit too tanky, can't hold on to that BKB.
Bilis mo ng reflexes, no?
All back in the base now, Falcons, ready for that next poke from Tundra if it does come.
Lincoln din mamaya si Thompson.
Aegis, still 90 seconds.
Lincoln na, Puroy.
See how Tundra wants to go about trying to
Puroy.
go for the high ground once more with that remaining minute.
Parang matandang ano yan ah.
I get to finally talk about some other things. I've seen a lot of varying builds of stats and whatnot on the Wind Rangers. This game, you can see that he actually puts stats instead of maxing power shot, and because the stun is so important in this game, he actually puts more point in shackle versus the puck and stuff. Some of these games I saw 1 point shackle, 4 points power shot, and then stats completely. So
1 point shackle.
Yep, they've been doing that for quite a lot of these games. But this game, you can understand why he wants that extra disable. So little cool things.
That's kind of crazy. 1 point shackle sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? Are you giving up a couple
BKB?
I know. I've even seen a lot of these Marana 4s and stuff go stats instead of maxing arrow. So. Not this case, of course.
I guess they're like, hey, I'm the carry, you know, stunning, that ain't my job. That's my support.
Just harpoon na.
I like just being able to see these because I've been seeing so many different types of variety of builds, and it's just cool to see how the players adapt from game to game.
I like this one from Pure. I think, points in the shackle, sure. I can see holding back points from the power shot. You don't want to, you know, at this point with the right click you have, you don't want to waste time standing still, charging up a power shot. No. You want to get in, you want to survive, do the right click damage. So. Yeah, I'm on board with Pure's approach this game.
Yep, 5 seconds, Aegis going to get reclaimed. The first Lincoln's has been picked up. I imagine we're going to see many more as this game progresses, especially on the side of Tundra.
Sobrang ganda ng Lincoln.
Still just a 2K lead, I think, still very neck and neck. But Falcons being trapped in their base, what feels like for about 2 minutes.
So kaya kung naka-BKB ka at may Lincoln ka, dapat yung pang-pop sa Lincoln mo, papasok din sa BKB. Ganun ba?
Getting out on the map. Looking to start the action again themselves.
Kapag naka-BKB ka tapos may Lincoln ka, para makancel yung Lincoln mo, dapat pumapasok din sa BKB yung spell na ikakas sa'yo.
So this is the one ward that they can play around right now, and they're gonna try to make a play around it.
Hindi ko sure. Hindi kasi ako nagdudum, pang bobo yung hero.
Around this Wisdom Rune timing as well, which Tundra, of course, are in the favored position to set up and control.
check in for the ward. Whitemon sacrifices his courier for it.
I mean, do they try and force a fight around this Wisdom Rune, or do they just let this go? And like, how do you start some action here as Falcons?
See if you can get one of those big lassos on a core.
Thompson.
Got the lasso on a core.
Comes there, snaking immediately with the lasso. They'll get the follow. No, they won't. Thompson able to get the BKB off. I think the
Linkage.
It was indeed thrown down on the Thompson. It allows him to save himself from the doom. And now they can look for the kills themselves.
Yung carry.
Wow. The 3 of them. A buyback comes out from Crit.
Ramses boy pa dun.
The high ground. Shackle
Oh
shot.
my God!
Sabi sa inyo, Tundra to.
Ano sinabi ko sa inyo mga sir?
It's so
Kasi
quick.
sa inyo eh. Cash in na. Tapos punta sa Tundra all in.
They're going to get so much from it.
I think they can look to end it. They have the whirlwind. They can hit these tier
There's 4
4s.
heroes dead, no buyback.
Rekta, sir?
Oh, what a
Puta.
fight.
Rekta na
Look at that.
Sa isang...
All it takes is one.
It really does. I think that's going to be it.
Beso pa.
That Lincoln's play, it really just
Tangina mo,
threw
Pure.
a massive spanner in the works there from Valve. I mean, without that,
Turbine Nesso, they're ending. They're absolutely ending.
and they're going to be able to. First tier 4's gone, second tier 4's
Tangina,
going down as
nagbeso
well. The
pa
Ancient's going to be exposed. They've done it.
Okay.
A close game, but up until the ending moments,
Okay.
Tundra, with that Aegis,
Guys,
with the
anong
control
sinabi
that they
ko?
got, it gave no chance for
Dapat
Falcons to
nag-all
fight back.
in eh.
It's
All in kayo
over.
dapat eh.
GG is called Tundra.
Wow.
What a
Galing.
way to close that one up,
Tundra.
Fog.
Yeah, just patience,
Balanar,
right?
no?
And just
Balanar.
even though they
Walang
get
kakaba-kaba.
you know, even though they get the initial
Uy,
jump
boss,
on the Invoker,
commentary. Ah?
man, that Lincoln's timing, it's absolutely
Predicted.
instant. I didn't even
Oh,
see the like blue
predicted.
go on.
No, I think it was
literally
there the same moment
Sabi nga
the thing
ng
was coming
sa
in.
comment
Yeah,
section natin,
perfect
walang
stuff.
kakaba-kaba daw.
The overall,
Pero
this Night
bakit
Stalker ends up
kinakabahan
working
na daw siya
pretty
kanina?
beautifully. I got
Yeah.
to say, Ramsey's
Look at that, first pick this tournament, right?
Walang
We
kakaba-kaba.
didn't know what to
Ganda
expect.
Ganda
We
nung
had it from
Balanar
Howie
pick
on
talaga.
Falcons side.
Ah.
The
Puta,
coaches
nagmukhang
didn't know
tanga
what to
yung
expect.
ano.
And I think
Ang
if
daming
anything, that goes to show you
binildong
Ramsey smiles on
force
his face
pack.
there.
Putang ina.
If you do want to just heavily target him during the
Yan ang
draft
hirap
phase,
pag yung parang may
they've got
iniiwasan ka
backup
talaga.
plans.
Yung ikaw
And
nagre-react
that
eh,
didn't
no?
feel like a
Parang
backup
ganun.
plan. That felt like a pretty solid strap with the
Planado,
Night
si
Stalker.
White
He did a
Moon
lot.
talaga
It
yung
felt like
MVP
a
dun
solid
eh.
strap, but also I do have to, I want to highlight Thompson quite
Gets
a bit.
by
I
Jay,
think
si
he
White
was
Moon talaga yung
absolutely
MVP.
marvelous game
Nagpapakamatay.
on this Invoker. He was able to, especially in the crucial
Space
fight when they kind of
created.
lost Pure and stuff, he
Ayun,
stood his
9
ground.
decks,
He
oh.
did
Ayun.
so much. So, like, big props to pretty much everybody on
Shoutout sa
Tundra, of
manonood
course.
ah.
But
Pau,
man, that was a
shoutouts.
very close game.
Ilan
into
ba
a very
viewers
explosive
natin
finish
dyan?
in pretty
Ewan
much
ko
2
kung
seconds.
ilan eh.
Yeah, it really
Hindi ko
was a great
nakikita
game
kasi eh.
all round there from
Kailangan
both
ko
teams.
sumilip
No
din
doubt
sa
the
live.
Falcons are going to come back hitting very hard in the game 2 with this series. I mean, I guess the question is going to be what will change. I imagine the draft approach, but we're not going to see them target Ramses as heavily as they did this time because that
game 2,
evidently didn't end up
cash in
working out.
na
No, I guess,
sa
I mean, we
ano.
have to see the adjustments.
Yeah, well, there we go.
Ano
What a
ba,
game,
1xbet
ladies and
ba?
gentlemen, of this best of 3
Sino
as it
sponsor
stands.
natin dito, kuya?
Tundra will take game 1 against Falcons.
Wala eh. Wala bang magpe-PM sa amin dyan?
Oh, PM na. Yung mga ano dyan.
For game number 2,
Mga
but
organizer dyan.
747, hello.
because
1xbet,
we thought
hello.
this Night Stalker
1xbet.
Rivalry.
overall last 24th, we heard AUI 2000
Cash
as
in
well.
na,
He's like,
tapos,
we didn't expect
mamaya
that.
natin
Came out of
tignan.
nowhere, but
Bruh.
T-Gov smashed it.
Yeah, no, it was delightful. I think
Current
the
poll
fact
match
that
MVP.
If you ignore laning phase,
Five-
minute
five
as soon as
viewers
it went
tayo.
daytime, he instantly
Oo.
died.
Shoutout
It's
sa
the
inyo,
fact that he had
guys.
phase boots, he had blink dagger, like he understood that his assignment was to
Ngayon lang
pressure
tayo
as soon as
magpupuyat.
possible. Other Night Stalker
Tapos
players,
ito,
the
wala
one we
na
don't
naman.
really see
Next
it,
year na
you know,
ulit.
let's say South American, they go for Flattery. European Night Stalkers go for Echo Saber, right? But then Ramses, he understands the fact that, okay, I
diba?
need to go for Blink, I need to play aggressive, and he forced Marine to go Blink 4 stuff on Puck. Like,
Oh.
you're going for a force. Like, the fact that you have a hero from offlane that completely destroys the build, of
Parang
a hero that is popping off at
ini-stream
Lisa
snipe
earlier
tayo
today,
nitong
owns the
kalbong
game
to
on
ah.
Puck, right? So, like, that alone just
Opinions
disrupted
namin dyan ah.
what Falcons want to do in the game.
Gaya ka.
And it was, yeah, one of the... You ban him
Gago to,
out,
ang
but then he
kalbo na
finds
to
the
ah.
one hero. I don't think there was any other hero that would have provided this much pressure
Parang
in the
kahit
game.
sino
and
idum,
excellent
parang
pick from
okay lang.
Tundra
Oo,
and,
yan.
yeah,
Parang
close out the game.
andun na sila sa point na,
Yeah, I
oh,
mean, I
okay,
thought the
inbo,
Night
idum
Stalker
mo.
pick
Tapos,
would work out well, but
wala na.
Pero sa akin, ang
really
pinaka-dinodom
played
niya
it
dapat dito,
perfectly.
yung
Like, he was
Balanar.
leaving
Para makagalaw
on
na
the
maayos
outskirts,
yung
he was
pack.
playing on the outskirts, he was
Ayun
Wala
nga.
eh. Ang daming iniiwasan
And
ng
it
pack
looked
eh.
like a lot of this game from Tundra was kind of an outskill at some moments because Falcons did come out swinging too. They brought the pressure to them and they were constantly
Actually, si
fighting,
Win,
but
si
there were
ano
so
nga,
many
si
situations
Pure nga,
that
binibigay niya
looked
yung
like
linken niya
it
kay
could have gone
Balanar.
bad for Tundra, and then like two heroes,
Kinakas niya
like
sa kanya
the Night
kanina.
Stalker plus Invoker salvaged the entire
Ito,
fight,
nakakakaba
turning
talaga
it
to
into full
banda.
man.
Pero napatay
And
ata
it
yung
was
Monkey King
really
dito.
beautiful to
Ayan.
see. Outside of the
Oh.
Ayan, patay.
post minute 5 when it gets
Pero
to time
nadumi
and
yung
Night
ano
Stalker
dyan.
gets pressured, he did great in the first 5 minutes. He was top of the net worth. He was out CSing the
Patay,
Monkey King.
patay
And this is the kind of player that you would want to put on a Night's
Di na kasi pwedeng i-deny pag
someone
na-dom.
who used to be a carry,
hindi na
who
pwede.
knows how to
Hindi
play
na.
versus carries, knows how to CS perfectly. And hats off to Ramses for this.
Ito yung nagkamali
We gotta
sila.
give credit to Thompson. Thompson and Invoker, always a 3 to watch. What he does is, I think this is going to be the fight where he stands his ground, knowing that Doom has been used, so he's just going to right-click. This is the fight where he deals 5,000 damage plus.
Pwedeng dalawa kasi i-doom niya eh. Pwede niyang i-doom si Thompson eh. O kaya yung Balanar, pero hindi niya na... Wala kasi siyang dagger.
Nag-Shivas muna ako yan.
But Monkey uses Boundless with the shard, comes back into a fight. And now Ramsey is gonna go ham. He's waiting until Monkey jumps in, and there's gonna be a really nice tornado immediately from tops, and knowing that without Jingu, this hero doesn't really deal that much damage. So dispelling that immediately, they're really playing like a unit, and that's what I want to see in this upper bracket.
And that's beautiful too, because right before he got silenced, he just tornadoed with his last breath. He's like, I will contribute to this fight, I will do my part. Because if those Jingu stacks hadn't been purged off, the Night Stalker would have died to the Monkey King there. And even that fight itself, it happened because every player in Tundra did their part. When the Batrider blinked,
nadung sana si Thompson.
for 2 seconds before he lost the all of a sudden, there's a 2-man shackle shot holding the fight, keeping it anchored there for 3 more seconds, turning it into what we saw.
Yeah, and also I think Tundra in this game respected vision so nicely. In that clip, Ramsey hits the high ground ward just before the fight kind of extends. So Falcons think they have the good opportunity to turn the fight around. They lose their high ground vision as they jump in, and then after this fight, they pick up a gem, they put it onto the Night Stalker, and we don't feel it too much because we don't see Night Stalker.
Timing din nung Lincoln.
Hindi siya na-doom. It's like the
hindi mo narinig, tumunog yung Lincoln. Nung hinila siya, hindi siya liningkin agad. Saka lang siya liningkin nung padum na.
It's insane to play against.
Iba talaga utak ng mga klasiko.
Again, that's about Night Stalker.
Classmate ko to dati sa university.
Falcons, I think they got a little bit surprised by Night Stalker, and because of that, everything
Dodge University.
fell apart. Their normal strategies had to get reworked during the game, and it was a difficult one for Falcons.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful game, and of course the damage that we talked about
Yan
that
lang
comes into play
item.
at the very end, where off of one fight you win the entire game because of the solar flare.
Arena Plus nga lang ako, nagloko yung cash out nung 1x bet ko. Kumash out ka pala eh. Ito na oh,
They
pre.
really did. Kudos for Ramses for playing a hero that
Kumash out ka pala
obviously
eh.
he was very comfortable
Cash
with.
out.
But it was
Kumash
after
out.
Lagyan mo na yan, pang ice cream lang naman namin
Ice
yan.
cream lang naman oh, Magnum nga lang.
Ice cream lang.
Okay lang.
And
Hindi naman kami
Magnum
napili.
pero yung nakapak ng pang-anim, 12, ganun.
There were like 3-4 picks in, you're like,
Yung
okay.
animan.
It's a more
Basically, it's a no. It was really good.
Ay, naganda pa rin
You
ni
said
Shiva.
it's like everybody buff up win range
Buti
again.
nga nabuhay ito eh.
And obviously,
Oh,
may
cancer
cancer
na.
sa...
win range was there, but
Oh,
it wasn't the
breast
win range
cancer,
show at all.
No,
Not
he
sure
was on a
kung
bad
pinatanggal
foot
niya na.
throughout the whole game.
Meron
Alam
pa
ko
naman.
pinatanggal niya na.
His skill build
Alam,
was slightly
parang
different. Only 2
like
points in
4
power
years
shot.
ago na.
He did survive with
Chinat niya sa akin, babe, paano na to, tatanggalin na.
Oh,
last na.
Okay lang, di ko na idadududod.
All these small things that you
Baka
do
matanggal yung live natin,
Wala.
guys.
Relax lang tayo dyan, guys,
he
ha?
was he was mostly like
Basta,
farming, but staying
ano,
also on top
survivor
of the net worth, and at
si
one point
Shiver.
you could see like the solar crest, the drums, the solar
Nice
flares,
one,
everything that you do. Teams have been theory crafting.
Sila ni ano may asawa to eh, si Purge ang
But also itemization.
OD Pixel
Again,
ba?
going back
Asawa
to
nito
Ramses,
kuya.
he's forcing
Not
first
sure,
of all,
wala akong pakialam.
this is not
Wala
a
na yung
matter of
idol
you're
ko
buying
kasi
each
sa
other going on.
streaming,
This
ay
is
sa
you're buying
casting.
auras,
Oo.
everybody's buying some
Tang-
damage
ina.
OD,
items. And
OD
then you
Pixel,
have,
parang anak lang dati ni Toby yan.
all of that, and then
Oo.
first of all, he's forcing you to
Kasi
buy
Toby
iba
pa
kasi
rin ako.
maano yung
support, so you're not
kaso
getting
kasi ni
all these
Toby.
tanky items as
Parang
well, and then he
mabigat
nullifies
din
all of
kaso.
that. Pretty good. If
Parang
you ask
ano
me.
kasi nangyari dun, parang frame up. Sa tingin ko
Most probably ko yan. I mean, hindi ko naman inaano Oy, guys.
Hindi kasi matagal na daw kasi.
Ito, assumption lang itong mga sinasabi namin, guys. Meron sigurong ano yan sa
Kasi
korte.
kaya kasi
Hindi kami
daw
mangingialam.
mga ganyan.
Hindi kami mangingialam. Ito, opinions lang, uneducated opinions lang to, na hindi kami nagsasabi ng mga kung ano, na parang to convict someone. Basta yun nga lang, assumptions lang naman, mabigat daw. Para sa amin, parang frame up. Ano ba yung ano sa'yo, Kuya Bin?
Parang ganun eh. Siyempre, di naman natin tatanggi na big name na si Toby sa cutting ng as a caster sa Dota.
Biggest. Biggest
Diba?
naman, diba? Tapos parang ang laki-laki mong caster, bigla kang mantitrip ng ganun.
Ang pangit kasi sa DAO sa Dota community, hindi nila parang dinefend si Toby.
Parang wala nga ganun, Kuya. Parang walang petition nga na or anything. Kasi kapag ka dinefend mo rin yun, parang it's like you're harboring a criminal din. Parang, ano ba yan? Bakit pinoprotekta mo, Pido? Mahirap yun.
Ramses and
Pero
Invoker were able to do.
feeling nga
So
walang
Falcons, while they
walang
had the right
sumuporta.
idea and they were
Or
doing the good
nag-defend man
moves,
lang.
the aggressive moves, there was just a little bit of misexecution.
Sayang nga,
Honestly, the defense
nasayang
worked
yung
in a
buong
few
career ni
situations.
Toby.
Yeah, and also the way
Pinaghirapan
that
niya
Tundra
since
played, they forced
TI1,
Falcons to
Dota
advance
1.
kind of in a way that it
Na
didn't.
ganun
You
lang.
Ano ba
got
last niya, kuya?
4 staff on the Hoodwink, you got 4
TI5?
staff on the Park, you've
Hindi,
got
hindi naman.
BKB as your
Eh,
first item on Monkey King. Like we're talking about like an
8?
aura meta tankiness
Ah,
damage, and then Falcons
OG
at 20
Monkey.
minutes they're presenting
Pero
7.
parang
survivability. That's it.
Ali,
Pangalan
They're
ko
not even like
7 eh.
tanky. It's just get out of the fight. It's not even stand your
7
ground in
ata.
the fight. It's just
basta
retreat.
yung jug ni
And
ano, yung
yeah,
sa
I think
7
it's very
kasi yung
rare
jug
that you see
ni
a
ano
team, of
yun
course,
eh, ni
have to be put
Miracle.
in this position. So it is massive
Yung
kudos for
nakapag
Tundra to
Omni
do
slash
that.
pa.
But
Yung
expecting game 2, like
low,
we're not going to see this
sobrang
type
low
of game. This is
HP na.
such a
BKB Manta
draft
tapos
heavy
Omni
win for
slash.
Tundra
Putang
because
ina.
of the X factor of Night
Pero
Stalking.
parang
I think the
pinag-aano
next
na rin
game
si
should
OD
be back to
Pixel,
an even
pinag-aano
playing
na rin
field,
siya
and
sa
I think Tundra might
sa
even allow Ramses
finals
to go
pag
back to
ganun
one of
eh.
his heroes, so
Mga
you don't
ganun
have to
kaya.
deal with the what
Actually,
can he
si
play.
OD
Just let him
Pixel
play his
tsaka
Mars or
si
let him play his Centaur and draft
ano na
around
yung
what you
nag-ano eh.
expect to
Purge
see
yata, si
rather than
Purge
the
na.
unexpected.
Hindi sila pwedeng
This
magsama
is
guys.
obviously great
Si
success. Is
Toby
that a
1
hero
at
that
saka
you're
si OD
expecting to
Pixel
see
kasi
more,
para
or was it
silang
just
play by
perfect for the
play.
situation?
Dapat lagi
Against
kasi
Puck,
parang play by
I can
play din
see it more
analyst. Ganun kasi
if
dapat.
your lane
Kasi
is set up
hindi pwedeng dalawa
for
kayong
success, or at
umangaw-ngaw
least you see a path
sa
to
ano,
playing
sa
outside the
gitna
lane.
ng
Like,
bash.
Magsasapawan lang.
a development of TI. I don't think
May
other teams can
ganun
jump
siya
on it,
dapat.
but in the back of your
Sayang
mind,
nga
you're
lang.
now like, oh, do I have to think out Night Stalker? And it could be a reason why Tundra
Ay.
get an advantage in future drafts
So,
if you waste a ban on it, for example.
nasa main stage
Yeah, then
na
it
kasi
should
naman
be
na
fairly
mananalo
easy to
pa
reset
si
Lacoste,
Tundra
because if
dito.
this is,
Main
if
stage
you
na
were
sila agad.
Falcons and you're gonna
Falcons,
point is, okay, you
laglag
know
sa
what, we
lower
were prepared
bracket.
for the Night
Hindi ko alam kung
Stalker,
sino
we'll do better
makakatapat
next
niya eh,
time.
kung sakali.
We'll be better prepared for what's coming.
Pero
Nang,
ang
nang,
Should be
ano,
easy to reset.
yung Falcon
Yeah, for
matalo
sure.
ko yan
I mean,
ngayon.
the
Game
way
ko.
they prepared
Eh,
was
pwede mo
banning out
na-check sa may
Ramses,
site,
and
TJ.
Sa Wikipedia.
Para ikaw,
it
may
worked out.
visibility ka.
We were talking about
Search
this,
mo lang.
isn't that, you know, really big pick
TI
that could
bracket.
come out, so they kind of dug deep and went with something that is not popular, and it did work out. So if they lost this game, I think they pick Ramses hero first phase, maybe in the second phase immediately. But now I don't know if they need to do
Panlasang
that.
Pinoy.
But the problem is, will you
Kasi
have that
panlasang
surprise
Pinoy
factor,
to
as you
Snake.
mentioned?
I don't necessarily think
Kamukha
this is a
niya,
draft win. Like,
nagluluto.
I don't agree with that sentiment. I do
Okay.
think that the Night Stalker was a huge surprise to them.
Sino si
They
panlasang
had to
Pinoy ko
itemize
yan? Mukha
differently.
niya.
But when we're looking at those
Okay.
fights and the
So
skirmishes early
kung
on, they
pag
looked
ganito,
very even. And these
ang
fights were
mananalo
going on for a
versus
long
one
time,
win,
and Falcons had a lot of
Team
gas in
1
the
win
tank.
versus
It
Team
wasn't that they
0,
ran into a wall
mananalo
where
dun
they
yung
couldn't do
kakalabanin ng
anything.
Falcons
When they
if
just misexecuted
lumalaglag
a couple
sila.
of times, which I mean,
Pwede
the lane
pakita mo sa
executed
stream mo
perfectly,
para may
but when
visibility
they
din
just
sila,
missed that
Jay.
Doom
Ah,
Cannon,
pala.
Wind Ranger survived.
Eh,
Mas
guys,
maganda
ito
kapag
OP.
Iba naman
Invoker
tong
dodges.
streamer
Ah,
natin.
sorry na,
That
sorry na,
does
sorry na.
add
Ito
up
na guys.
within a Dota game. So
Guys, ito.
I think Tundra just played
Wait
incredibly
lang.
clean
Check ko lang kung
today, and
nakikita nyo rin.
they
Ito siya,
were on
kung
point. They
sakali.
look frightening if they can pull out like a secret hero like that and still own.
Who do you feel need to step
Baba
up
muna
in game
natin
number
tong
2 on the side of
performance.
Falcons
Yan.
in order to push them over
Ito.
for game number 3?
Ito yung bracket
I think
ngayon.
that I would like to see a bit more
Naglaro
out
na
of
kanina
Amar. Like,
Extreme at saka
maybe it was
Liquid.
just a little bit unfortunate, but I
Nanalo
think if
Liquid. So si
those
Extreme bumaba dun
early
sa
game games
pinakababa
had
ng lower
gone well, the
bracket
game
round
would have
2.
looked different.
Winner of Team
I agree. I
Spirit
think
versus
Amar
Nico
and
IG. So,
Maureen, they need to step up, especially with
parang
the tipping game.
sad
Maybe some
naman to.
alt chatting as
Dito pa
well,
sila ang
some
aga nila
smileys
magkikita
in
eh.
the old
Si
chat
Ame
because
tsaka
they
Steve.
were on the receiving
Radang
end. This, yeah, exactly.
Magde-date
Balog
sila
bugan
maaga.
agad eh.
Yeah, that
Idol
is
niya
all,
kasi to, di ba kuya?
makes all
Sabi
the
niya na.
difference
Si
in
Yatoro.
the-
Idol
the
niya daw
heads
to
of
si
people.
si Ame.
Although,
Tapos
we'll see. I
parang
think
ang
maybe a
lokohan
hero
lagi
that's
ni
maybe
Collapse
also
at
a
saka
little
ni
bit more
Yatoro.
explosive
Parang
on the
kung
side of
tangina,
Amar. We've seen
dinurog ko
Doom
sa alin
overall
yung
first
idol mo.
pick
Parang ganun
a
ng
couple of times.
ganun ng ano ni
We're questioning
Collapse
it
lagi
'cause
kay
yesterday
kay
and the day before it
kay
had a
Yatoro.
abysmal win rate.
Sayang lang.
We
May
did see it win
mapapaalam
earlier
sa kanilang
today, and we
dalawa.
said, okay, you know what, T?
Eh, ganun talaga,
33,
T. Ay,
this one
bawi
should play
next.
it, and maybe Amar as well, but should we now remove Amar from that?
Ang
or
hindi
if
kasi
we-
katanggap-tanggap yung
First
Nouns
game
versus
jitters, or
yung Nouns
what is it?
versus
I guess
Spirit.
it's more like a
Ewan kung bakit
Liquid is
nalaglag
such
ang
a quick
Spirit.
team, you know, how quickly did they be extreme in game 2?
Sa tingin ko, makulit sila. Pinilit talaga nila yung bat.
With
Oo,
even
yun,
or
but feeling ko parang masyadong ampaw yung
napaka-useless nyo sa late game.
And you only have one of
Nung nakalingken, ganun na, wala na.
You go for a move, if the guy who's not
hindi ko kasi alam yung draft nun eh, baka may iba pang pwede. Kasi magaling na, pwede naman ang Storm ata doon. Magaling naman mag-Storm sila.
Doom can't, you know, capitalize on
Storm, ano ba?
Yeah, I think that's maybe it. It's just, you need your team to do well. If team doesn't do well, Doom just falls off very quickly.
Bakit? Baka binan.
I want to see Mars.
Yan guys, sa schedule natin. Most probably dito may watch party ulit. Extreme versus Spirit. Mainit to. Pero hindi pa rin tayo pupusta dito Node lang. Natuto na tayo.
Kung magpupusta kayo, send nyo na lang sa Gcash yan sa screen.
Ay.
Mas makakatulong pa kayo sa mga dukhang katulad namin ni EJ.
Mga kaming mga alipin na salapi. Basta yan yung Gcash dyan sa baba. Alam niyo na, yung mga kumash out dyan.
Tundra might pick it up
Sa comments,
themselves
yung mga
before
kumash
you
out
even
dyan.
give Falcons a chance to
Wait, para nag-start ng draft.
to steal it.
It's become potentially the offlane of the tournament.
Okay. Yun ang ano natin
Especially
guys.
where like, Now's causing upset playing the Mars. It's like
matanda na rin si Crit. Tsaka check mo EJ kung sino yung susunod na maglalaro.
Announce versus GG.
I'd be surprised if we saw it get through the band.
Upper bracket.
Upper bracket lahat.
Ganyan pala ang setup nila. Upper bracket. Unahin nila mga upper bracket.
Kasi parang after nito, saka sila pupunta sa main stage na yung may fans na. May audience na.
Pero meron pa isa, parang tatapusin mo nila yung mga best of one.
Para elimination yung sa lower bracket mo na bukas.
Best of one. Yun ang alam ko.
Baka yun
kasi may 4 na malalaglag agad. 4 ba?
So yan, sila na. Ito na.
It was Skeeter that we praised.
Anong ito? Hindi pa.
Hindi, I mean, Talon versus Bet. Boom, ganito. Lower bracket round 1.
It's kind of like
yung mga round 1 ng lower bracket.
To life.
Yan yung mga malalaglag agad. Best of one.
Matches ago. Now with the facets introduction, red facet.
DJ, ko alam ko tubig ka.
Sige. Battle Fury, right? Every core player wants to skip buying an item just to feel good. But yeah, it's hotly contested. Probably I'd expect bans to be relatively the same coming into the second game. We will find out shortly, but there it is. Mars, get rid of it. Both teams obviously want it, so probably the highest priority.
Well, yeah, Falcons banning it out previous game and this game again as well, so we'll have some of the usual suspects being banned out, but we'll see if there's any changes in
Ban
that
Mars.
Because if it indeed
Sila
was
na
mostly
nag-ban sa Mars,
gameplay
guys.
related, the loss that Falcons just suffered on the
Sun
hands of
King
Tundra, then
Naga.
maybe the draft doesn't need to change that much. Maybe you just need to be maybe more aware of a Night Stalker popping out.
Yeah, pretty much along those
The
lines.
X Factor. Let's see. Previous game we had on the side of the team that did not pick first, so on the side of Tundra previous game, we had Naga, Sand King, Shadow Demon, and Tusk banned out.
Ban Mirana.
We already have a change there with Mirana being first phase banned. That was Tundra's first pick last game. We didn't really talk about Sax's Mirana at all.
5 seconds.
It's just solid.
It's very solid, and it says a lot if a team is banning a hero like Mirana who has not been flexed yet by the enemy team.
Yep.
They've only played it on support. But like we saw, Ramses on the Night Stalker, the first 5 minutes went perfectly well for him. He was out CSing the Monkey King, and when that happens, it's because your position 4, which was Sox and Mirana in that case, is completely doing his job. He's bullying the enemy carry. He's keeping the other support away from you. He's disrupting pulls. He's doing what he needs to do. And also, just because it hasn't been flexed, it doesn't mean that you don't respect the potential flex later.
Very true. And it also means that they don't ban out a hero that we highlighted during the previous game with the Invoker and the Night Stalker, and even though I don't expect Night Stalker to be banned. All right, so we got Centaur still banned out as well as Shadow Demon and Tusk. What leaves that in? Dragon Knight.
It leaves Doom and Dragon Knight in the pool, but seeing the Centaur ban, considering that Centaur is considered to be a counter to Doom, they might just go with it again, and there it is.
I think that means that Falcons don't see an issue with their Doom. They still are confident in it, and they think that what happened last game was probably just internal gameplay errors that are easily adjustable. And if they believe in the idea, then I'm inclined to believe in the idea as well, because Amar is one of the players who has perfected Doom over this entire year.
The logic could also be
Wala signature hero na kasi talaga ng
and then you get
ni
that
Amar.
18 pick position.
What?
Bibigay mo talaga.
Mas may tiwala ako sa ni Amar eh.
Mars.
So if they really wanted to,
Razor.
Repeat, go again.
Run it back.
Yeah.
Hindi,
apart from
Timber.
The fact they won't be up against Mirana this time around.
That's very true, because the solar flare from Mirana makes it so that heroes like Doom that want to run in aren't getting hit by 3 lanes.
Whitemon, the Filipino guy.
Before you can run in and Doom, you've lost
Sa mga hindi nakakaalam guys, si Whitemon taga Isabela.
Sino kasi kamukha niya? May kamukha yung hype na yun.
Night Stalker, he increases his own damage by popping that Dark Ascension, which was kind of a big deal, plus the Solar Flare. You don't need to be close.
Wala, gumagana eh. Bakit hindi ulitin?
With just like level 1, who has extra 100 damage from these 2 abilities.
4-0 pala si Thompson sa Invoker.
Previous game after the spiel of the Night Stalker, boom, the Invoker. And I think it's what is cool with certain teams. They have, they identify playstyles or
stress na si Puro
they're not afraid to pick the hero. I Like other teams here, they go, okay, maybe the Kunk is still available, this is still available. But no.
Si pure
we saw how
taga-draft
good
nila.
Invok was in the previous game. Lock it in now and protect yourself from that second phase set of bans.
Parang
Yeah,
ganun
but
ko
they
yun.
only have one ban to protect him.
Parang meron siyang
Yeah, I think it's a
pagka-captain
bit
role
early,
sa
this
ano.
Invoker. I mean, Thompson is masterclass Invoker.
Hindi mo akalaing
but when you
aakit
don't
ng
have
upper
this- so
bracket
the
ng
idea
Falcons
last game
din
was
no?
with the solar flare, the
Kahit ba ko yun,
all of that extra
parang
damage,
expected
the
din naman
Mercy,
ah.
who was also enabling
Para
the
sa akin,
carry.
hindi.
At some point, your carry is going to be too strong.
I mean, sila
This time
nananalo
around,
sa
you've
mga
already
recent
lost a piece
tournaments.
of that
Ganun.
recipe that you cooked up.
I think the kind of counterpoint to that is that the
Bagay.
control he's providing is always going to
Ikaw,
kasi parang labasan kasi ito ng tinatagong baho.
Tinatagong baho, lakas.
Wherever Doom goes, he follows early on.
Mga dark horse.
Disjoint that fight.
Labas na mga
The
yan.
reason why Winner is living.
Kagaya nung maalala mo yung OG. Yung Ayopic.
And we've seen so many fights where Doom doesn't have mana.
I mean,
As hindi pa nila
getting
practice.
initiated on by EMP.
Lumabas na kaya yung mga
Plus any
cheese
kind of a stun
strat
slash
ngayon,
flow.
kuya?
He's not gonna have mana. He's
Or
very
sa main
limited,
stage
and he
pa.
also needs to pop the
May
Crimson
tinatago
Dart,
pa yung mga
to use his BKB. It's
Sabagay.
all these small things that add up. It doesn't cost as much mana, but still
I mean,
you
si
also wanna use your
Spirit,
ability.
kung may
So one
tinatago
EMP
man siya,
on
kailangan
Doom
niya na
is kinda
ilabas
useless.
bukas.
What do we think about
Kasi malalaglag na sila. Ang ina nila.
inspiration taken from
Labas
Hindi
na
ko
nila.
magets yung ginawa nila doon. Hindi sila hindi nila binigay yung
Is it something Pure could do?
magnotor ni
I
ano.
think when Watson played it, I can't
Collapse.
remember what their offlane pick was. Was that Monkey King?
Hindi ko nga kasi
So
nakita
they
kuya.
last
Baka
with Monkey King
nakaban.
to
Feeling ko
counter
naman
the
nakaban.
enemy
Hindi.
mid laner, and then they flexed Invoker to safe lane. So
Open.
that's why it happened
Ay.
safe lane. It's not necessarily something you think about, but it's something you can do if you see it
Pinag-doom
better
siya
in
instead of
They also
ano.
had two probably of the best heroes in the game to
Magnus.
set up the Sunstrike with. They had Nyx Assassin and they had Bane. So Sleep or Nyx
Parang
Assassin
tuloy tanga
with extra
siyang
damage, so you can pretty much kill anything
parang
on the map.
pag blink niya hindi niya alam kung sino idudum.
Probably will not, but
Oh,
the
meron nga yun
option
kuya
is there.
nangyari. May
And
refresher
they
na
also
siya.
had Nyx because they were playing against Enchantress.
Nag-blink siya, hindi niya wala siyang
That's
dinum.
what we just said.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
naka-BKB siya, parang
But you don't
nag-refresher
wanna-
siya
you
ulit
don't
para
wanna just
mag-extend lang yung
randomly
BKB
range
niya.
No, it-
Saka siya
oh,
That
nag-doom.
would be bad. Because
Ganun
of
na
the-
siya ka mukhang tanga nung nangyari
And they
doon sa
also had
may
Nyx, which was
Parang naradal na
triangle
siya.
niya.
Versus
Oo.
Enchantress.
Kasi may BKB yung Sun King, may
It's all
Lotus
coming
Orb
together.
pa.
Oh, Enchantress gets banned, but
Well.
that doesn't make any sense in logic.
Mm,
But
ayan
if you
na.
look at Luna,
Guys, Tundra na to
Luna
guys.
last game did
2-0
not make it
Tundra, easy.
through the second
Easy
phase
game.
of bans.
Tapos
She
na
got
to.
banned out there.
Carry diff, what can you
If
do?
we're talking
Sabi
about
ni
Mars,
Pure.
gearing up to be potentially the offlaner of
Merenda
the
tayo,
tournament,
guys.
Thinking we are at the point
Nauna lang ako, EJ. Mga tinapay.
Chichirya.
I think in drafts or in tournaments, it's always good to find the core that doesn't destroy the kind of the structure of your draft. And Luna is that.
Tsaka kuya
hero.
yung ano,
Like,
yung
you pick it,
yung
as
Luna,
long as there's a
kapag
melee
katapat
position
niya
fire available, you
Lina
know
or
your lane's
Mirana,
strong,
kapag
you
ka
know how
nagkanda
to
na
use
siya,
your aura,
tapos
the
yung
game's really
talent
good.
niya na kapag
We heard
nag-lucent
in
beam siya may
interviews,
normal.
yesterday, the idea of like,
Mm.
what kind of
Ang
carry do you
lakas
Lambot.
ng bawas eh.
after your BKB?
Mm.
And it's like Luna is
Hindi,
naturally tanky
malambot
because
talaga
of the
Luna.
the stats that you have.
Hindi, I
that
mean,
she can
yung
stand
yung
her ground,
kalaban niyang
and she's
ano,
as
I mean,
at
Lina.
ano, oo, Lina at
when you
saka
don't have
o kaya
BKB
Mirana,
available.
kahit Mirana
Having
pa.
that insurance is very strong. And also you
Malambot
can
din
ano,
Mirana eh.
mixed damage, right clicks, all
Anong
magic
magagawa
damage
nila
based on
dun?
your spells.
Diba? Wala.
Universally very strong hero.
I like this Rubik that
Bini
came out
Amar.
last
Oh,
game
yan ang
because
bias mo,
it
si Bini
covers
Amar.
for the potential
Patay
trap
tayo dyan.
Rubik that could have come out for Tundra, because you
Salamin,
don't wanna give them
salamin.
a
Hindi pa rin
counter
tayo
pick.
nakamove on dun sa Bini kahapon.
It looks good. It's a
Hindi
hero
pa
that
eh.
can just
Eto, nasa
displace
live
one
ko nga
lane,
eh.
so
Yung
a
bias ko
back
dito
into
pa
a
rin.
Scorched Earth could be a
Malay mo
perfect
kapag
means
nag-Call of
to
Duty ako, baka
run
ito
down
swerte
Luna
ko talaga.
early on.
Do you want to see Drain Protector here?
Ganda
Maybe
kasi
not so
kuya.
much versus
Ano
the
naman
Rubik
talaga.
now because
Ano
you
ba
don't
yan,
throw
kako?
away your spells, but just some kind of melee body for Luna would be necessary.
I wouldn't mind it.
Still, if Whiteman's good,
Pango
like,
mid.
if he's good, he is good.
He's
a
okay.
great player.
Eh kung MK kuya,
Honestly,
MK versus
to be fair,
Luna.
one of my favorite position 5s, but anyways, moving on. Like, if you don't give away overgrowth, the value of it in this game is
Luna
very
ako.
strong. But
Tama.
yes, you always have to respect Rubik.
Kung
They'll prioritize the Kunkka first.
So may sustain na sa RAM si Luna. Tangina, talaga papalag-palag na yan.
Has been banned out.
It's too strong. It's one of the strongest combos besides Drain Protector as well.
80.
This is the other one that Whitemon likes to play. This is the another body. And again, how you're gonna increase the damage. You have a lot of
Baka
damage
naman pwedeng may
mitigation coming
lockdown
from
sila na
Kunkka,
sigurado.
Then you have
Parang
Alacrity on Luna with her aura, plus the EP
kailangan
with
natin
the
ng
spirits,
Tundra
so
na
magic
may
damage.
kahit paano magandang
Physical
lockdown.
damage
Ito
goes
ang
wrong,
delikado
maybe
kapag
gets the
umingiti
access
si
when he's
Thompson.
able to get close to the target.
Nga, tumatawa na naman eh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Luna's He's the best carry to pair with ET.
Guys, posta na kayo. Posta nyo na yung
Guys,
bahay
habol
nyo.
nyo na. Habang di pa bumababa yung ads.
Misexecute against Tundra.
Pag natapos ng drop na to, yung ads, gano'n na naman yan.
Stomp on the AT to disengage the fight.
Sabi ko sa inyo,
everything we mentioned about Invoker.
Umpisa pa lang ng watch party. 2-0 Tundra na, sabi ko sa inyo.
It is quite unusual to see Tundra save their support pick for last.
Boji, boss, all in na.
But it is what it is. Is there any
pati pambayad ng kuryente. Ano na?
Invoker's your mid,
Pag pinusta mo, 4 na buwan ka may pambayad ng kuryente. O, diba? Times 4.
Hindi mo naisipin next run.
Oo. Kita mo yun? Susundin mo lang yung sinabi namin, no? 4 na buwan.
All round a...
Fuck, iselto ka. Ganun tayo. Sabi si iselto, bayad yan, 4 na buwan.
Yeah, but that also means that Falcons has a lot of information to go off of with their upcoming pick. They can counter the lanes already a little bit.
Damn, carry?
Go for the Razor.
I like this approach because for
parang
carry to weakness in
naglulugi nga ako yan.
They don't really bring explosive damage. Luna still wants to
wait lang. Naipusta nyo na ba guys? Wait lang.
You can amp up other heroes.
Tapusin nyo muna kasi yung drop. Kukulit nyo kasi. Tapusin nyo yung drop kasi. Sino magpupusta na? 4 pa lang napipik.
You can get out of that static link and it's also going to be extra damage. We've seen the combination with the kisses.
Pero
I think Falcons
hindi niya mabubuo yung static link ng basta-basta
do. It's too good. You need something to make this Kunkka as a hero. You know, he can creep skip, he can come back into the game with
pag naka-shirt tong Kunkka,
but the lane is
pwede niya itulak. So kuya kapag ano, 'di ba kahit puno yung static link niya, pag tinornado nito ni Thompson wala rin, diba? Pagbaba wala na rin damage yun, 'di ba?
Meron pa rin nata.
Sniper gets
Hindi yata undiscalable.
He does damage faster than Razor can steal damage, and maybe you can like burst him in that duration.
Isang support na lang.
Still not banned out, so they could be potentially eyeballing that still.
I completely forgot Omni Knight was still in the pool. So he got removed.
Bat Rider?
And this is all
si Tundra, Bat Rider. Baka pwedeng
one of the heroes that's going to get removed.
Bat
We've
Rider.
seen Saxa on only heroes that
support
at the moment have been banned already. So we're going to see him on a new hero that he's played.
Patay ako sa tatay ko nun. Hindi, ito. Last na ha. Nakikita mo pag kompleto na 5 saka tayo de-decide.
Which then means, what's the snaking here?
I think Clockwork. They need some kind of a setup. It's banned, never mind. If they could unban the Clockwork would be really good for them here.
His Bat Rider is still in the pool.
The Dota Plus feature.
We also have seen him play Chen
Bat
and
Rider,
Sven,
guys.
but other than that, everything else is banned out.
You can just bat, snap, Jakiro, anything that can do damage. Slow down the Razor, but... What is left on 5 though? Tusk is
Falcons
out,
kuya snap
Omni's
fire,
out,
pwede.
Fiend is out, Clock is out, Mercy is out.
Yeah, in regards to
pwede.
so far, it's like
pero parang gusto ko yung pick ng Tuskar.
About it.
Wait, saan? Sa Tundra or sa ano?
This is the Ogre game.
Falcons.
Bloodluster Razor, get him in, keep the fight going.
That would make our stat before the match.
Do pwede rin si Tundra mag-Tuskar, pwede rin,
Could
di
be
ba?
time, there's not much left.
I want a melee 5 body that wants
Or
to rally
masyado
his
na
team
maraming
to go
melee.
forward. And that's why Ogre is the hero.
Completely missed this.
Damaging apay, brown out kanya na. Oh, ganun talaga. Brown out talaga. Oracle.
When we were kind of at the start of this meta,
Oracle?
I thought
Tapos
Oracle
ano,
was gonna be much
dire-diretso
more
na lang si
popular
Razor
besides
dyan mamaya sa
Team
Clash.
Liquid always kind of playing the
Hanapin
hero
niya lang
because
si Luna,
it's all about
naka-BKB.
these barriers, it's all
Link,
about buffing up the
habol-habulin
heroes.
niya.
This is the hero that has a built-in the spell mechanic. So let's
Grabe,
say
hirap
attack
hulaan
speed,
ng
have all
Gcash
this
name mo.
stuff, ETC
Ano ba?
that
Wait, sorry ba?
doesn't
Paano ba
have that
dapat?
good with time. It does feel like
Hindi ko alam eh. Hindi ko alam eh. Shoutouts Glenn ah.
Uy, mukhang magsisend yun ah.
Oo, sige.
Huwag mo na pakialaman yung pangalan, isend mo na lang.
Oo, send mo na lang. Okay?
Once they jump you.
Send mo na lang, boss.
Then of course Oracle's gonna thrive. So
Ooh,
I like
Willow.
the pick just because you're seeing what your opponent has. And for Falcons, from lane, like Marin,
Draft kuya.
connect with the Razor, take fight. Get a BKB on
Wait
Razor,
lang.
take a fight. It's a
Wait lang, wag mo muna sabihin.
lot of fighting.
Ano ko?
Yeah, Tundra's gonna have to see through that aggression to get online in this game.
I think this Oracle pick brings a lot to the table. Like if you look at
Kuya, parang
Invoker,
Falcons ako
it's
dito.
not a hero that plays for rune security. As
Wala
much as
kasi ako
Tundra does.
tiwala
They can
sa
send out Fort Spirits to draw
cherry
up
na
the
Razor.
forts. maybe, but if Pango already knows where the rune is going to be and can just bring +1 support to secure it, then they will have the tempo and momentum because this Pango is going to play heavily on the side lanes.
Hindi pa final pala,
He
wait
has
lang.
2 strong kill
Hirap
potential
naman
with
magano
Razor on
dito,
one lane and
mag-predict.
Rubik Doom on another. Whichever lane he chooses to
Rubik
rotate to with a
Doom,
power rune should turn into a kill. Whereas Tundra
Razor,
are going to be playing a lot
Oracle,
slower because they don't have that kind of
Mid-Pango.
rune control on their own team, and they don't have that kind of explosive damage up until Luna
Parang
gets
Tundra pa rin ako
one
dito.
item, comes out of the jungle minute
50
20.
ako dito,
So Falcons have
50-50.
drafted really scary tempo, and on top of that, Oracle dispels a lot of spells that Tundra are doing. Even this Willow that
Yun
came
nga
out
eh,
last is
totoo nga, sabi
counterpicked
nga ni
by
FE,
Oracle.
ano nga.
Alright, what are we thinking?
Kung late game man kasi talagang
Falcons and gonna take it?
Oh, I think we're going to go to game
Tundra.
3. I feel like Tundra is a bit too slow. Team Falcons, they do have a draft that's going to come online
Okay, puso,
super
Tundra,
early on.
2-0.
And everybody on side of
Kung
Tundra,
ma-survive
his
ng Tundra ang
presence, he
mid-game.
needs an item. You know, he's Blade Mail into something else, into Aura.
Pwede, no?
Aluna, she needs 2-3 items to be comfortable coming into a fight.
Shout out
to
Same
Dikit.
goes for this Invoker.
Dikit,
So I feel
pero
like it's going to be much
feeling
on the slower
ko,
side, and I think Falcons take it.
Well, let's
Ay.
find out if Tundra can surprise my panel or if Falcons will indeed force out that third game of this best-of-3 series for top 6 here at the Road to the International.
malakas naman magluna si Puroy kasi kaya naman yun. Tundra 2-0 guys.
Indeed, Shiva, I am here with Moon Meander, coach of Tundra. Moon, you must have been delighted with game 1. Are you happy with the draft for game 2?
Yes, Thompson Invoker. Super happy.
That's all it is. I asked Howie the same question. I'm going to ask you. When you guys were teammates back in 2018 in Chaos Esports, he described you as an emotional man. How would you describe him?
Boring, mundane.
Boring and mundane. Interesting. Okay. You said in an interview about a month before TI.
Gago talaga tong mga to pagdating sa mga interview ang parang describe mo yung kasama mo ganun.
We play better with ego and confidence. We think we're the best, and we're going to steamroll Falcons.
Okay, well, you've taken game 1. Let's see if you can take game 2. Let's throw it over to our casters, OD and Fox.
Thompson in Bogan daw. Super happy.
Thank you very much, Ted. Yes, here we go, getting into the action of Game 2, Tundra versus Falcons. And some fantastic comments there from
Ganda. Live ads na lang.
Oh,
sige.
These are teams, right? There's banter between the players, and now we get banter between the coaches.
Mundane and boring.
Okay,
Howie didn't even flame him. Howie was just saying, like, yeah, he can be a little bit emotional. So I love it. Oh man, okay, so this one, and we're up to a pretty interesting way that the draft's kind of kicked off, because I think this is one of the first games where one of the first drafts where I've seen 3 cores picked up initially.
Okay.
Right? Tundra, they picked all 3 of their cores.
And as you were saying, well, giving away first pick and Radiant.
Yeah, they gave away first pick Radiant, which I don't have the exact stats on it also, but I believe yesterday when I checked, it was like a 70% win rate or something like that too. So definitely something different that we're seeing coming out from them, but a very, very strong heroes. Some lack of initiation perhaps coming into their draft in some points in this game, which I've seen sometimes with
Kuya sa laning sa mid, Pango or Invo?
Yeah, this looks like it could be pretty interesting.
Okay. Yeah, some of these heroes in
Laning
particular,
lang.
to see how they play out. What we're getting like
Malakas sa mid ang Pango.
Tundra and
Pero mana burn din kasi.
Yep. No, it should be fine.
Not going to get anything out of this one. But yeah, I mean, do you sort of agree with the panel? I think they were saying Oracle, maybe a hero we would have expected to see a bit more in this patch and in this tournament.
There's a lot of potential for this hero.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing I like what Mira pointed out especially too is being able to just get the information where the runes are every single time to get these bottle fill-ups, but also there's going to be a lot of spells that he can block out, these dispels as well too, but in particular just the Fate's Edict. It's really strong versus heroes. In particular Kunkka. Kunkka throws his combo, you throw Fate's Edict, it blocks the boat, it blocks the torrent, it blocks a significant amount, so we'll see how much that pertains, because that was kind of like an old school counter in a way that people used to do, so see if the time still exists.
Talaga, suntukan, sige.
Because Falcons was able to counterpick pretty heavily inside this game.
Wala shield crush yan,
We'll see what ends up going down because of that.
Let's see if Thompson can have another crazy performance on the Invoker.
Nice throw.
Very well.
Oh, shit!
Ay, nako, Thompson. Level 1 pa lang. Level 2 pa lang.
Legend talaga to si Thompson.
Easy lang ha.
And how should this lane be for him? Pango versus the Invoker.
Actually, recently I feel like I've been seeing a little bit of differences. I feel like it can be a little bit more even nowadays, but it depends because it's just the sustain war that comes out from the Quas, and then the runes are going to be in particular. So it's tough to say really for this one.
And how strong is this top lane? So ET backing up the Luna here in the safe lane as a support duo. Are these two getting chances to get aggressive on the Doom?
You can at times, but I feel like we've seen a lot of these teams just be really good at being able to at least protect the Doom. Even if Doom's not winning so much, the lane actually does look pretty good in most situations, so.
100% win rate, Invoker Thompson.
Kamukha ni 23 Savage yung Malrin. Pag nakayoko.
Wait lang, sige
Parang kala ko si
natin.
23 Savage.
Indeed, if that, you've got to imagine the point if that win rate continues to go. Thompson's able to make the win happen here. Teams might have to start considering an
Sino
early
ulit
ban on
pinalitan ni
against
Saksa?
Let's be honest, Thompson
Si
went
ano?
GI because of Invoker.
Si 9
It's
class.
like his first one especially, so it is
Si 9
definitely
class
gonna
ang
be something that
pinalitan ni
teams have to
Saksa,
always think
sinampal ni ano eh, sinampal yun ni Toby ba?
Yeah, we'll see how that top lane. I'm curious about how that one executes. Because this one does feel like it's a lot of like trade back and forth, but then once the ET and the Luna
Hindi
get
ko,
level 3,
di sa
I think
problem
that's when they're
ata,
able to
or
kind of
ba
dominate
masyadong
this lane.
batasin,
But
hindi,
then you get
di
a
sa
nice
problem.
damage. It's 2 points in beam, 2 points in the spirit, and you're able to just kind of run these heroes down. So I think that's what
stand-in pala to. Stand-in si ano, Saksa. First tournament nila. Wala sila magkakasama.
I mean, because like, how difficult is it going to be for Amar to be left on his own against these two?
Very difficult. I think Crit kind of
stay here.
You have to stay here. Yeah, because you can at least do the, you lift them, throw them back, and kind of reset to be able to get positioning. So.
Walang mana si
Thompson. The one
Thompson.
that I'm just like last game, I think most people are just staring at this mid matchup because these two just love to push the limits of their heroes. Who ends up getting that Lotus? I didn't see actually. Okay, so Rubik was able to get that one. Okay, what is
Nice
it? Wait, what is that
throw.
one?
Beautiful art there.
Oh, so I guess
Mid lang ang mainit, ha?
of Thompson's first TI win also, where he's just dropping stickers on people's faces on the on the lane.
Classic
Very
Thompson.
funny. But mid lane so far pretty much dead even.
It's really close.
Yep. So that kind of skill matchup. Thompson, of course, these denies. We'll have to talk about the
top
master
lane.
plays. Top, they actually get.
Wow, so
Aggressive on
close
Pure.
to bringing
Muntik
Pure
ka na,
down,
Puroy.
but Whitemon coming in with a lovely stomp to hold back Amar and Crit.
That was a bit surprising there. They hit the level 3 first on the Doom, so they had that big explosive damage initially, it looked like. Actually, didn't even put a point in yet, so maybe it wasn't just because of that. It was just an opportune hit that they found on Pure.
They could dive in for Whitemon.
He's still not free.
I think he's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Whitemon underestimating the potential there from Amar and Crit to just dive in and go for the kill. They get first blood for Amar.
Very nicely played, exactly when they need to. These first 2 levels are crucial for them to apply that pressure, and they do so. Very nicely done from the 2 of them here.
Basta wag na mapatay itong si ano,
So he's
Pure.
going to have boots and a chainmail coming out here too, which could even change the outcome of that lane even more. So very nice from Falcons there.
Skater recipe na
I mean, we
lang,
saw in the
Arcane
last
Boots
game
na.
as well, despite the loss, Amar and his Doom had a pretty fantastic time in the early parts and got this incredible amount of farm. Do you imagine he's going to go for a similar build this game, go for that phase drum Shivas once more?
That's actually a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah. Because it was a very different approach last time. I think so, just because we've seen Tundra play very fast. He'll probably look for something fast-paced. Maybe not the drum, but we'll see. How's his bottom lane overall doing?
Saxon snaking, trying to go for one another.
Walang mana.
Neither quite able to finish off the
Buti na
job.
lang.
So one other thing that was actually pretty crucial for me in that last game is how well Ramses
Tabla lang
did in that
ang
lane,
mid.
because he was in Night Stalker with nighttime and stuff, but it was a Monkey King lane, which can sometimes dominate some of these melee heroes. This time also, he's not doing that bad. You know, it's a Kunkka versus a Razor lane. And he's
Nakaka-farm naman na
20-42,
maayos,
so
dalawang
all things
carry.
considered, this lane's doing pretty decent on the side of Tundra, and I think that's why they picked this Willow, because it's got these, blocks to not let the static link build up, so kind of cool. I expected that lane to go much worse for Ramses.
Ooh!
Pangalawang beses na yan.
I mean, mid continues to be one of the...
Dead even.
Yeah, the kind of the most even outcomes that we've seen 5 minutes into a match here. Incredibly close between Mallory and Thompson.
But Thompson does get, it's not like it matters as much because it's an Invoker. He gets the 6 first, it's just a different kind of style because of those denies, because of the Mastermind.
Bringing Crit over. Coming up to the 6-minute power runes, of course. Whitemon for Tundra also going to turn up and try and have the chance of fighting back, protecting this and making sure that...
Nakalaro kami ng kalaban na ganyan kagabi. Puto bugbog kami.
ET?
Sakit.
Ano yung mag-ano lang ko, papataas ng damage, saka kay pupukpuk.
I could have just got
Bastos.
I think it was Deny or Lotus
Yeah,
or something.
probably.
I actually didn't get to say which one it was. I was checking the rune.
Face boots na for Doom, ha? So baka pag 6 na to, may gawin ng...
I'm quite impressed with how
Against a
much
Razor
Galaw
lane,
na to.
right? Yep. You got to be feeling pretty happy if you're Ramses.
Yep, I've seen sometimes, like, yes, Razor's got a lot of nerfs and stuff like that, but sometimes I've still seen, like, some of these lanes be absolutely devastating. He's got almost phase boots with a wind lace. So he can just kind of be, like, even outrun it sometimes if he's not with Saksa, so doing very well.
And in terms of overall tempo of the game, you know, nowadays, how does sort of the
Mastermind
match
ang
up against
innate
the Luna,
ni
with Luna being as strong
Invoker.
as it is?
Pag nag-deny, may
That's a good question.
25%
Luna now
na
fights very
XP.
early, so I think
tang
Skeeter
ina.
definitely could fall into some issues where if he charges in with some Link, you get turned on from an Eclipse, so yeah.
Naglagaw ko ya, ikaw.
Now you can
Some
get
fast tempo.
I feel like the Razor
Okay
can
na.
get burst. It's going to be a lot of it down to
Nanginang
Snaking coming in with clutch
internet.
saves.
Absolutely. Now, Snake is definitely going to be
yun.
one of the most important ones that we look at in
Okay,
majority of this game.
Wisdom
The move's
nakuha
coming from
naman
Malrine
ng
first,
ano,
a quick TP
support
bottom.
ng each team.
See if they
Tabla
can
lang,
catch
guys.
Ramses. They can't.
They can't.
Not quite in range of the plasma field there. Able to avoid the
Yung
slow.
1k lead, baka
Ends
ito
up
na
being
yung isang
this
kill
move
na
from
to.
Malrine's not going to result in much
Tingnan
at all.
natin.
He's got phase boots and win lays. Yeah, that's massive.
Or ito
Gonna be
yung
getting
lead
level
na
6 also
dahil
soon
kay
on
Doom,
Ramses.
kaka-devour.
That's
Pwede.
a very, very good start with the lane that he's been put up against. And they read the first movement, so Malrine's first move doesn't hit.
Parang walang naging problema si Thompson sa linya kahit di niya napatay. Ito, nag-ghost walk na ulit ang invoke. Start na yan. Pwede niya i-X yan. Yan. Atras lang.
Sterling onto Ramses, but Thompson's coming in with the rotation, and Skeeter's pretty low underneath the tower.
Patay na to, Skeeter.
Togo, ba't bigla lima?
Yan, nice.
There's 5 heroes down
Oy,
here for Tundra.
hindi pala nakaligtas si Snaking. Pati ito, damay. Damay civilian talaga to. Lumamang na nga si Thompson sa goal. Sa mid. Ganito pa yung naging unang dalaw niya, dalawa agad patay.
It's not successful. Thompson makes the move bottom. It's double successful.
Absolutely. Now they can get the pressure
Double
on this
successful
tower.
nga.
Very, very
Amar,
good first move here from
the drums
Thompson.
ulit.
They have again, a very, very fast-paced lineup that Tundra's gone for. This time maybe a little bit more cooldown reliant in some situations, but overall,
Feeling ko kailangan nilang kung sino makakalaban ng Tundra. Gawan nyo ng paraan tong invoker ni Thompson. Uy, dito na naman sila. Oh. Hindi nag-connect yung ano.
Mali yung combo.
Hindi na-dispel yung static link ko yun.
Hindi talaga.
Again, Tundra definitely having a bit better of control of the early
Sayang kung
game.
nadi-dispel
Forcing
nga.
Falcons' reactions.
Tinitip ni Thompson
him
tong
again because he makes the move
Malrine.
and he doesn't get the. Oh, that's Thompson's trying to get in his head for sure.
Certainly is.
And oh god, the circus. I was waiting for people.
Putik, grabe nga naman yun.
Marine position top. It's seen. They've got this ward.
Naka-TP pa.
Oo, nag-TP siya. Nakita niya may wardstone. Galing ng wards.
Out of range as you see there from Snaking. It's just on the cusp. Tundra's prepared for every single move.
Nakita na rin si ano. So, Skeeter, dito na rin sa top.
And it's, it's costing Maori. You can see him starting to fall behind on the cause.
Absolutely.
Not getting the chance to get that early kill, that
Thompson,
early bit of
kita
action
sa
that he
ward.
wants to as the mid pango.
Thompson just
Early
constantly
Witch
ghost
Blade.
walking around. He might get caught mid.
Oo,
They see him for a
Thompson.
second. He gets out of sentry range.
Stop to hold back Amar.
Colds na para ano.
Falcons not going to be finding anything here either.
Sayang ni EMP.
He knew that they had like a sentry for a second there. He literally stepped right outside the range of it for a quick second there. Could have maybe got lifted
Nice
and
throw.
moved and stuff, but so far, Thompson been dancing around them again, just like that last game. Pure.
Oh, Puroy.
It's going to connect
Ulit
on the
mo,
turn.
sir!
Do something with this.
Mag-eclipse.
Thompson's coming in from the side. Amar, he's in trouble. He's going to get taken
Hindi niya
down.
nabitaw yung Doom dahil sa
He
cold
sure
snap.
is. And Pure's
Ito
actually
maganda
on the
kay
farming
Pure
goal,
eh,
by the way.
carry
He
na
actually
itong
only put 2
Tundra.
points in beam. He put 4 in the
Sumasama
glaze,
eh.
which we haven't seen too much, but still,
Oh.
he's getting involved.
Hey, absolutely. His top lane.
Kaka-eclipse pa lang,
Finally able to
sumama
find
na.
something with his movements, but it is just the support.
May
the
madness na
Sancho
siya,
on the
baka
Willow.
They're losing
mag-clear to ng
Essentially,
stock
they're mid. They
mamaya
have to
sa
make the rotation over, it feels
triangle
like.
nila.
You don't want to
After
sack
neto.
your mid tower this
Kung
early.
na-stackan siya, hindi ko alam kung
The
na-stackan siya
Shieldring
ulo.
Pure, not too scared at all about standing his ground and pushing on to try and find this early
Pwede
tier.
nilang
One able
basagin.
stop connection onto
Kaya kasi
Snaking.
may
They'll
They'll just
catapult.
focus the objective though. Snaking tries to step up, has to be
Mm,
careful. Pure's able to
grabe,
get the last
nice.
touch on the tower.
Babasag
Tundra
din yung
continue to
top.
get that much more
Pero
here in
okay
this
lang.
early game.
Yeah, Malrine gets the top tower, but it's very different getting a
maasim
mid
ka.
tower
Pwede mo
at 10
i-clear
minutes
yung
in
ancient
compared to
nyo,
the
ah.
safe lane tower at this
Wait,
point in the
balak
game. It's
nila
going
yung sa
to
baba.
open up the map for Tundra to play even more aggressive. A
Radiant
nice scan comes
mag-scan.
out. Skeeter maybe reading the movement should protect him here.
TP out, successful naman kay Razor.
But he doesn't
Basag na
TP too
naman
far
to,
away.
guys. Wala, kaya
And I
hindi.
think they see that.
Okay na.
I think they just saw the plasma field as well with that obs ward. So Skeeter does have to be a little bit careful if he still expects them down here.
BKB agad for Razor.
Skeeter just having to rush that BKB straight away after the arcanes.
I agree, honestly. It feels kind of sad to have to
Hindi
do
niya
so,
pa
but there's
nalasit.
so much explosive
lang.
burst that comes out from Tundra, even with an Oracle on his team. That I don't know, that feels kind of grim to have to do
Because
so.
it's going to take some
Nag-i-stay sila sa top naman ng Falcons, pero parang wala sila masyadong nakukuhang objective.
Because if it starts to get passive, right, this
Like kahit
Luna
mapatay
is
mo
just
to
going
si
to
Wiz,
completely outfarm the Razor.
He's
Dark
right on top
Willow.
of Skitter.
Eh ano? Oh, ito
Set up, they've got the splitter coming in as well. Skeeter is able to get out to the side, but the stomp will be there, so they won't have the burst to take down Skeeter. Falcons, they're going to look to try and find kills in return.
Nice.
Thompson going for there is, and Thompson's away.
Ay, walang kabayas-bayas, guys.
So he can
Okay,
actually
walang
continue
kabayas-bayas.
to look to be aggressive on the map.
Muntik na ako na dum
He's just
yun.
being such a nuisance. He's even going to take away the rune.
And TPs are coming in. They want to try and take Snake King down. Sunstrike's coming in. Snake King in a lot of trouble as Ramses has got the control with the X mark into the torrent. They'll slowly but surely take Snake King down and get another kill for Thompson. Dominating 12 minutes in.
Meron na siyang Witchblade
He's everywhere on the map. He really is just starting to feel in himself massively. That is some crazy stuff coming out from him. And Ramses, you know, we talked about how good his game is in a Razor lane. He is almost the top net worth as Tunga, and he almost has an Orchid finished up. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think considering sort of the way he was targeted in the draft in game 1 and then the lane that situation he was given in game 2, you know, kind of against the odds, Ramses he's given a solid performance today.
Yeah, and so far we're not really yeah, they got the kill top.
Sino si Ramses?
But so far Chris not able to get like a nice steal to make some moves around. So far it's Tundra dictating the pace.
Sanay kasi akong carry si Ramses eh.
Luna is gonna start
9 pandas.
It's gonna start catapulting forward.
9 pandas at saka VP.
Keep up as a Razor.
You have to spam your
Tagal niya rin sa
every single time it's up to farm these creep camps.
Tama lang na umalis na sila doon.
Keep up with the Luna.
Yasha na for pure, ha?
So the move is to be now from Falcons. They're still going to
Hindi ko
want to
lang kung
try and
na-stackan
find
siya
action
kanina. Parang
around
hindi siya
Mallory's
na-stackan.
rolling thunder. It's not been easy so far though. Tundra
Orchid,
kompleto very prepared for the approach that Falcons coming at them with.
I think Falcons needs the blink on Malrine to make plays. The initiation on both sides is a little bit lackluster, but Falcons
Doom
more
naman
so
after
than
ng
Tundra
drums
does lack that
magdadagger
initiation
na.
currently.
Then usual Shiva's guard.
Whitemon just keeping Snake King pressured away from Amar. Saxon wasn't able to quite get the opening
Bango dagger na.
to Amar. But yeah, that's the blink dagger there. You got to imagine the smokes are going to be coming out. Falcons, they're going to look to try and make a play happen.
Gagi
They're
naman.
immediately TPing top. They want to look to fight around here.
Hindi pa nakuha yung ward.
There's the smoke up from the two of them. Crit and Mallory ready to get something going with the reveal of the Pango blink.
I can't believe Ramses has
Blink
an orc
dagger
already.
reveal na
It is
for
so fast
Pango.
for the lane that he was in. It's probably one of the fastest. It's maybe a little weird seeing it from the
Ito
off
na
lane,
ata.
not these
Naku,
auras, but
Thompson.
they didn't use auras last game to win either.
Parang nahuli ka sa akin, EJ.
Can be very
Asan ka na,
disruptive
kuya?
versus the Pango or the Doom on their initial go.
Ayan, si Ramses yung inaano.
Pango ako.
Oh,
Ay,
delay ka.
wait, na-delay ako. I-ano ko lang to, di ba? Refresh lang.
Refresh.
Razor kuya. Naka-off-screen.
Oh, Razor.
Bumalik na yung
Definitely
off-screen.
the pressure on them to make
Oh,
something
yeah.
happen.
Okay,
These
okay.
passive moments, that's only going to be great news for Pure on his Luna.
100%. Yeah, Skeeter, the BKB is going to be coming in like, what, 1,000 gold, but you can
Wait,
already see
pinipilit
that
ko kasi 1080p eh. Wait lang.
they're starting to grow.
720 tayo guys, okay lang ah. Pero start
It's got to be fight. And if they don't find that fight,
Aba lang streamer natin. Guys, bigyan nyo nga pang-upgrade ng internet.
Kailangan to i-upgrade eh. Drug test nyo na Thompson. Palong-palo nga eh, no? Drug test na ni Thompson. Palong-palo na nga eh, grabe. Kailangan na talaga itong ano, maimbestigahan.
The ET aura that's also amplifying him inside of these team fights, so. See what Falcons looks to do and if they can get some of these catches.
Witchblade for Thompson. 200 gold away na lang. Blink dagger ni Doom.
So maybe with the double blinks,
Gagalaw na
double
sila.
blinks plus BKB,
Gagalaw na sila
that's
dapat
gonna be the
talaga.
timing to find something because yeah, this feels like Tundra, they're very happy with
Dapat
the
si
game state.
Pure nakamanta na rin.
Pero 2K gold lead ah. Tsaka hindi sila masyadong nagpapatayan, no?
Nakakuya.
10 minutes.
Level 1 Exort, of course, at this point in the game, so not really very threatening.
Going for BKB din ata ang pungka natin.
The amount of farm that Tundra is getting.
Manta
being
na
able to be
nga.
kept up with by
Luna.
Falcons. Skeeter with this stack will have the BKB goal.
Pag
So they'll
na-clear
have
na
the
rin
timing. So
ni
yeah, Blink
Razor
Lamar,
tong
it's
stock.
done. BKB Razor about to be
BKB na rin.
done, and Blink Pango. See where they look to go with this one. because the lanes are kind of not in a great position to kind of just immediately like smoke and go for something. Top lane's in an okay spot, but bottom is super shoved in. Mid also shoved in from the Manta illusions too, so. Both support positions on both sides though. They're buying both going Solar Crest just to be able to
2,000 gold away na lang Skunka. Ags na.
But that means even more. I mean, Pure's just gonna have
Ang
so
ags
many
niya kuya
different
yung
buff
ano
ups for
ba?
him.
See if they got the smoke ready.
I imagine. So clear the mid wave, grab the BKB, and yeah, gotta
pwede ko
connect
pala
onto something
makita
here. Gotta slow down that farm speed of Tundra.
I feel like Tundra's going to be aware that this is coming for them.
And look at the bottom lane. It's in I mean, it's super pushed in, so they might have the information here.
Additional bump.
They need a core kill. Finding a support is not going to feel good here for Falcons.
Hurricane Pike ang next ni Pure.
I mean, Pure hits the neutral, hits the ancient once, and then backs away. It's like he knew this was coming completely. Look at the lines drawn.
Good read. Papansin mo talaga kapag bro, hindi sila basta-basta nagda-dagger kung hindi kailangan eh. No?
It really does feel like they've read the
Rubik.
sort of plan book from Falcons. They know exactly what Falcons are going to try and do this game.
Na lang,
hey, look at Saksa is still bottom hitting these creeps. He's clearing these creep waves at a tier 2, so that's giving massive amounts of information. They're like, Falcons is looking to make a move, and it ain't on me bottom.
Guys, parang pinipilit ng Tundra, ay ng Falcons na may gawin. Gahanap talaga sila, oh.
He might find a chance for a quick kill on Whitemon. Yeah, he'll happily drop down the Doom for this. The question is if Thompson wants to try and do something.
Nice one!
He's TPing.
Boy.
Wala Infernal Blade din.
Able to make sure that not even Whitemon goes down here.
Boy yan.
Big cooldown use. Now Tundra can actually look to fight back themselves, or potentially maybe look for
Pinipersa
some
ng Falcons ko yan.
or something like that. It feels like they do a very strong team fight.
Yun ang masama, nag-force ng Doom na hindi nakapatay.
They can look to get aggressive themselves. The 4K lead just growing, the XP just is growing.
1K away na lang. Ags na rin si Ramses.
They've just not been able to get much done with it. The blink on the Pango, the BKBs, they haven't found any sort of.
Hindi man lang nakapag-dagger reveal kung si Pango. Nakabili ng dagger lahat, walang ginawa.
He just walks up, he sees one of these, either the Pango or the Doom, and he just throws EMPs onto them.
Magpa-pipe nga siya kuya.
He's a beefy target.
Sino?
Malrin, Pango.
Very close to having the Aghanims as well on Kunkka.
Scary to go for the Kunkka too when you don't see the ET. And the Invoker, they have so many different ways of counter-initiating. Tier 2 bottom is dropping.
Konti na lang, Pike na.
And that gap between the carries only continuing to grow.
Tingnan yung mga support to.
For Tundra so far.
And in 1 minute, Roche is going to shift its way down toward bottom. The question I think for me is really going to be, is Falcons going to be able to contest that Roche that I believe Tundra can just force the issue of? When their team fight is
na rush, no,
around
kuya.
that Roche pit. Aghanims nearly
Roche, kaya na nila yan. Pa-Aghanims na rin to.
700 na lang.
Last game we had what, 30 kills?
We had a
crazy
by now,
last game. Yeah.
Bago kayo mag-rush,
kuha mo na sana. It just feels like it's favoring Tundra because of that. Look at this Luna, 3,000 ahead.
Grabe yung farm tong si Pure.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take from Falcons to shake up the progress of this game.
It's not even just 3,000 ahead. He's 3.5 levels ahead of Skitter.
Sobrang ingat nila, oh.
Pretty absurd.
Like, I guess their best plan is a team fight.
Yes, magpa-fight nga talaga si Malrin.
Keep Skitter alive long
enough
to get like a full static link off.
But there's so much hybrid damage too.
Everyone else is going to sort of die in the process. It feels in that team fight. They're just not going to have the survivability against the damage that Tundra as a unit could just kick out.
20 minutes guys, medyo boring yung laro kasi wala nagpapahuli ng buhay talaga.
Totoo.
Quite so complicated for Falcons. I mean, they're smoking again to try to find
TI na to guys, ganun talaga.
Tundra now, Ramses, he's got his Aghanims also done. So
eto na.
they're going to have to go through in this fight.
They swarm up the river. Patience from Marlin. Oh my God, Tundra is gonna be caught.
Every smoke so far.
Ay, like, parang nabiyan na.
Sige.
See if things change.
Ay, naku ka. Oh, na-break yung smoke. Okay, dagger reveal na. Kanina pa dapat.
What a crossover! By Filipino pride, Whitemon. Iba talaga si Whitemon eh. Lakait na. Lakait na.
They've got to try and do their best to keep Skitter safe. He's still got the BKB if he feels pressured. So their Falcons at the least.
Pwedeng lumaban ng Tundra dito, guys. Dalawa, tatlo walang ulti sa kalaban.
And now Tundra still is
Malis na
poised
ko
around
yan.
bottom to
Nag-ano na
potentially
lang.
look at that Roche.
Bigay
Roshan.
I think they could just go for
Bigay
it.
Roshan.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Wala naman na spend na mga BKB.
Nakita mo, puta, kala ko si Iverson yun.
Kaya nga eh. Nadodge niya pa yun. Grabe.
Yeah, I mean, this is just top stuff from Tundra. We saw last game in terms of the mechanics.
Tapos siya na lang yun yung static clean. Wala rin, na-cancel lang din. Ipit siya sa Bramble si ano, na tornado tsaka na-EMP
Falcons
si
just looking a bit
Razor.
lost at what to do when they find themselves in this position, playing from behind.
Ags na guys for
The
Kuka.
kind of hit and creeps recovery game is not going to work that well for their lineup. They've got huge issues
Ano
to
winning
address.
condition ng
Tough
Falcons
match.
dito kuya? Anong gagawin nila para manalo?
So much damage and gonna have so many of these extra buffs. The Razor
Mahuli nila,
doesn't feel
isa-isa.
like a hero that can scale in the same terms anymore versus a Luna, especially if you're behind. And he's just
You're
falling
with the
further and further
Aegis.
behind. ET Spirit kind of baiting them. They maybe thought it was a hero coming through. Gotcha.
Now Whitemont sending it through, getting that.
Manta
buffs
next
sweep
for
across the map.
Skeeter.
Alright, Malrine does have a pipe, so he is kind of playing that like off lane from the mid lane. He's trying to find some ways to
Bumabagal
protect,
ang
but there's so
farm ni
much hyper
Thompson, ah.
damage as we were mentioning.
Thompson.
Thompson,
Wanted
ha?
to poke out of them here.
X.
They've got
Next
the
na,
X-Mark
guys.
as well onto Maori. He's, as you say, pretty tanky with the pipe. There isn't a false promise available though. Still on.
Ay, ito na.
Ayan na po.
Yeah.
Ayan na po.
Tadam!
Oy, sa likod mo, oy!
Oy, iba yung dinom.
Sino dinom? Ngi, ba't si Kuka?
But he's able to
Nye.
fight Ramses. Falcons, they've just got to run. Marin has to get false
Nagkakagulo
Ayun
na
lang,
mga
ayun lang.
kaibigan.
Guys,
Hindi ko na
wait
alam
lang.
kung sino mo ano. Oh my
Sige,
God.
may ano yan?
This is awkward.
Nako, nako, nako.
They've been completely split up. They
Skeeters.
will lose
Nako,
Whitemon.
guys.
Skeeter's BKB is gone.
And Zax is ready
Yan,
to turn
yan.
towards him. Pure and Thompson,
Okay.
they're ready to start chasing over as
Nagamit na
well.
false promise ha.
He's got the backup of Crit and Snaking here.
Uy.
Pure falling low.
Nako
Jump
po,
off from
guys.
the bar. He's
Ano
able
ba
to
yan?
get
Oh my
two
God.
of them. Burst
They got
tries to
Thompson.
kill Thompson and then managed to take the Aegis out of the hands of Pure. So if they can get him here on the second life, Pure.
Patay ata si Puroy dito
They're
guys.
potentially coming out from Sax and try and send back Skeeter. No, it doesn't actually catch Skeeter. Skeeter's able to move
May pike
forward,
siya
stay
in
over
one.
towards Pure. Pure's got the
Oy.
hurricane pike at the ready. So we'll be able to force down to the low ground, get away
Naglag
from
pa.
them. But not a bad
Wala
look
silang
at all
napatay,
from the
guys.
Falcons. They're
Isang
able to
hirap
find
nun,
the
ah.
fight into the Aegis of Tundra.
Yan ang sinasabi ko kung may isa-isa sila.
Oh, ito na nga. Nag-audition nga kanina eh. Isa-isa pumasok eh.
Incredible amounts of damage.
Yeah, that was very cool. They got
My
the Doom
God.
onto the Kunkka. He wasn't able
Complete
to get a
na
full
manta ni
reset, and neither was
Razor.
the Invoker, and that was into the Aegis, so
Pumera si Razor dun ha. Umabol kahit papaano.
A crazy fight from them here. I guess for Tundra, just the way that it starts,
Sustain
just
niya
a
ano
bit
eh.
too split up.
yeah, very split up here. And it was Skeeter kind of able to make Ramses get really awkward, and same thing for Thompson. This was just beautiful kind of resetting and dancing coming out from Falcons. Very impressive.
Ba't niya nga pala idudum yung
Just taking
Luna
Ramses
Kuya
out of the
may
fight
Aegis.
before he was able to get off an early boat. So a lot of
Bagay.
time that he had to spend just running away from Skeeter.
It's so split. Look at the, I mean, look at the mini map, right? Four heroes kind of having their own fights on the side of Tundra, while Falcons, they were able to just kind of grid up and get that synergy better.
Big saves as well from Snaking. I believe the false promise just came up back available again in the midst of that fight, allowing him to bail Mallory out.
Yeah.
And Mallory now is able to get back straight in there, get a hell of a lot of damage done. Falcons coming in with the execution clutch in that team fight.
It feels like exactly when they needed it too, because that Luna just was continuing to grow.
Ayun na si Maldrin.
Yeah, a huge
Parang
win
si
for Falcons.
23 Savage. Na kayo.
Parang sila ng ano eh.
Mukhang delikado yung bayat lupa natin, guys.
Guys, yung kuryente.
Rebuy the drum? Okay, I think so. I guess he'd use
Bawi
all the
sa
drum
day
charges
2.
that he's selling and
Siyempre,
rebuy
main
or something,
event
so
na
he
lang
can
tayo
get the
babawi,
pullback.
guys.
Believe so. Shiva's also done on Amar too, so good ways to be able to jump and get the initiation. Be able to get that information for his team too.
See if Falcons want to go for it again straight away. They have a smoke.
Hey, that was
ready from Snaking.
That really was a full comeback though, because Malorine's game is it's kind of completely recovered now at this point too. He's got the shard to be able to kind of force the issue inside of these fights too. He's ahead of Invoker and the Kunkka now at this point after just that one
You're
fight.
going for Kanda.
And Skeeter's levels, he was what, 3 levels behind also too at some point, like pretty much right before that fight too. He's only the 2
Thompson
behind now.
kakakuha pala ng pike ha.
Tundra, their posture has changed quite a bit in this game now, just after one fight too, being a bit more defensive on the positioning.
Now Falcons can get away with taking a lot more space on the map now. Getting those next few timings.
Hey, that was so impressive.
I think the Pressuring on the bottom lane, Tundra, but Falcons won't be responding to it. They want to try and take the tier 2 potentially themselves top. I'll leave Malorine to deal with the push.
I mean, they're probably feeling like, it really just feels like they're probably just in much more of a calm state now on the side of Falcons than before.
Yeah, they needed that fight.
Next Roshan, tingnan natin ang mangyayari.
And Thompson is starting to fall a bit behind here now. Walking around that ghost walk, he's 4-1. He's all the kills for his team and stuff, but after that one death, stagnated a little bit here.
Guys.
So the problem of the amount of farm that Pure is getting does continue. The Luna
during the downtime, right? It does start to rack back up there, but his other the other cores are
Luna
not
pa
really
rin to
farming
eh. Pero tingnan natin.
Well, we do see a
Yung
Mar.
false promise, parang sakit sa ulo ng false promise.
Coming in
Oh,
after finishing the blink and the Shivas right after that last fight, pretty much. He's got another 2k gold.
Nullifier for Pango, ha?
should be able to find this tier 2 now on the top lane Falcons.
3,000 gold pa.
Clever little play there from Sox. It drags the wave so they can get some extra tower damage down bottom.
Just sort of a race for the BKBs now on Tundra's side of things. Ramsey's about halfway towards his. Same to be said here for Pure.
Yep, and Amar also, he's going to be going down that BKB route.
Lapit na BKB ni ano guys.
And look at the position.
1-5 na lang. BKB
super
na
deep,
Luna.
super aggressive. At least trying to get some information, it seems like, and block some camps. I mean, this is could get him killed here, but very interesting move there from Sox.
Kulit dito.
Uy, delikado ka dyan, ha? Loko ka. Delikado ka dyan, uy. Malapit na rin, BKB ni Amar.
Not interested in looking for action before they get the BKB.
Yung sword ni Dom, puta mahal yan eh.
He sells the drum, he buys the BKB. So now he's actually got this one. They could look to make a move off of this with Falcons.
Kung kabuhayan mo na talaga Dota, talagang gagastusan mo na rin skin.
I mean, this fast is just so crazy, this Devil's Bargain, that you're able to do stuff like this. It's like, oh, he's kind of far from BKB. Nope, he's got it now.
Yaman ng Dom, puta.
And amp damage also onto the Pango, so very
kabawi na. Ayan, BKB na ang Doom,
guys. They do not have a BKB piercing disabled to try to hold this Pango in place. So if Malorine's ever able to just get these rolls off, they're gotta have impact.
Oh, dyan si ano.
Amar. See Ramses.
It's just a little too speedy on the Kunkka.
Kunkka baka pwede mag-shard na para may tidal wave.
Chase forward, see if he can find a chance to set up on him.
And I will point, since we do have more downtime,
hahabulin niya to guys.
Actually, Ramses, never mind, getting gone on.
Tipihan mo na.
He's just gonna put the BKB to continue to commit for this. He's going pretty.
Wala ka ng BKB, sir.
He's very deep.
Ayan, uy, palag na.
Deep, very deep.
Nice
one!
Ang ginagawa mo! Okay lang, okay lang.
At least a tip or a question mark.
Carry to plane.
That was.
I'm just looking at the player cameras. I want to see how anybody reacts off this.
There was no one near him on Falcons. That's gotta be
Pero still kuya, parang may pagkalamang siya kasi may streak siya, di ba? Killing streak siya. Ba't siya susugod ng ganun?
He just ran at me.
He just went for it.
Alright, well, a bit interesting.
Parang na-commit niya na eh. Siguro ang iniisip nun, kaya dito na ako, tuloy ko na to.
Ayun, ito yung drug test nyo guys. Skeeter.
That was a very quick link in return.
They found snaking in the back.
Andy, they're going to try and get rid of him very quickly. He's having the false promise himself. Will be able to save himself for now.
May Dumba, may Dumba, may Dum.
Di naman si Thompson guys. Walang eclipse to ah.
They're going to be able to save him.
Buhay si Thompson.
Saxa tries to set up the curse ground. Immediately removed. That was risky there. I mean, sure they don't lose any heroes, Falcons, but that's still a Doom down.
There's some wild stuff. I mean, snaking ends up surviving, but they end up having to use
Guys,
Rolling
malapit
Thunder
na
into Doom to
magkanda.
kind of bail him out
Ito
of
nga
there.
yung kanda tapos
crazy
20 talent ni ano, ni Luna.
I don't think I've seen this in ages. This looked like kind of this pub thing where you just run at someone because you don't like
Ayun,
them.
nakuha niya na
This
yung
was a
20 talent.
serious case of tunnel vision from Skeeter. I mean, he got the kill.
Ayan
I
o,
can't believe he
masyadong
gets it.
malalim
That's the
guys.
craziest part.
Maski na nga makuha mo yung kill.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be doing that sort of move again. I mean,
Tinawanan ni Ramses.
Back in the mid. Push is coming in. Tundra up to the high ground.
Looking for the side grab, he couldn't quite get it. Skeeter charging forward.
Ito na naman guys, Skeeter.
He does. But they
Going
don't
for
have the
satanic.
Doom and they don't have the roll just yet, so he's really just trying to just kind of put fear in their hearts, and it kind of works there.
Konti na lang
But
din
Pure will be able to
nullifier na
back
sa
away. He's
Maldi.
pretty much, he's got the condo almost finished up, so his damage is ramping up more and more.
Kanda.
Malapit na. 500 na
50
lang
seconds
ata.
till Doom.
Okay.
Manta for
Roche is
Fox.
up. Is Tundra aware of that? I think they are. I think they pinged it out. I think they could probably look to just go and force it.
I think, yeah, they can go straight in the pit and start it.
They're gonna go Tormentor
daw muna.
first. They don't have information of
Baka
where
magkaroon na
Falcons
si
is either
Kungka.
just yet. They did draw a whole circle around them actually,
Kungka to
so
guys,
they do
sana.
know where they are. So let's see
Tops.
what they look to go to next. So Pure's gonna reset
EMP.
first. X'd up, so he'll be able to come back into the fight quickly.
Nullifier for
Maureen,
Pango.
Nullifier is done. So at least be able to dispel some of these buffs that are going to be thrown onto Pure. Well, on the flip side though, Ramses,
Lotus
he now has a
Orb.
Lotus. So they can either reflect this, they actually have quite a bit of things that they can do. The Static Link, the Doom in particular, the two biggest ones I would say that he can get with this Lotus.
May Lotus Orb ang
Doom
ano,
should be coming back up, so Tundra, do they want to look for the
Kungka.
fight first or do they just full force it?
And with the speed they
They're
take
just
it,
gonna force
yeah, I think you just go for it.
They saw somebody. As soon as they get any information,
Yeah.
they're going to do that. So
They do this so quickly.
They clipped somebody, and they see that nullifier too, I believe. If they were clicking, which I believe one of the supports, I'd imagine Whitemon.
I
One of them
think
is
so.
looking.
These guys are professional flogged.
Yeah. I mean, Whitemon, we
Yun
saw
ang-
he was like a massive sacrifice in that last game. He had like 9
Aegis.
deaths, but we didn't get to
Para kay
highlight how much he
Luna.
actually did. in that
Pwede na
last
silang
game, so.
high ground.
Aegis again now on the Luna.
Konti na lang din ata buhay ng tier 3 tower sa
And
loob.
you do have a banner for the push. And in the last game also, we do have to remember, the last game was what? Between a 2,000 or 4,000 gold lead, and then it exploded and the game ended. So potential for that to happen in this one as well.
And just with sort of little clutch plays, once again, like we did have at the end of that one, you know, last time around it's kind of Pure getting in with the Lincolns,
Alam nilang may
throwing
ward.
down on the tops, and this
Hindi pa
time
kinukuha
around,
ni
be as simple
Pango
as
yung
Ramses, just getting the Lotus out before the
nullifier
Link comes.
niya.
Exactly.
You know, if Skeeter's not able to get a successful Link in the team
Kaya
fight,
na,
and actually build
pupunta
up
na.
the damage, that's going to cause huge problems for Falcons.
For sure. You see, Maureen's been hiding the nullifier on the courier the
Pupush
entire
lang
time.
to, guys.
Word, it
Mabilis
saw
lang
it
to.
pretty much the
Oh.
entirety as Pure. Forcing the issue, Glyph's been popped.
Bibigay ata nila.
Definitely set up to be able to
Si
take
Doom nasa
quite a
top pa
lot
eh.
here, Tundra. What does they just push?
Prepare
Falcons
sa
will-
inyo.
Gago,
guys.
nagmanta. Natanggal yung X-Mark.
Oh my goodness.
Ay, hindi.
And now as soon as that tower
Di ba
drops,
dapat
these
tanggal
Glyphs
yan,
are gonna
kuya?
start hurting.
They can keep
Yun
doing
din
this
ang alam
X-Mark
ko eh,
push
kasi
between sort of the X-Marks
yung
and
nangyaring
the
ganyan.
ability from
Okay.
Ramses.
So what we've seen from some
Chinese.
people is they buy the Yules to stop this,
Tapos
right? So
na-cancel.
could see that
Ano?
maybe
Na-cancel
come
nung
out to
nagmanta siya.
stop the annoying poke that comes from this X combo. I see already Crit's got it queued
Yules
up.
din,
but I know
pero
you can
Yules
just buy
alam
it
ko,
on the
ano,
Doom, use it,
nakakanggal
sell an
yun.
item, blah blah blah. You can do all this kind of cool
May
stuff. I believe it was
mag-item ng
33, so I saw
Yules.
do that the other day.
Rubik ata.
But Tundra,
B-Fly
they're happy
next
with
for
forcing
Pure.
everybody back for the moment.
Sabagay. Hindi naman holder ng
They do have a big
MKB
wave
to
up
si
top that they do have
Razor.
to address. Maybe they X somebody and kill that wave and then bring it back.
Yeah, they get Thompson up here to clear out a wave or two.
Yep.
I-clear lang,
Maybe send
babalik
support
din.
spirits as well to deal with the next two waves. And yeah, that's exactly what he'll do. So preparing for all three lanes to shove in.
Tagal pa ng timer
There
ng
we go. Smoke
Aegis.
time from Falcons. They know
For
that
the wrap.
if they wait for the fight to happen on the high ground, their barracks are probably falling anyway. so
Okay,
if they want to
smoke.
try and take things to their
Falcons.
advantage, they've got to get out on the map and catch Tundra by
Knock up.
surprise.
The whole other side though, Tundra is smoked up.
They're very split up.
Sakit sa
Sabog yan,
panda.
pag nag-BKB.
He's caught by the torrent. He'll get the BKB.
May satanic
off. We'll
naman
start
siya, pero-
Starlink over towards Pure, but Skinner, is he going to be able to survive?
Ang
He's
sayang.
healing up.
He's
Not
so
to the
low.
side. The false promise will
Di
save him
Noom
for
si-
now. But I
Doom
don't think this
kung ka
is the
na
way
naman,
the
ah.
Falcons
Patay.
wanted to start this fight.
Lucid beam.
Tundra, they're going to be able to
Patay.
run down Amar.
Oh, that was awkward, and
Yeah.
they used
Patay.
everything there.
The Doom
Patay to.
will end
Patay.
up killing off Ramses at least as well.
2-4-1.
Get a couple of them. This
May
may
Aegis
be
pa
enough to
rin.
slow down and stop the push from now from Tundra. But that was a
Okay,
risky way to
na-defend
start
naman
things off. They
ng
tried for this wrap
Falcons
around the split up,
kahit
but it
papaano.
does mean that Skidder gets left very vulnerable. Skidder lucky to get out alive out of that one.
I mean, pushing the limits again, right? The Satanic was the Paladin Sword heal, just with Snake and able to get the reset onto him. Saksa is doing some
Walang
cool
BKB,
stuff.
oh.
He is
Pag
blinking
pinasok
past
to.
the team fight to try to find
Pwede,
Snake and
pwede
stop
yan,
these false promises. Pretty crazy.
Trying to see if he could get a little bit of a setup onto Skidder there.
I'm surprised how confident Skeeter is here too, when they still don't have any of these ults or anything. He just,
Yeah.
just with the backup of Snake, he feels that confidence. And they did lose their gem in the last fight, so one thing to point out, they did use all their ults, and they did end up losing that one because I think Amar was carrying it.
Naka-Amar yung gem.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Like, he's literally like because of this blink, he's blinking and looking for like these backline terrorizes to stop snaking from getting these saves onto Skitter. So have to keep tabs of that one.
Still a minute left on this
Push ulit,
Aegis, so
guys.
Tundra, they can definitely look to push once
May
more.
BKB
5
na
seconds until the
Razor.
BKB's back up from Skeeter, so he'll have that ready.
Doom is
Doom
back
wala
at the
pa
ready in
ata.
4 seconds, that Octarine that Amar has.
It's pretty much what, yeah, nearly the full butterfly coming out here for Pure.
Oh, wow. So 60 seconds.
Lucent lang.
They still have their banner as well. Is he going to use it for these catapults?
They're going to try for the setup onto Skeeter. Again, he's got the backup of Snaking. There's a BKB, a Satanic, and a False Promise at the ready, so multiple
Snaking
ways.
stopped in the back line. Are they going to go for anything with it?
Pure getting pretty low.
Naku, ingat kayo.
Full butterfly
Tundra.
is going to be out towards him. The
Basag
tornado out
barracks.
towards. There's going to be the wraparound from the side. Amar and Mallory ready to jump forward. They're looking towards Ramses. They'll lay down the Doom onto the Kunkka. They're
Patay na Doom na
They've been
naman
able to
tong
take
isa.
the Aegis out of the hands of Pure. Falcons, can they take him down a second time? Skeeter in position, get the link going, but Thompson's in on top of him. The False Promise gets laid down on the Skeeter. Pure, he's going to opt for the TP out, and he'll get away back to safety.
God.
See if Thompson's able to move away as well. He's on the retreat. Skeeter's trying to do his best to chase, but under the cover of the Ghost Walk. Thompson.
There's a dust. Is he going to get in range?
Oh, he is. Amar. He's able to find him, but quick moves again. Thompson turns with the tornado, forces away with the
Binakudan na.
Hurricane Pike, lays down the wall of
Wala na
ice, and Thompson will survive. So they get out of there. The only
Good.
casualty being Ramses.
Good
But
pa
Amar,
rin.
he's finding his target. He's actually
Kabasag
being
ng
the difference
barracks
maker.
for
He's
the
getting onto
Aegis.
the Kunkka every single time. Ramses is getting absolutely nothing off every
Lapit na
single one of these
refresher
fights
ni
in the last
Amar,
two. Beautifully done. And Doom is going to be back up in 40 seconds pretty much as that Kunkka does
3,000,
respawn.
For sure, and I
2,700
think
gold
Falcons
na lang.
overall, they're going to be happy with that one. That was a whole sort of
For
5
sure.
minutes of pressure with that Aegis that Tundra are trying to come in with. Tundra, at the end of it all, only being able to end up getting that range Rex. The melee Rex still down the bottom lane. So Falcons,
Tabla
they
guys,
make the
tabla.
hold happen.
Yeah, I'm really impressed
Mainit.
how Skeeter, yes, with the backup of
Hindi mo
the-
masasabi
of
kung
the Oracle,
sino
of course,
mananalo,
Ramses is able
pero
to stand
tingnan
his ground
natin.
versus this Luna still, and he's getting
Kasi wala
close.
pang B-play
Not
kanina
down
yung ano.
refresher too, so
Actually, meron siya.
Damage is gonna go
Meron
up.
siyang B-play ata.
Butterfly
kanina,
came in
wala
toward
pa.
the end of it, but he was
Hindi,
able to kind of
kakasuot nyo
still
lang.
stick on
36
pretty
eh.
nicely there.
Bago sila
This game is
nag-back,
delivering
sa kanya lang nakuha.
Mag-i-scadi rin siya guys.
Different
Tama
fashions
nga,
that
for
game.
Satanic.
That is very
Coming up to 40 minutes, 10-6. It's just a 2K lead
Then
difference here
stats
between the
din.
two teams.
All right, where are the Lincolns and the well, he hasn't gotten the Lotus off to kind of reflect the Doom or anything like that. Where are the Lincolns now? Ramses either needs to hide better or protect himself
Si
a little
Ramses,
bit better
feeling ko
in some
kailangan
type of
mag-Lincoln
situation.
na to
Because
si
now
Kongka
two
eh.
back-to-back fights.
Siya talagang
He has been
dinudum.
getting caught.
Parang hindi niya may bitaw yung ball.
BKB himself next.
Okay.
But I could see other
BKB
options
siya.
being there, as you say. The Lincoln's also going to be very appealing.
Also
And maybe even something like a
refresher
Shadow
na,
Blade or a
Razor.
Blink, right, that allows him
Plus-
to be a bit more careful with his positioning in these at the beginning of these fights.
That's true, actually. The Blink could be kind of clever. We'll have to see which route he does look to go. Because I think I saw Lincoln's being built by the Invoker, so he's not going to go that on the Kunkka.
Malapit na rin scadi ni ano, Luna.
Let's see Tundra. How they look to mount the next
Lincoln?
siege.
Lincoln nata
And if they can ever
Scotty
find
Boom.
Snaking. Yeah, I mean, Sox has tried to be able to stop these false promises. So far, every single fight, Snaking's getting them off.
He's getting a lot of healing out, yeah, Snake King.
Smoke.
He's been doing big stuff
Falcons.
this game on the Oracle.
Smoke. It's a ninja gear there from
Pero
Sox.
kapag
That's
mahuli
trying
na
to
to
capture
si
Smoke.
Snaking,
Falcons
sabog to.
trying to get an opportunity to find Pure. They saw Pure with the ward and they expect
Saksa,
him to go
ingat
farm
nagpap na
Ancient.
uy.
Hoy!
It might just get sacked. So
Go.
he's
Uy!
quick with the blink. He's going to
Uy,
go for the
sus,
TP
yun
out
lang.
of the Rolling Thunders there. To put a stop to it through the Shadow Realm, they'll take Saxon
Okay lang,
out.
okay lang.
Such-
More time.
such
Bilis
a
na
plays.
naman.
Has it been kind of a lot of this game, just the reads that are coming out
Mahirapan
for
din
both
sila
teams are
humigro
just
ng Falcons. no?
beautiful. They saw with that ward that Snaking placed on the
Wala
cliff
pa
down
rin
bottom.
shard si
They saw that
Kungka.
Pure was running toward Ancient, so they were like, oh, we're gonna
Announce
get him on the Ancients,
TI-24
but
2024
heads up play there, Saksa.
champs. Ewan ko
Tank
sa'yo,
that game.
boss. Tingnan natin. Tingnan natin. Baka sumamba lang. Oh, pero,
Oh, malay natin.
diba? Gulat
Even though
lahat.
he's at a 7K
Announce
deficit or 6K
TI champs.
deficit, he's been
Nako,
able to stay. He's
magugulat
been able
lahat
to fight
niyan.
person.
Yeah, and it
Very
can
impressive.
cause massive issues if he survives and just is able to get these links off on Pure. Just been
Actually,
able
may
to
laro
do
sila
the
ng
damage
GG
against
mamaya.
him.
And we're seeing it.
GG na
An
yun,
item you
ewan
don't
ko
see
na.
too often nowadays because a lot of people don't like it on some heroes, but the
50
Skadi,
na lang,
I mean, this
si
time for
Pure.
Pure,
Sure.
it's
Skadi
versus
na
the
at
ranged hero and
magdi-divine
it's
daw.
versus the healing.
Nako
So
po.
you definitely understand why he's gonna be
Magkakabigayan
able
na
to go
to.
down that route versus the Razor. And then he's got a rapier queued up.
Farmin mo na yung
hype is up.
50.
41 minutes in.
I mean, he needs that serious amount of damage. So
Pili ko kaya niya pag
take
nag-scuddy.
Skeeter out before the link builds up, before the heals start getting pumped up. They've got to kill Skeeter off quickly, and at the moment it's not easy.
Ginulat ang buong munggo.
Oo,
gulat ang munggo, pati munggo magugulat dyan, boss.
And we have not,
Pag
honestly,
nag-PI champs ang
I don't think he's gotten a single
Ewan ko
spell
na
that
lang
he's really
talaga.
lotused. I haven't seen a static link lotus, a doom lotus, almost anything.
Meron na bonus Scuddy, guys.
Looking to strike.
Sa mga nag-live ads dyan, sakay pumusta. Magkano ads?
This is a good spot for Falcons to fight.
Pure spent his gold, so he is in.
See who gets the jump on who. So far, Amar has been king.
Oh my God.
Ito na, guys.
Also did get that trickster cloak,
Ito
so
na.
a bit of evasion. Amar, he's been
sakit.
spotted first.
Gonna try and go in onto the Doom. Amar backing away, puts the BKB. Skeeter charges forward, but he gets held back by the Tornado.
Skeeter tumatakbo na. Oy, nag-BKB na Skeeter. Wala, trip niya lang.
Tundra can wait this out and then go for the fight afterwards. This could cause troubles. There's going to be the jump. Immediately Shax is caught by the sun, is taken out. Amar, he's found his target.
Thompson! Controller emotion! Ay, nako!
He's ready to go for
Pwes, di niya kaya.
He's in trouble. Trying to force out of the side. Pure's going to attempt to TP out the
Tumipi.
BKB. He'll get away from this.
Nahuli si Thompson.
Aymar just keeps finding a target. He keeps getting one of these key cores with a Doom. And Saksa, he's trying to go for this like super crazy chaotic play to find snaking in the back, but it's not working.
Pop naman na rush, guys.
They're starting to get the advantage.
Oh shit!
So sort of goes for the jump in, and I believe immediately the hit
Pakit-hit
from the
na naman kayo, ha?
I think so.
Ito ang problema. Nagka-refresheran na.
May refresher na Doom. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Refresher shard ba bababa nito si Rosh dito, kuya? Baba.
Pangatlo? Hindi. Refresher lang.
Press alanganin to pag ano. Doon mahihirapan ang Falcons sumiground. Feeling ko mahihirapan sila sumiground. Kaso dalawa na nga yung Doom.
Super impressive.
They're going to go again for the smoke, but Roshan already taken. Aegis into the hands of Skeeter, and then, yeah, we see here the fight starts awkwardly for Falcons, of course. The BKBs have to come out very early from Amar and Skeeter. But Skeeter able to back off. I think we'll see, Saxa jumps in, immediately gets hit by the silence of the Mindbreaker from Skeeter.
I didn't see that either. You see what Amar did there? Thompson ran in to hit him to stop his blink, and Amar, as the projectile's about to hit him, blinks over it and gets the Doom onto Thompson. So, that vision, I mean, we talk about it a lot, how all important it is in these fights.
Pag nahigupan nga.
Super important for them to get these kind of moves.
Hinigot ng lakas ni Poroy.
Quite isolated.
He's very isolated. He's got the BKB back up.
Yeah, nice.
Splitter though, so can't really just TP out.
Nice shot.
Oh, ingat ha.
Tornado though from Thompson catching pretty much the
ganda.
majority, pushes them back as well with the deafening blast. The false promise comes down onto Amar, so he'll be saved for now. Rolling Thunder comes in over the wall.
Oh my God.
Takes a ton of damage
The Fear's going to catch him as well. They got quite enough to kill him off. I don't know if they do because the X mark.
Snakey's gone.
Ayan o.
Ayan o. Down low. He'll get
Ayaw mo mag-BKB Luna.
Lucent. Nice. O yan, abangan na yan. Ayun lang. Ayun, nag-BKB na. BKB uwi.
X? The extended one? Oh.
Okay.
To keep himself safe and get away. Won't get dragged back by that.
Did he... Wait,
Aegis
did he
wasted.
dodge it?
Pwede na.
BKB, right? That was the Manta.
He Manta dodged
I think he did. You're right.
Ay, putang ina.
I think he Manta dodged it in the
Minanta
fountain.
dodge niya X.
Because that was an X from the Rubik, so it lasts longer. So he would have had him to pull him back through the BKB. So I think he Manta dodged it in a super clutch moment.
That's crazy.
Hindi natin nakita yung moves na yun,
They've got the lead now. Clutch buyback for Snake King comes in. They know that was a great point to try and take these fights.
Guys, okay lang yan. Mas hirap na naman sila umiground dito nung wala sila Aegis.
And now he's got another Doom at the ready.
Oh, may Doom ulit.
Okay. Games, Amar giving us some fantastic stuff on the Doom.
Yeah, this is some unbelievable
May bitaw
stuff.
mo na yung barko, Ramses, okay na.
He still takes a ton of damage from these beams.
Ayan, umarap.
So 15 seconds without Ramses.
Skeeter, he actually has to pop the satanic.
Ipapap niya yung satanic yan,
Low HP. He's got the heals.
Na X guys, naagaw yung X na. Oh, Puroy!
He's got by.
Oh, wait lang. Easy lang.
First crown onto Skeeter. See if they're able to force
Kaya
out the
ata
buyback in. Falcons, they're definitely going to want to stick around.
Patay ata.
Try and get this response out.
Patay ata.
What a burst.
Putang na.
Sabi ko sa inyo, Tundra ko.
Hindi sila maka-high ground, sir. Hindi tayo bias dito, guys. Hindi tayo bias.
Wala tayong pinapanigan, guys. Tundra lang.
This game is unbelievable.
Hirap sila. So, antay na naman to ng AG, ng AGs.
See the start of this fight once more.
Ayan, replay, EJ.
Ayan, sige.
No, he survives because of Snay. And then, I mean, this is just a fight where it's like these pokes from Tundra, these beams started to add up quite a bit there, but then the Doom comes in from the follow-up and... Wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a Manta dodge, but we're going to see it at the end of this clip, especially just to make sure of it. But.
Sige nga.
I mean, and so we saw in that point of the fight as well, they got very close to taking Skeeter's Aegis down, but the X-Mark kind of working against it.
Yeah.
But yeah, see if we can keep track of the time.
Dinom,
We do have
BKB,
inventory clicks.
TP.
Actually, it's underneath the thing, so we might not
Next.
see it. I mean, you're absolutely right, because the BKB was already
BKB was used.
Punta nyo kay ano?
I'm looking in base, and I saw triple Lunas appear.
Na-dodge nga, Manta dodge.
May mga illusion sa mapa.
Tangina.
Ang galing.
Oh, crap. Well, but we're back down to less than a 1k gold difference between these two teams.
You know, it's wild. My brain was going too. I was like, oh, did Kunkka respawn and X him to break the X, right? Because you know that other one. But then I was like, oh no, he got them, man.
Parang kulang pa, kailangan ni Luna ng ano kuya, Daedalus.
Double dooms
Or
in the red.
Hindi, meron na siyang ano.
Are starting to get close for the side of Falcons.
Magdi-divine na talaga siya.
Pretty insane. Pure has
Divine
his,
siguro.
but Amar, once he gets his, it's gonna be pretty
Ayan,
problematic.
si Thompson ng
Ain't gonna
Daedalus.
Manta dodge nothing then.
Daedalus on Thompson.
Hindi,
So if they
magbi-blink
can
siya.
find their position
Swift
in the
blink.
fights, Tundra, they've definitely, they're getting very close really to have the right click to be able to take
Kay
Skeeter
kung ka na.
down.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But they have to keep their distance, and that's something that's not proven to be very easy to do.
I mean, this
How
game,
aggressive and in the face of the Falcons as a team have been getting in these team fights.
I mean, this game it's really in anybody's hands at this point. It's going to be all up to who gets these big initiations, who's going to be able to find these back lines. Is there going to be buybacks? Is there going to be mana for snaking the false promise? Super exciting stuff. And pure
AC completed para kay Razor.
This is where you can't really go for the rapier now at this point. You want to go for this swift.
Wala siyang buyback,
I
guys.
think every time you see these
Doom may
rapiers on these
buyback.
Lunas, it's for the most part
Walang
a bait.
buyback
We've
Razor
been
at saka
baited so
Invoker.
many times.
Yeah.
So many rapiers have been queued up that just haven't ended up being purchased.
But let's see, Pure, he's got the full Scotty in his backpack. A bit funny to see that. He's got the treads in inventory instead.
Uy,
Daming items.
Skadi mo uy. Kalimutan mo yun.
Lahat.
Mas importante yung mata
Now, at this
kaysa
point,
boots.
what's the calls being made by both teams? Now things have calmed down once again.
I mean, Amar has hit 25, so Amar now at this point can go, if I doom somebody, they're screwed. There ain't going to be no more TPs out, nothing like that. So it's, I mean, Amar still, he's probably the biggest target that Tundra has to deal with.
Yeah, a good doom or two and he can end the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amar has so much power right now.
Okay, Skadi mo ah.
So we'll see if like the Lotus Orbs or the Link.
Kung nag-game dito, respect Bandung siguro.
Oh, kailangan na kuya.
Has hit 25 also, so now that attack speed steal. So some pretty crazy ones that Falcon's starting to hit here.
Oh, Doom applies mute na. Shit.
Hindi na sila makakatipi.
Will show himself. He's also got a basher now too.
Magmamanta
And the
dodge.
Octarines,
Magmamanta
he's got
dodge
ways
yun
to
mo
stop
kung
versus
hindi ka
these
makakatipi,
BKB
di ba? Okay.
If it's on other targets, not the doomed ones.
Sa mga nag-live ads sa
Setting up
Tundra.
top, they do see Amar for a second
Bawi
here.
next game.
This is a dangerous position maybe.
Hey, sabi ni Miss
Snake
Kitty
is always
Cats
behind
sa
it too, it feels like.
Twitch. Hey, Miss
They
Kitty Cats.
really want to try for him.
Might at least get the BKB out from him. They will. In fact, Amar, he pops the BKB, starts charging straight back
He's got
towards
his
them.
team.
Lincolns and Lotuses, everything being thrown down on a Pure.
Nice.
To stop
BKB
Amar from being able
wasted.
to find a chance to go back in.
Miss Kitty Cats,
But,
hey.
Amar just ends up scaring them away there. Just runs straight at them.
And Falcons, they're the ones now that are smoked up to perhaps look for the Rego themselves. Wind Waker also now has been picked up on crit, so many different ways of saving and bailing their teammates out.
Kailangan na may contest ang rush nito.
Moments are tense.
May ags na yan.
Oh, may Axe Blessing na tong ano guys ah.
It's pretty absurd to me, Owen, that this game has kind of not really ticked over like a 3K gold lead or anything. I think it ticked to like I think 5K was the highest, right? But
Thompson nakahabol na rin. Kulang na lang ata siya ng magpaparasma na lang
Falcons is
ata.
gonna expire. Tundra has the vision on this bottom side.
Guys, kailangan na i-contest yung ano nito. Roshan. Hindi pwedeng ibigay na.
He's so tanky and he's got a lot of backup. Do they really want to lead in on towards the
Ginagawang ward
Razor?
ang ano, courier.
They're being
Okay.
careful, Tundra. They know that there's so much waiting behind him.
Scan comes out, they know exactly where they are.
Whoever presents themselves first likely to get jumped by Amar in response.
Got 8 buybacks available. The 2 supports on Falcons do not have theirs.
We'll clip it.
Oy!
Big poke.
May blink yung ano.
1,100 damage just from 1 beam.
Sakit.
Maori's ready with a rolling thunder.
Kinakasa na yung rolling thunder, guys, ha.
There's the jump. They're gonna make the jump straight away.
Thompson! Control your emotion, Thompson!
They just have to take him down low. The right thinks they'll get the kill. Thompson's gone.
Umuwi ka na, Luna.
With a rolling thunder. They're ready to start
Hindi.
chasing down more.
Babalik daw.
Thompson immediately comes in with the buyback.
Papalag daw.
Skeeter pushing forward.
Dinagdawad muna.
Stay on top of Pure. They get the link going, and there's the Doom as well from Amar.
Patay, guys, na Doom.
Chase him down.
Wala.
Skeeter's building up the damage, surviving.
Sige, pre-hit mo.
Double kill, triple kill for Skeeter. He's ready
Look at
to
him
start
go.
cleaning up. He turns fully.
Tang-ina.
Support back for this. He's got to run. Turns with the tornado to hold the back.
Nag-eclipse, guys.
To come in from Tundra from both Pure and Whitemon. Pure looking towards Crit able to get up to the high ground with the Wind Waker.
Patay Doom, guys, ha, pero may buyback yan.
Pure's trying to chase. Where's the control?
Pure naka-dagger na.
Get them some vision. Skeeter
Pwede nyo nang palagan to.
They've got to find something with these 3 buybacks, Tundra, but Falcons, they're not
Uy,
letting them out.
Lucent. Nice. Pabalikin nyo.
Tundra, they will be able to find the Razor. So the buybacks had to come out, but they found the 3 of them. Can they get Maori as well?
Nice.
Cold snap coming in. He's struggling to
Patay din to, guys. Hindi tayo bias dito, guys.
Tayo bias dito, guys. Tundra lang.
3 at least, right?
3 buybacks, Pure, Whitemon, and
Nag-buyback
Thompson
sila.
across the side.
Pwede nila
I mean,
force
they got on
buybacks
top of
dito.
Pure, they got that
Diretso
Doom.
nila sa baba.
They were able to get these cleanup kills. They're gonna look to force the issue to at least get some buybacks.
Okay, buyback
Buyback
Maori.
pango na.
They almost certainly could try and get more out of Falcons here, Tundra.
I would imagine so.
Antay na lang ata ni
Snaking
Doom.
now does have the buyback available also. His buyback is really cheap.
Refresher picked up on Ramses. He's ready to go with the 2 rounds of spells and
Refresher
potential
on
saves with the
Ramses.
Lotus.
Right.
Spot on Rax. I think, Falcons, they'll let this one go. If ideally they don't want to try and expend any more buybacks, so that, Amar doesn't want to spend his 20 seconds until he's back up. 40 seconds might be a little harder to hold out for on Skeeter. Depends how much Tundra
Iyon
will go
this
for
para kay ano, guys,
outside of this bottom
pango.
mid. They're actually going to go straight towards the mid, or indeed if they just settle for the Roshan, both will be pretty nice for them.
Yeah,
Mukhang
Roche just did
ganun na
respawn,
nga
I think,
lang.
especially now that you use those buybacks.
Yep.
Not worth poking high ground more. You want to go get that Roche. Pure does
Swift
need an
blink
Aegis, does need that
completed kay
secondary
Luna.
life.
And imagine that could be pretty...
Wait, what?
Bilisan
What
nyo,
have we got?
bilisan nyo
No,
yung ano,
he's just
Roshan.
now, Ramses now has plus 100 spell AoE, and with that refresher, so... In these fights are going to be so chaotic.
Who's holding the refresher anyway for the next team fight? Are you giving it to the Luna or the Invoker?
Okay.
Luna, probably?
Makukuha ng
Space? Maybe the Invokers did have
Aegis
space.
for Luna.
I don't know. Maybe you give it
get a
to
whole boat
Luna,
now.
pick up Aegis, and then you swap
Okay.
it in.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy.
The next team fight could be pretty devastating for either side with the more lacking state of buybacks. That in
Marine.
particular for Tundra, they've got to be very careful. Despite having the Aegis and the refresher shard and cheese.
Malrine does spend his gold on an Aeon disc. Does have to be careful how he shows himself. Of course, he did use that buyback before. He's also hit 25.
Dapat yung BKB ang i-stash niya eh.
Not afraid to
There's
go
a ward
first
there.
in.
They got to be careful. They still know there's vision
Mamaya mo pa
Now
naman
with the
gagamitin yung
Roshan being
BKB mo.
taken, they're definitely going to suspect that Tundra are set up pretty formidably around this area of the map. So Falcons, they'll fall back.
Gaganim si Doom, guys.
Magalingan na lang sa clash to.
Oo.
Wala
yun
na
lang
sa item
talaga.
yan.
Si Doom, 7k ang pera. Maglalabas ng sasakyan, cash.
He's getting out now.
He's getting
Tangina.
out now, right?
Ang yaman ni Papa. 7k ang pera, guys.
That could actually... Okay, let me just make sure. Ah, okay. I mean, it could be pretty impactful, to be quite honest with you, versus the Razor. And either way, it's going to be all up to just these catches, execution. If Dooms get blocked, if Thompson survives, if Luna survives with the respawns, Ramses, and especially, I mean, just keeping track of these buybacks, right?
Crazy farm this game from Pure. It's definitely going to be one of the longer games we've had, and on the Luna, no doubt, no surprise.
Pagalingan na lang to mag-Dota, guys.
Being able to pick up this
Wala
amount
na,
of CS
hayaan nyo na yung
and
item.
No signs of stopping anytime soon. We're going to see some crazy numbers.
Pagalingan na
in
lang
this game.
talaga mag-Dota.
Just feels so neck and neck.
It really does. It's been a fantastic game so far, which I feel like sometimes isn't normally said about a game 55 minutes and there's only 19 to 12, but the play and the way that the fights have been executed has been absolutely
Grabe naman yung words
to
niya.
watch from both teams.
Yep, absolutely top tier. Saksa is getting close to a pretty big item too. He almost has a Hex, which they didn't really have this kind of instant disable on their lineup. This could be X Factor.
Guys, 9 viewers pala tayo, ah. Pero yung Gcash wala pa laman. Joke lang. Biro lang. Comment lang kayo guys. Ano, paramdam naman kayo dyan. Saan kayo nakapusta? Kinakabahan ba kayo? Kumain na ba kayo? Ganun lang. Smoke na for Falcons.
May hex dito yung Willow Pag naunahan to siguro pwede na lang ma-burst ang Doom.
Kailangan nila i-burst na nga talaga. 9 viewers tayo guys. Comment naman kayo dyan. Kung kinakabahan kayo, type 1.
Full slotted. Pure.
Just the old X mark and push it between the two of them.
Yeah, he blinks
Uy!
past. Amar is in.
Ay nako! Iwan nyo na yan!
He's in a lot of trouble. That's going to be the
Hayaan nyo na yan. Uy, malaki na yan. Tangina kasi walang buyback to eh.
First stop. Nalabas.
Oh, nice! Ayun, okay lalapit dyan. May COVID dyan.
Save on Skater.
They've just got to try and kite out the Razor, keep their distance off to the side, and Mark continues to play around Ramsey.
Pierce it!
Grabe naman si Puroy! Oh, sige.
Papatay niya ba? Napatay niya.
Lucent beam. Nice. Tapos blink out.
Patay siya, patay si Thompson.
Thompson, okay lang. Nag-buyback doom guys nag-buyback doom. Boom. Barko. Oh. Baka kaya pa. Hindi na.
Backs off. It's a little too low to return to the fight right now.
He almost jumped back in. He had 3 seconds left.
He was tempted.
Guys, di ko alam sino lumamang, sino hindi.
I think if he swift blinks in with his ult
so much damage.
Pero buti na ilabas siya kanina na i-force stop. Shoutout Go Tundra, sabi ni Sir Lorenzo B. Escanio. Boss, saka nakapusta.
Tons expanded again.
Shoutout sa'yo, Boss Lorenzo B. Escanio. Kinakabahan ka na ba? Shoutout Go Tundra, sabi nakapusta to.
Of course, next time round, that Aegis won't be there for Pure. Tundra, they are going to be the quicker ones with the smoke up.
Buybacks are going to start coming back up, though. 90 seconds, we do see.
Ano kaya i-item ni Skeeter?
Until at least one of them. Pure. Did he sell something? Losing track of all of his items and everything, but he is going for his own refresher. I think he spent his gold.
Yeah, he got rid of his treads.
Wala rin naman siyang buyback kasi. For 1 minute lang naman.
Alright. I mean, definitely
Hindi
can
ko pwede niya pang
see the
i-farm
opportunities
yun.
and the possibilities of these explosive team fights ending fast just because of the
Guys,
blink
50 sec
refresher
pa ang
boom
Pango bago mabuhay.
I mean, which team would you say is at more of a detriment without having their mids at this point?
I have no idea. Honestly, at this point, who knows?
Tundra approaching the base.
It's pretty big that Crit has the boat stolen, and he still has it, though, I will say.
Yeah, I think that buff coming out and over his teammates last fight did a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, naagaw yung ghost ship
keep track of what he's going to be able to get with that Pure. Just constantly trying to force the issue to get these towers and Raxes. 1 minute until 60-minute items.
Okay. So if they get some stacks going at least.
Tier 5 neutral item na pala.
Discovery of those neutrals.
1 minute,
See which ridiculous ones we will be able to get as well too. There are some pretty crazy ones this game. I mean, Mirror Shield can have some pretty absurd effects in this game, I would say.
I think indeed lots of Tundra, Pure in particular, is going to be very much hoping for that one.
Yeah. I think that's probably, I mean, they're all very good, obviously, but I think the Mirror Shield in this game in particular is probably...
It could be game-winning.
The thing is, though, also, Amar is dooming himself now, though, so maybe not, because maybe they go for a different route, so we'll see.
That is fair, yeah. Amar did play that pretty smartly last time around, just initiating with the AoE Axe Doom on himself.
Tundra?
No counterplay to that.
Playing around this area, the Midas is picked up for Amar to get that guaranteed neutral.
Walking up, Skeeter, hindi niya ata alam na may vision.
Have some backup with him. How much they want to try and push for this Falcon? Skeeter's going to get held back.
Nag-eclipse na guys. Dagger in. Na-doom.
The Doom gets reflected though, so Amar's going to have to step out of the fight for now.
Skater's not good.
Patay si Puroy!
Oh my god.
Puroy's out of the game for 2 minutes now. Skeeter with the damage build up. He's ready to go for more turns with the second link over towards Ramses. Ramses getting chased out. We'll be able to keep his distance as he pushes the two of them back with the tidal wave.
Ay, naku po.
Amar with a refresher. Ready to go for round 2. Drop the Doom down with the Lotus. Woods.
Naku, lumabang pa.
Thompson. May buyback ka ba?
Making so much happen with the AoE.
Sige.
There's 4 dead. 3 of them, they don't have buyback, folks.
Pure spent his gold. He bought the refresher, so he's
Oh,
actually
bumili
short on
refresher
gold. Unless having that buy.
The question is how much of Falcon's going to be aware of this.
500 pa, si Puroy.
For the push.
Nawala antok ko sa game na to, intense, sabi ni Sir Lorenzo. Oo nga boss eh. Kala namin okay na kanina, dire-diretso Tundra na, pero...
Just going in with the self-doom, these Lotuses and Lincolns, they don't matter whatsoever. Amar
excited
ready to
yung
play
meatball
around them
niya, no?
perfectly.
they're gonna at least try to force. They might know at least. They know at least like one of them.
Kaya ba i-def ni ano to? Ni Thompson to? Okay, papatay kahit isa lang.
Saksa, get away from this. Under the cover of the shadow realm.
What? No way.
Time. I mean, surely there's no way. The
Okay
Rolling
lang.
Thunder comes in.
Buy time, buy time.
Does have the luxury of buyback. Just trying to do whatever they can to slow down this push. Give time for the rest of their teammates.
Roshan
to
muna,
respawn on
Falcons.
Tundra. As it stands now, is Thompson against the world.
Sun striking the catapult. It doesn't hit. They still have the catapult. They're up for the push.
They're ready to get the tier 3, ready to get the racks, and maybe more.
Skaters going in.
Ay guys.
They're gonna start feeling it soon if Falcons that Tundra just don't
Falcons,
have the
relax
buybacks.
lang guys. Ano ba naman
How
yun?
much can Falcons get? Can they take everything?
30 seconds.
30 sec na lang oh, 30
He's gonna do
sec
his
na lang.
best with the hold.
Deafening blast.
Yeah, deafening blast.
He's able to
Siyempre.
push back the 3 of them, but Crit's able to get the jump in. Tries to get the grab on towards Thompson, but the Linkers is there.
Naku,
They're over the air, we do the close together.
Oh! Thompson! Why you do this?
Fortifications there, 10 seconds until Pure's back up. They're likely to maybe have one more fight in them, Tundra, but it will be without Thompson.
I-def mo to, Puroy. May buyback ka rin mamaya.
Something soon, Tundra. Falcons.
Pure's TPing in. He's just gonna go for it.
Let's see what Pure can do. He's gonna go straight over what's snaking. He's taking
Uh-huh.
the Oracle.
Uh-huh.
Nice!
Okay.
Oh my God!
Coming in from Whitemon. Setting
What?
up the fight to fall into the hands of Pure. The base, it's been
Puta!
defended. Falcons. They have to get on the
Sige.
retreat. They're not gonna get the chance to though. Pure
Ayan eh.
just
Oh, mayabang
survived
yan buong
themselves
town eh.
onto
Mayabang yan
Whitemon.
buong
Really
town
gonna
ha.
take
Malakas
down
ng
the
trash
fight
talk yan.
going
Yan.
well.
Bigyan mo
Tundra
nga yan.
hold.
They've got
Sabi sa
30
inyo,
seconds.
guys.
Doom for 110 seconds, Owen.
Walang
And,
kakaba-kaba.
oh my goodness, an
Tundra.
amp damage spawn stop.
Oh.
Pure.
Diretso na, diretso na.
I mean, the splitter plus the combo.
Pati si Pure, meron na siyang buyback mamaya.
I think it was mostly Pure just with the aura.
I guess it was
shredding the heroes.
Yeah, 9K
Huwag mo na
damage
ibili
from the
yan.
Luna.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely look very flashy though from Whitemon, getting that angle, getting that connection.
Oh.
Okay, can they address Pure without the Doom for exit?
Roshan ba or ano?
Can they stole?
Naku, binili.
He's got the rapier.
Oh.
Naku po.
Amplify damage rapier on the Luna.
Hindi niya ata alam na may buyback si
Your
Racing.
base, it's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, this game is absolutely insane.
Mag-ano ka na
So just
muna?
1K gold
Mag-Roshan
difference.
muna kayo.
That's the 1K gold difference.
Tingin ko wala
Oh
pa eh.
man, and we saw how fast those heroes
Respawning
died without
10
a rapier,
seconds
and
na
now
daw
he's
kanina
got
ulit.
Pure guys soaking on
Ano ba
top.
nangyari dito?
So this
Si
is
Itis
Dalawang
Splitter.
ulti.
Thompson really doing everything he can to
Tignan mo.
buy these
Lusaw
extra
eh.
seconds.
Dalawang ulti.
Sure, he gets taken down at the end of it all, but he does his job. He
Absolutely.
slows them down long enough in this desperate time.
Okay,
If for
medyo
Tundra, when they have
matagal
the
pa
3
dito.
heroes, the most important as well, Pure Luna, Deb without buyback, the tier 4's falling, fortification used.
Oh, nag-40.
And they
Yan
make
na
the
nga.
call to go for this
Si
Roche,
Pure
so they
nagtipi
gotta
sa
have these
likod.
extra lives.
Oh.
Pure could even sell items and
3,
have buyback
2,
afterwards.
1.
I think he's got like, maybe 1 or 2 items that he can start getting rid of.
And just good stuff from Pure here.
Nag-TP
Backs
sa
off into
tier
deep
3
part of the
ng
fountain,
bot.
TP's out, immediately
Boom.
finds snaking, the perfect way
Earth
to start
Splitter.
this action off. And
Pasok.
as you see, the damage coming out here
Ubos.
between the two of them.
Hindi nila napansin pumasok ni Earth Splitter.
He will be able to resound himself away.
Look at that.
Yun
Look
oh.
at that.
Palong-palo oh. Palong-palo si
Lalim ng
Paroy oh.
hiningat.
Anyway, what are we doing
Ay,
with tier 5?
nako
What's
ka.
going out?
It is the mirror shield on both sides. Both of the carries
Tier
were able
5
to get
neutral
that one.
items,
I saw Giant
guys.
String, I think, for Ramses, and I don't think everybody else has theirs just yet. I know Crit, I think, got mirror, but that was all I saw.
Tingnan natin, ano kay Pure?
This game is absolutely
Mirror shield
insane.
kay Pure.
Buybacks, offlaners. Now a lot of people are just actually deficit of gold to have these buybacks soon. But the 2 carries, the 2 most important ones, they do have theirs at the ready. That is a big pirate.
Giant's Ring para kay Kungka.
4 boots as well.
Medyo
the choice
hindi
for
ramdam
Thompson,
nitong
so
si
it's gonna be
Kungka.
that much more slippery.
Slippery, and he can use it on allies. And
I mean, that's
stuff,
the thing,
So they have
kinda-
multiple
yeah.
different force staffs to reset these fights as well.
That's going to be pretty big, right? If he hits on the force boots and Hurricane Pike usage onto someone like Pure, if he's getting focused by Skeeter, he can easily separate and break that
He really
static
could,
lane.
yeah. And now Pure's actually hit level 30, so even more damage. He's got the +1 damage per level. On top of that, giving that to everybody. This game.
8 viewers
Still
guys,
no
ang
real
dami
tell
nyo na
who's
naman
gonna
dyan.
win,
Wala
even
na
though
naman kayo
tier 4
init.
had dropped.
Shy type na naman kayo dyan
Arcane
guys.
rune now for Pure.
Hindi, ano yan.
Kinakabahan.
That's nice for
Na,
White.
napipil nila yung intense na laro. Siyempre, 60 minutes, puta.
Oo nga eh.
Isang mali mo lang talaga, magkukos siya ng laro eh.
Totoo yan, totoo yan. Ini mo kanina, itis splitter.
It's gonna be pretty massive to scout the backlines, maybe.
Maglilinkin na rin si Elder Titan, guys.
Saksa also getting that.
Kailangan talaga nila to.
Is to try to find that backline, snaking as it's been most of the game.
Well, that's the thing. At this point,
bigay Lincoln, Alacrity, X-Mark. Boom.
Blinking in on top of the Oracle if they see a chance to.
If they can, I mean, snaking has not given them that opportunity, really. And he does have Book of Shadows, so another layer of save that snaking also has in this game.
Umangat at uminit pet ko dun, sabi ng isa nating viewers, Sir Bojilov. Same boss, napatayo ko sa ano ko. Rolling Thunder na? Walang nanamaan? Exciting, sabi ni Kuya Billy. Oo nga eh. Iitis splitter kayo, nakita nyo? Grabe. Kala ko tapos na eh. Aganing blessing para kay ano. Wala, ganyan lang gagawin yan. Tapos pop naman na. Ganun lang.
Probably just gonna shift their way up there to be able to claim that. It's kind of putting the onus onto Falcons to come.
Ingay, Falcon wins, sabi ni Sir Carlo de la
nadum siya!
Rosa.
Ay! Nadum siya!
Nadum din oh!
Abulin nyo! Walang buyback yan!
Sige! Yun, na-cancel yung TV oh! Sige, Proy! Kaya mo!
Yun, Tom!
Sige! Patay si ano ata!
Walang buyback yun!
Patay
Patay din yung Rubik! Patay yung Razor!
Razor! Makulit yan eh! Bigyan na yan! Okay lang mag-buyback! Okay lang! May aegis to! Oh! Sige! Wala na! Huwag niyo na pansinin yan! Huwag niyo na pansinin! Yan! Yes! Guys, sabi ko sa inyo, Tundra to! Umpisa pa lang! Kung pinustan yung bahay nyo, 10 hektarya na lupa nyo ngayon, sabi sa inyo eh. Oh. Sabi ko sa inyo. Oh. Ito kinabahan talaga to si Pure eh. Oh.
Tangina tangka di saksa po.
Nanlate si Pure eh oh.
But at the end of the day, Tundra, I mean, Pure in particular.
Pure, ano. MVP mo Kuya Bin, MVP mo. Pure ako dito. Okay yung ET splitter pero yung TP sa likod doon.
Hindi naman yung ET splitter yung masakit doon, EJ. Hindi mo nakita yung double ulti ni Pure?
Ay, yung dalawa Eclipse?
Oo,
double Eclipse niya pala.
Dalawa.
Wait, so yung Eclipse niya, every tama na Eclipse meron yung dalawang hit.
You can see the release of adrenaline.
Hindi nakagalaw yung ano eh.
Na-change stun na sa kaka-lucid beam.
Maybe the second or third time we said it, but I think like it was the best game of Dota we've had in like a couple of days.
Okay na guys.
This is definitely the best
Thompson.
by far. If we go back to
3-time
Riyadh
WTI
Masters
winner.
lower bracket semifinals, these two
Ito talaga
teams, they
kinabahan
did
si
meet.
Pure.
Game 2, Pure playing Morphling. He does not have buyback available. They lose the game. They get eliminated from the tournament. This time around, it looked like it could be the same. You know, not having buyback on Luna. He invested all of his gold into refresher.
Good pick yung
ano,
refresher niya.
Buy some time for him. First of all, Saksa goes in, dies knowing that he has
Galing
buyback
niya, guys.
immediately, and then Thompson,
Tundra pa rin
he buys a couple of 30 good seconds, and then
umpisa pa lang, sinasabi na sa inyo.
With the refresher, 10,000 damage in a matter of 15
di 4 na buwan
seconds.
kayong may pambayad ng kuryente ngayon sana, di ba?
Pure TP's in by himself, he's at the tier 3. I don't even care about these highlights. I'm going to keep talking about the end of the game. And then, like, Whitemon, right? He's in good position.
Ito, umpisa pa lang to eh. Wala, kalmado pa dito.
And then the Spirit on top. So, you know, Pure by himself, no way would he be able to defend it. But with the Amps of the Elder Titan in the final moment, like, you just never give up. That is, like, the ethos of any Dota team.
Kala ko mabubuhay pa yung Doom
Never
dun.
give up in a Dota game. You always keep trying to win.
Sino ba finals promise dun kanina, Kuya? Dumata na false promise kanina.
The Eclipse, they needed the Earth Splitter.
Di ko na napansin.
From ET.
Parang tagal niya mamatay or nahihil lang siya, sinusustain lang
Never
siya.
give up in a Dota 2 game.
And they needed the Dooms out of the game, right? And then when
Hindi naman kasalanan ni Doom, guys. Hindi, ano lang talaga, mas magaling lang talaga mag-computer tong ano. Si Tundra. Totoo lang, wala may kasalanan sa kanila. Ayun oh.
So Amar gets level 25, which gives him Doom
Ito
Beats.
na.
He gets the Book of Shadows
Ito na,
as
guys.
his tier 5 item, and then
Ito yun eh, ito yun talaga eh.
Dooms the Luna without seeing Luna.
Tsaka yung buy time din ni Thompson.
Back to him, and because of that, he can't even
Ganda nung Radial na Deafening Blast.
So many mirror shields
Ayan,
stopped
sige.
in this game, and there was one on Razor, there was one on Luna, like there was one on Rubik, and I just that last Doom where
Pero wala silang pakialam sa mirror shield itong mga ano.
item,
Tundra.
or maybe he thought it had procced already from something else, but
Doom
that
lang
game
may
was
problema
so
dun sa
close.
Mirror Shield.
Honestly, well done to all of Tundra, because like you guys said,
Ayan
they
o,
hadn't
TP
bought
likod.
time for Pure to dish out that instant.
Look at it.
Tingnan mo, dalawang ulti yan. Ayun o, isa na yun.
It's gonna come soon. Look at it.
Refresher.
Everyone, hold.
Ulti ulit.
Boom, ayun na.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Ayun no? Ayun no, pinagpasahan. Eh,
That earth splitter,
po.
it hits, and the heroes just immediately disappear.
Because the worst thing is the Falcons.
Guys, kanina talaga,
they see
wala.
the time is ticking back. They're hitting the ancient. It's like
Falcons na kanina
like it's like a 10% chance, maybe 20% chance that the spells hit. If we don't, we can just hit this ancient, right? Like, and also their comms, it's probably just ancient, right? Like they're probably so excited at the fact that like they could do it. That like on the flip side, you can see here like Tundra, they.
Yung
everything that I want to see in a Dota game.
Yung lalaki doon sa likod. Ayan, yan nagpanalo, pre.
The game was defended at that point. Then it was, you get the tier 5 items, you play for that roast.
Ayan, no?
After having
Yun
that
yung nagpanalo, na double doom yung doom.
instantly buys the rapier, right? Instant rapier
Ayan,
purchase.
patay na siya dyan.
He even sends back his
Hindi, may chance pa yun.
Muntik na, oo.
sell the hurricane pack
Ayun,
to have buyback.
siya ang minalas sa sarili niyang doom.
He
Yan,
had
no?
it in his stash, waiting to sell it in case he
Pasok
were
si ano.
to die. And
Wala
then
na.
they had the X-mark sieges on the Luna rapier, right? They would X her, she would blink in. There wasn't
Talaga,
really counterplay from Falcons
wala na
in
yan.
that aspect. And up until that point,
Nag-buyback
it's
si
like there was
Razor,
no
guys,
counterplay from
pero
Tundra
wala.
themselves, right? 'Cause they were getting double doom.
Napatay niya yung
They were
Luna
getting
pero
double
may
win up by
Aegis
Razor
nga.
with ping rolling in.
Wala na,
But
cooldown
the
yung
tier
refresher
5
niya, wala
tier
siyang
5
babato
items
dyan.
are such a game changer in
Naka-Eye of
Dota,
the
and
Storm
that
na rin
mirror
siya
shield
ata
in
eh.
the end
Wala
showed us that.
siyang Eye of
And
the
I'm
Storm.
really
Wala na.
glad that we did not have auras being built
Yan,
this
no?
game. There were no Crimson Guard, no pipes from the offlaners.
Tuwan-tuwa
They
ito,
were
oo.
building, you know, more for themselves, picking up these Lotus Orbs, picking up the early Orchid as well.
Nice one,
and then
Tundra,
one
2-0.
raid boss, Pure.
Si Amar din nagpatalo doon. Dinom niya yung sarili niya.
Lincoln's here as well, top,
Yan nga
on
din.
top of it,
Pero hindi naman siguro
protecting
sadya ni
this
Amar yun.
one hero
Parang
to be able
wala
to
eh.
pretty much siege the high ground.
Minalas si
This
Amar
game could have
talaga
gone
eh.
either way, but in the end, Tundra, with the better decision making, they take
Kung
it.
sino na lang magkamali doon, no, Kuya
As
Bin?
Effie said,
Yun talaga, kagaya nun. Dinom niya yung si White Moon, na-reflect.
It was a fantastic game to watch, but there can only
Patay.
be one
Bumalik sa kanya yung doom.
and who else could
Kaya
be the
dire-diretso siya umuwi na.
Indeed,
Wala na.
Chief.
Okay.
I am here with Topson. They just
Topson!
obviously beat Falcons 2-0 in the game of the tournament. We were all going mad up there in the green room. It was pretty breathless stuff eventually, but it was actually quite a slow start to that game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of like I feel like we were kind of like hunting them in a way, like for the first like 20 minutes. I don't remember exactly when it was that we had like one bad fight, and then the game kind of we realized that they're pretty strong right now, and we want to kind of slow it down, and eventually our lineup just should beat their lineup.
So were you thinking, because I mean, I've got it here, at 30 minutes the score was 7-5, and I thought, wow, we've turned into kind of a farm fest, but you've got an Invoker and a Luna, most importantly, so you must have thought, actually, we're fine with this.
Yeah, definitely. We had like Luna ET, the Luna hero turns out to be very unbalanced, so he kind of
Umayos na yung tsura ni Thompson dati.
So, I mean, I saw your team popping off.
Tsura niya,
certainly
TI8.
Pure had a very visceral reaction to the win in that game. Do you guys feel like you've created a bit of an upset here, or do you think that you're definitely a match for Falcons?
Match lang
in a
kayo.
way, yes. Like we, lately in the officials, we have lost to Falcons, like 2-1 all our officials, and there's only I think one time we beat them was Birmingham first round of upper bracket, like here first round of upper bracket, same story. So I think yeah, we look up to them as one of the best teams. So obviously it's a huge win for us.
Huge win for you indeed. You do continue in the upper bracket, and you'll be facing either Liquid or Cloud9. Now, who would you rather face?
Oh, Liquid or Cloud9? I mean, we would rather face Cloud9, of course. I think.
Iba. Malakas nga si Liquid, guys.
Beating them consistently. This tournament,
2-0 mo ba naman si
Ami?
Ami?
The group stage, and Liquid is a very strong team. So, I mean, both are strong teams, but we would still rather play Cloud9.
Well, you did beat Falcons, and they're definitely considered a strong team. So you might be on something of a run, Topson. But I guess we'll remain to see. I can't wait to see the rest of it. If the games are all like that, I'm going to need a heart transplant. Anyway, back to you, Shiva, and the panel.
Same.
Thank you so much. And of course, if he wants to
Thank
face
you so much,
Cloud9
guys.
or Liquid, he will first have to make his way through either Nouns or Gaming Gladiators, because that's going to be the opponent, I believe, for Tundra after this, one of the two, because we don't know which team is going to win that match. He says,
na yan.
Luna overpowered.
Yeah, no, I agree. Oh, look, we can see the bracket.
Oh, there we go.
Ay, pala, ba't mo tinatanong na agad? May GG pa eh.
So, one step at a time.
Ilang million na rin na secure nito,
Yeah,
no?
one step at a time
win na to.
towards Luna, who is
Secure
the
top 6 na tayo.
easily carry of TI at the moment, and it's just very easy to draft. You don't feel bad picking it at any position, really. I could easily see down the line.
Matino kausap si Thompson. No, matino,
okay
naman. Okay mga sagutan ni Boss
Luna
Thompson.
even getting shifted to like that level priority because yeah, it just feels good at all points of the game.
Feels good at all points of the game. You know what I thought was going to feel good at all points of the game, Effie? I thought at least, you know, certain points it would be great to know where the rune spawns. Turns out that's a bait.
Yeah, but I mean,
Uroy, ating MVP.
Also, we see Pure pop up here again, just a great player.
49k net worth, 93k damage.
Yourself, who wins in a rune fight, or who has more runes in a game? The team with the Oracle or
Hindi
the
talaga
team without
balance,
Oracle?
guys.
You think to yourself,
ang Luna
obviously,
talaga
the team
parang
with the Oracle, but that
lakas
wasn't
na
the case. Tundra completely outplayed on runes in this entire game. The 6-minute power rune, both supports chased the enemy supports, and they end up taking it, or Thompson here gets a double kill instead, which is like very valuable. And then the Luna that we talked about, she comes to the 10-minute power rune, secures it for Tundra, and then at minute 12, Thompson just TPs in, kills Oracle at the power rune, gets for himself. Like how often do you see a Luna coming in for rune security?
Eclipse.
Like Luna comes from the jungle to the 10-minute rune, presses Eclipse, gets the kill here on Doom. They take the rune away from Mallory on the Pango, and then Thompson here TPs
Dapat
after a
sinira
great
mo
fight
na lang.
bottom, takes an arcane rune, kills the Oracle. And when you talk about Oracle teams and Oracle lineups, one of the key strengths of Oracle lineups are getting the power runes, but that just did not exist for Falcons in this game. And that's because Thunder just played so aggressively, they played so well, and they read the map like a book early game.
Yeah, that being said, we still saw the value of the Oracle later on in the game, because Snaking had some great saves.
He definitely did. There was one high ground push where he lacked like 5-10 mana, was unable to get it on Razor. But yeah, of course, great positioning from Oracle. That's what you need to have when you play the hero. A hero that I kind of expected.
Parang na-burnout ako doon sa larong yun.
Kaya ako guys, hindi naman na namin i-cover ang Nouns GG. Anong oras na rin din eh. Nag-usap na kasi kami ni Kuya Marvin kanina. Kasi mainit nga tong laban. Ang next siguro na watch party natin, mainit nga talaga. Guys, mainit talaga. Ang next watch, sulit. Na magandang laban yun. Ang next namin siguro kapag ang next natin Kuya Bin, XG versus Spirit.
Oo, parang gusto ko yun.
Yun na. Pero yung XG
parang pang finals din yun eh.
Yun na nga eh, isa yun sa mga parang magagandang senaryo nga.
Ngayon ba yun?
Hindi. Baka sa susunod na araw. Bukas kasi parang puro lower bracket.
Yun
nga, lower bracket
against the Pangolier. It's
a
matchup that he's very
G2IG muna sila, kalaban nila.
this tournament because it's so effective. Look at what he's doing here.
Pero makita na lang natin guys, may ano naman tayo.
The shield crash nullifying it completely, which is a nice harassment tool.
Abang-abang lang sa ano na to, sa page na to, sa profile ko, hindi pa kasi tayo pwede sa page natin. Abang-abang lang. Siyempre, ano naman yan eh. Pwede naman kayo humabol eh. No guys, Team Spirit versus XG, kung manalo ang Team Spirit sa G2IG, pero sigurado na yan. Tingnan natin, yun ang next natin i-cover. Then, syempre, kung may mas magaganda pa, Matic, syempre, Grand Finals. Then, kung may magaganda pa, i-cover pa natin, no?
Then the TP comes. He also walks under this ward here for vision briefly.
May mananalo ng Gcash, pero 20 lang.
Ayun lang. 20 lang. Yung pinakamaraming comment. Ayun. Yung malakas lang comment yan. Kasi dun sa 8 viewers natin, may mga tumaya dun Kuya Bin eh. Pero wala man lang akong na-receive na Gcash.
Wala nga.
Ano ba naman yan? Parang ang hina naman namin sa inyo. Grabe naman kayo. Pero ano guys, bawi na lang kayo sa susunod. Kevin, may ano ka? May message ka pa sa mga viewers natin?
Kung gusto nyo manalo na maraming pera, makinig lang kayo sa predictions ko. 2-0 prediction for today. Kung pinusta nyo yung bahay nyo, 3 na bahay nyo ngayon.
Kaya nga. Kukulit nyo rin kasi. Ayaw nyo rin kasi magpapaniwala sa amin eh.
He again TPs out, barely avoiding death. And the craziest thing is that he didn't just go back to Fountain.
Ganun din guys. Abang-abang na lang ulit ha. Ito lang yung format natin. Simple lang. Diba? Feel good as ano lang. Feeling ko sa ibang coverage din, ano tayo, mas nauuna nga tayo. Ilan lang naman yung segundo na delay ng Facebook.
nullified a lot of Malraine's early game. It was
So guys, thank you
and that's part of the reason
RTI
they got
watch
ahead.
party will end now. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Kuya Marvin.
guys.
Thank you, Kuya Marvin.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
GG's.
Okay, GG's guys. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.